Legend has it that when the mighty heavens fall, comes the end of the world. The endless realm will birth 10 great beasts of chaos. They have bodies as huge as those of celestial lands. In their wake, the heavens are shattered, space and time are turned upside down, and the world is reborn. After the destruction of the old world and the birth of the new, they will then disappear into obscurity. Thereafter, heaven and earth take shape once more, and the natural order is re-established. A new world with the existence of lids emerges. At the moment, our story protagonist is riding into his companion golden beast named Jinyu. He's Lai Chanaming, a 17-year-old student at Flamulo Science Academy, and was born in a small town. He was meeting a lady despite the heavy rain. She was Mu King, also a 17-year-old student of Flamulo Science Academy, from a poor background, and she's currently Chanaming's lover. King invites Chanaming to go inside her house. Chanaming handed her a hairpin which he bought after a long shopping trip to the Yandu market. While Chanaming is putting the hairpin on his girlfriend, King asked about how far Chanaming's beast has to refine the sacred beast's war soul. Chanaming answered that it will take some time to fully fuse with the war soul. But this sacred beast war soul, Chanaming believes that nobody can look down on him again, and he can finally turn over a new leaf with his girlfriend. 10 days ago, Chanaming obtained the sacred beast war soul, a great treasure in the plains of a secret realm. Its value is immense. It is said that it has the power that can make a man strong enough to stand above all beings. Chanaming gave the sacred beast soul to Jinyu, but it is yet to be fully fused with him. Once he successfully fuses the sacred beast war soul with his companion beast, he will be able to ascend to the top of the great ranking and go on to the peak of life from then on. He believes that with this sacred beast war soul, he will definitely be able to bring happiness to King in the future, although he is only the son of a small remote town lord and of lost status in the Flamulo Science Academy, which is full of noble children. Out of a sudden, King removed his robe in front of Chanaming. I don't want to wait any longer. I want you to make me truly yours now. I want to become your woman. King stated, which made Chanaming surprised. King also told him that she wanted to give all to Chanaming, even herself. Chanaming was too shocked, but he also felt something strange about his girlfriend's aura, and he concludes that King becomes like this because of his sacred beast war soul. Someone attacked the roof of the house where they stay. He was riding to his purple beast and presumed that Chanaming drugged and assaulted King. His name is Lin Xiaoding, 17 years old, one of the elite disciples of Flamulo Science Academy's Heavens Division, son of a noble family. Chanaming was confused that Xiaoding appeared out of a sudden. His girlfriend also runs to Xiaoding and asks for some help. Why, Chanaming, you've done something worse than a monster, and as a disciple of Heaven's Division of the Flamulo Science Academy, I have the authority to punish you, Xiaoding proclaimed, and his beast rushed towards Jinyu. Jinyu was ready to fight, but he was struck in his neck. Chanaming shouted to him to get away as they are not a match. Xiaoding also attacked Chanaming and stepped into his head. He is not satisfied yet and grabs Chanaming's head to take a look on how his beast will assault Jinyu. Since Jinyu is still too weak, he couldn't fight back, and as expected, he died. Jinyu is the first to be born in Chanaming's life-bound space when he was a kid. On that day, Chanaming promised him that they will never be apart. That's why Chanaming cannot accept that his beast is no longer alive. Xiaoding gets the sacred beast war soul to Jinyu, and before he leaves, he stated that this beast war soul is not worthy of Chanaming. Chanaming cannot believe that King will betray him, and also blamed himself that he never suspected this girl. King smiled and called Jinyu a useless companion beast of Chanaming who was unable to quickly fuse itself with the war soul. She only used Chanaming, and what she believes is that Chanaming's abilities and family background are not worthy of her or the sacred beast war soul. Xiaoding also promised to help her become an elite disciple of Heaven's Division, and that from now on, Chanaming will be one of the masses of the bottom feeder while she will be up high and above. Just think of it as a sacrifice you've made in the name of love for me, King said, and vows that she can make those who used to look down on her kneel before her. She left together with Xiaoding with the thought that Chanaming is already worthless without his companion beast. Chanaming was full of hatred in his heart that he was betrayed by the girl he loved the most, and also that his companion was executed helplessly. He stands and pledges that a day will come when he can make King and Xiaoding beg for mercy. He carried Jinyu and apologized for what happened. Mu King, Lin Xiaoding, I will make you pay for Jinyu's life, he whispered while carrying his companion beast. 3 years later, Chanaming woke up with a startled face. He was having dreams of Jinyu for the past 3 years. He has spent his days in the Flamehaven city lying in wait. And that Mu King really did rise to the top of the Ignispolis, became a core disciple of the Flamulo Science Academy, and even got together with Lin Xiaoding. The sacred beast war soul is rumored to be obtained by Xiaoding through his own efforts. On the contrary, Tianming became a laughingstock because of the attempted drugging and assault and was laughed at by the world. The powerful families control public opinion, and people don't believe in anything he says. However, no one knows that he has a big secret in his life-bound space. That is, other than Jinyu, who was hatched at the time he was born, another 10 eggs have always existed within his life-bound space. And today, an egg is stirring. A new companion beast is about to hatch. He waited for this egg to hatch 3 years now, and this will be the best time to let this beast out of its shell. When it hatches, a sudden bright light emerges from Tianming's home. He felt an imposing appearance, and he thought that it might be a legendary companion beast. But when it completely appears, he was shocked and full of disappointment that he waited for 3 years just for this little chick in front of him. He pointed to the chicken and asked how it can give off an aura of a ferocious beast if he is only a chicken. "What? Who are you calling a chicken? Don't you dare look down on me, or I'll crush your ball." The chicken answered, which made Tianming surprised. Although it is said that companion beasts can communicate with the beast master, this is the first time that Tianming has seen one that can speak directly. "You don't know how great I am, little boy," the chicken added. Tianming stared into the little chicken's eyes to check its rank. When a companion beast hatches, the number of start points in its eyes indicates the level of the companion beast. When Tianming checked it, he only saw one single star, and he compared that to his past companion beast, which is Jinyu, had 5 stars and was one of the most rated 5-tier beasts in the whole Flame Heaven. He was disappointed to think that he doesn't have hope of revenge since this companion beast is just a first-rank little chicken. The chicken was mad at him and challenged him to take a good look again. Tears were about to drop into his eyes, and when he checked again, he realized that the star point of this little chicken is a cluster of many stars that he can't even count. It's not a single star but a massive starfield. He suddenly transmits to a place full of stars, and he saw the eternal phoenix swallowing the sun. He also saw a colossal hand that suddenly catch the phoenix. "Henceforth and forevermore, I am the master of all primordial chaos beasts and reincarnation." The colossal hand suddenly speaks. He suddenly comes back to reality because of the chicken that keeps poking him. He carried the little chicken and asked what exactly beast he is. The little chicken was too calm and casually answered that he is the Eternal Inferno Phoenix, synonymous with a style that is one of the 10 primordial chaos beasts. Tianming was a little bit hesitant about this companion beast, but if it is really the Eternal Phoenix that can devour suns, he believes that he will be prosperous because of this. He then invited that chicken to do symbiotic cultivation with him. The chicken rode into his head and was too excited to see Tianming's beast veins. The first realm of cultivation is the beast vein realm. Both beast masters and companion beasts are born with 9 beast veins. Together with their companion beasts, the beast masters and their companion beasts connect and pair their 9 beast veins, making a total of 18 beast veins. They will achieve 1 level of the beast vein realm for each beast vein they can connect. Once the beast veins are interlinked, the beast master and the companion beast will be able to complement each other's strengths and gain huge benefits. The little chicken and Tianming feel each other's beast veins trying to connect. Tianming was surprised by what he felt. He cannot believe that the chicken's young body has a beast vein as big as a dragon's. His beast vein in comparison to his is like a little worm. The little chicken laughed because his vein is big even though he was a newborn compared to Tianming. "Eventually yours will belong to me, so don't say all that crap to me," Tianming answered. They then connect their veins, and Tianming roars as he feels the chicken's veins into his body. Tianming was amazed as he feels so strong. The strength of the body brought by the beast vein is 3 times that of a normal. His first realm is better than a normal third realm. Their next step is the cultivation techniques, and he believes that his current body is capable of cultivating the strongest gong method, the Xuanjin skill. He shows the book to his companion beast, but the chicken called it crap and told Tianming that he will be the one to lead the training. "We'll practice my Eternal Inferno Sutra," the chicken stated, which made Tianming to be annoyed, as for him, the Beastmaster should be the one to take the lead. The chicken flew and said to him that he should listen as he will teach Tianming the basics first. They practice and practice until Tianming becomes familiar with the Eternal Inferno Sutra and realized why the chicken called the Xuanjin skill a crap, since the Eternal Inferno Sutra is too strong than the skill he recommends. The next day, Tianming is meditating while the little chicken is sleeping. Everything that happened yesterday was like a dream to him. He still has 9 eggs in his life-bound space, so he wondered if all of it is primordial beasts. He recalled the time when he thought that he would never be able to make a comeback, and that even if his mother encouraged him every day, it would be hard for him to see any hope for this life. It's his mother's birthday today. He was thinking that his mother would also be so happy to see that he have a new lease on life and hope for the future. Once he becomes stronger, he knows that he can also pick more kindling herbs to save his mother's life. Someone knocked on the door to hand a gift to Tianming and to his mother. The little chicken was annoyed that his sleep was disturbed out of a sudden. "Rise and shine, buddy. We've got people to surprise," Tianming stated. "Hurry up and open the door, Lai Tianming." A girl shouted. It was Lady Huang, the third wife of Tianming's father, named Lai Yanfeng. She was together with her daughter and Tianming's half-sister named Li Zunjiao. Tianming opened the door and his mother also get up to check on the visitor. Her name is Wei Jing, the first wife of Li Yanfeng. She has been treated coldly by Li Yanfeng because she is suffering from an incurable senile disease. She was bedridden for many years and rarely interacted with others. Tianming asked her to go back into her room as she was not feeling well, but she insists as she doesn't want to lie down all day. Lady Huang asked about Wei Jing's health and her daughter interrupted, saying, "How can she be well when she's almost a dead woman?" This mother and daughter have always been overbearing. They never look at Tianming and Wei Jing with respect, and Tianming believes that they only visit them with bad intentions. Huang handed a paper to them and stated that it is a gift from Li Yanfeng. A sad form on Wei Jing's face as he saw that it is a letter of divorce. Although Li Yanfeng made a very polite statement about the paperwork with sweet words, but the reason behind it is as clear as a day for Tianming. Tianming was worried about her and she reasoned out that she was just sorry for Tianming as she never thought that Li Yanfeng would be so cruel for removing them from the family. According to her, this is a clear abrogation of Tianming's status as the firstborn son, even though he is the true next heir of Flamehaven. Tianming has full of anger toward his father, and he already knew that he is no longer the heir on the day that he was framed and returned to his hometown 3 years ago. His father hasn't said even 3 words to him in these 3 years, and they became strangers to each other. Lady Huang and her daughter bring a lot of spirit gems and throw it to Wei Jing. "Sister, you can cry if you really feel bad. I won't laugh at you," Huang stated, which made Tianming furious and ordered them to leave. Huang is not satisfied yet and gives them an hour to pack things as they will be the new owner of this raid pavilion from now on. Tianming squeezes his fist out of anger and was planning to go to his father to ask for an explanation, but his mother suddenly holds his hands and stopped what he was thinking. Wei Jing told him that they should leave this place and come back soon to get their honor. No one knows a child better than a mother. Tianming's mother's vision is far greater than his, and he feels that he has been too narrow-minded. He then cheers up and believes that he and his mother will surely rise again. He has always thought that his mother is no ordinary person. When Wei Jing was young, she was the most beautiful among her peers. She was a good fighter, and Tianming doesn't understand why his mother chose Li Yanfeng. Even though the disease had afflicted her for half of her life, neither her spirit nor her heart was broken by it. "Rise again. Don't make me laugh," Zunjiao stated as she believes that Tianming has no chance to come back again since his companion beast is already dead. When she was 3 years old, she was abducted and Tianming saved her and fought for 3 days and nights to rescue her from the culprit. But now, Tianming regrets saving her on that day. "There are 3 trees in this country yard. Pick the one you'd like me to send you on," Tianming stated. Huang warned him not to be foolish as she believed that Tianming is too weak and no longer has a companion beast. Zunjiao summoned his companion beast named Huoling and Tianming do the same. When the little chicken comes out, a bright light emerges which makes Huang and Zunjiao shocked. When it's finally visible, they laughed and belittled the chicken. "Damn, what a hot chick. Do you want to have my babies?" the chicken stated while looking at Zunjiao's companion beast because he thought that it was a female beast. Zunjiao immediately ordered her beast to devour the chicken, and the chicken also rushed toward Huoling. Zunjiao is very determined to fight against her brother and strike a fire attack, but Tianming was very calm and only smiles. He believes that this attack is not enough to make him budge. "You call this a fire strike? Zunjiao, are you on a diet?" Tianming stated. Now that he has the eternal inferno body, ordinary fire can't put a scratch on him. He then rushed to his sister and slapped her, which made her fly away and hang on the tree. Her mother was mad at Tianming, while Tianming's mother was glad to think that Tianming cultivation base has been restored. When Tianming looked at his companion beast, it was fighting easily with the huge companion beast of Zuoja. The little chicken was enjoying fighting with Huoling, and he kicked Huoling as his last attack. He was disappointed that Huoling is a male beast, and he was fooled because of how sexy it dressed up. Tianming stopped him, but he keeps resisting out of his disappointment. "Li Tianming, you are not the son of the Lord anymore. You dare to beat my daughter, and I will make you die a horrible death," Lady Huang said. Tianming punches the tree beside her. Now that he is no longer part of the Li family, he doesn't have to care about the Li family's reputation anymore. He warned Huang that he doesn't show mercy to people like her who don't even know martial arts. Before Huang and her daughter leave, Zunjiao told Tianming that the reason why his father divorced Wei Jing is that his father wants to marry another woman and wants that woman to be his first wife. The woman's name is Liu King. She's in her 20s, not much older than Tianming, and also a famous beauty. The woman is also from the Lightning Manor, which made Tianming shocked. 3 years ago, he offended the Lightning Manor. His father wants to rely on this woman to rise to the top, so he must get rid of Tianming. Because of the Lightning Manor, his brother was executed and bringing him into disrepute, and now causing his mother to suffer. On this day, he swore that one day He will make the lightning manor disappear forever. According to his stepsister, their father will be hosting a grand wedding in 10 days' time, and she believes that Chanaming will die and the people from the lightning manor once he will not flee to this city. When they left, Wai Jin reminded Chanaming that the Flamulo Science Institute selection will be happening in 10 days. The competition is held every 4 years, and the number of spots is limited to only 1. Last time, Chanaming succeeded in getting the Flamulo Science Institute slot and went to the Flamulo Science Academy. He feels now that his father intends to use the Flamulo Science Academy's selection competition to cheer up the wedding. According to his mother, the order is likely to fall into the hands of his second brother this time. Chanaming comes to the conclusion that his father wants Lai Zifeng, his second brother, to be the successor. But Chanaming won't let it happen. He was determined now to win the Order of Flamulo Science and rejoin the academy and go to Heaven's Sanctum to find the cure for his mother's illness. Lai Chanaming, let's go. I don't want to stay here any longer, his mother stated, and also ordered him to pick up the spirit gems. He doesn't want to accept the gems, but his companion beast suddenly complained that he was hungry and was excited to eat the spirit gems. Chanaming was hesitant as he believes that chickens should only eat worms. The chicken told him that they can immediately break the next level after eating these gems, which made Chanaming believe, and handed him the gems right away. Meanwhile, they already moved and the little chicken was enjoying eating the spirit gems. He also told Chanaming to eat the gems as it has fire-type spiritual energy, but Chanaming doesn't want to try it since he was afraid to be constipated. The chicken was annoyed with him for being naive that he can digest a quarter of these gems in an hour. He handed 1 gem to Chanaming, but Chanaming hesitated. However, after doing symbiotic cultivation with his companion beast, his body has also been recast into an eternal inferno body, so he's already immune to the fire attribute himself, so he was thinking that he can also eat this kind of gems. He then swallows the gem, but he feels hot, like his stomach was on fire. He feels like his body is being consumed by a fire that is unbearable. The chicken instructed him to activate the Eternal Inferno Sutra and refine the crimson spiritual energy into beast energy and melt it into his beast veins. After he absorbed 1 gem, the chicken told him that 1 is not enough as they are just getting started. You're weak as a chicken, his companion beast stated, and handed him the remaining gems. After a while, Chanaming finished eating the spirit gems and broke through to the 4th level of the beast vein realm. He lay down on his bed beside his companion beast, but when he closed his eyes, he suddenly transmitted again to the galaxy and someone is calling him. There is an eye in front of where he was standing. He was full of confusion, but the eye spoke that the time has come for his body to be transformed. All of a sudden, his arm was cut off and he screamed as he was shocked. He gets up and found himself in his room and realized that it was all a dream. His hand hurt so much, and when he checked her arm, there is an azure smog, and his arms becomes different. It was like an arm of a monster that he cannot define. He was confused as to why it happened and thought that he must still be dreaming. He pinched his cheeks, but he felt the pain. When he checked his arm again, there is an eye on his hand that is the same as the one he saw in his dream just now. Looking at it is giving him chills. He keeps moving his arms as he believes that it was also connected to his vision. Because of this, he can see clearly from a dark perspective well, and can even see his leg hairs very clearly. The chicken noticed that he was still awake, and he was startled when the chicken suddenly interrupts him, asking what he was doing. Because of Chanaming sticking his hand down to his trousers in the middle of the night and panting at the same time, the chicken thought that he was doing something that a male usually does to satisfy themselves. Chanaming was annoyed by his companion beast's dirty mind, but then the chicken advised him to learn to do it in moderation. Chanaming squeezed him out of annoyance, and the chicken tried to resist. "No, let me go this instant. I'm not your chick. Don't you dare do something funny with me," the chicken shouted. Chanaming put down his companion and showed him his arm. The chicken suddenly ran when he saw the eye. He was freaking out that this eye was also here with him. Chanaming concludes that the chicken was executed by this hand in his previous life, that's why he looks so scared. The chicken tucked into the blanket, and Chanaming calmed him down and told him not to be afraid since this hand is now his. He explained that he had a sudden dream and his hands mutated. He also guessed that maybe the chicken didn't get rid of his enemies in his previous life, that's why they came after him. The chicken was scared upon hearing it and warned Chanaming to keep his hands under control. "Don't worry, if I were your enemy, I'll definitely give you a hard time. After all, one of my favorite dishes is chicken and mushroom stew," Chanaming answered, which made the chicken irritated and attacked him, but he was disappointed that Chanaming's current hand is too hard and completely invulnerable. He covers his hand up to his arm and promised the chicken that he will cut it off once this hand ever gets out of his control. "Even if I die, I can't drag you down. After all, we are brothers, aren't we?" Chanaming stated, which made the chicken's tears about to fall. With this arm, Chanaming becomes more sure of winning the Flame Yellow Science Academy selections. After how many days? The Flame Yellow Science Academy selection day has come, and also the wedding day of the City Lord, who is also the father of Chanaming. When the City Lord arrived, he was already together with his new woman named Louis King. The people were jaw-dropping while staring at the beautiful lady. Tianming is also present, and he was staring at his father until Liu King with full of hatred in his eyes. When Lai Yanfeng sits on the podium, he then declared that the Flamulo Science Academy selection officially begins. His second son, named Lai Zifeng, who's at the 7th level of the Beat Vein realm, suddenly appeared in the interior and asked everyone who dares to fight with him. Tianming smiled at a thought of starting the fight against his brother. Everyone, especially girls, is looking and cheering for Zifeng. Even Tianming's companion beast also saw Zifeng as a popular man, while Tianming is just seen as a big pervert among the girls. There are already several men wanted to fight against Zifeng, and Tianming swears that he will beat his brother and make a name for himself. Zifeng summoned his 5th-ranked companion beast, a purple-eyed bright bird, and challenged all the men to come all together. 3 men immediately rushed towards him together with their companion beast. With just one head of Zifeng's companion beast, they were all defeated. What a shame! Is there really no one here worthy of being my opponent? Zifeng shouted. Tianming suddenly comes out and removes his coat. Everyone gossips upon seeing him. Even his father was shocked and ordered him to leave and just support his brother Zifeng. Zifeng is good. He is very talented. He is stronger than I used to be. But before he gets the Flamulo order, I would like to challenge him one last time. Tianming answered, and his father let him do whatever he wants. Zifeng rushed to him right away. He doesn't have the intention to execute his brother, but if his brother will stand in his way, he will not be hesitant to make Tianming's life miserable. Tianming managed to block the attack of his brother, which made the crowd surprised. Even Zifeng was confused about how Tianming possibly managed to block his best shot. He also senses that Tianming has an iron plate wrapped around his left arm. It's her hand that is weak, Tianming answered, since Zifeng believes that Tianming doesn't have a companion beast. He then summoned his purple-eyed bright bird. Tianming also called out his little chicken, and as expected, the crowd belittled him and Zifeng laughed at his companion beast. The chicken was annoyed that he was underestimated by Zifeng. He then rushed to the purple-eyed bright bird to fight and show his abilities. Tianming is just standing while his brother Zifeng is rushing toward him. Zifeng attacked his brother, and he was annoyed that Tianming is just too relaxed and doesn't have any fear of fighting against him. He even senses that Tianming's physique has gotten stronger than before. When he takes a glance at his companion beast, it was almost defeated by the little chicken that he underestimates. Tianming cast a power coming from his hand and punched Zifeng's abdomen, causing him to vomit blood, and one of his teeth have been detached. He fell to the ground while Tianming remained unharmed. His companion beast was also knocked out by the little chicken. The crowd was full of confusion, and Tianming's father was also shocked by what happened. Liu King whispered something to his father which made him annoyed. According to Liu King, the competition is not over yet, as there is still a young genius left who has yet to make an appearance. He then calls the participant named Yang, his brother from the Lightning Manor. The chicken said that this man is on the 9th level of the Beast Vein realm, which is 5 realms stronger than Tianming. Hey, it's been a long time, Tianming, Yang stated while pointing his fan to Tianming. According to Tianming, Yang was Lei Xiaoting's henchman back then, and he never expected this man would appear here. Instead of supporting Tianming, his father is rooting for Yang and was too excited to see his true capability. He summoned his 5-star companion beast, a lightning cheetah, and before he attacked, he told Tianming that Xiaoting didn't execute him because they are having fun seeing him struggling. He then rides to his beast and was excited to let Tianming see his improvement over the past 3 years. He then cast an attack on Tianming, causing a big explosion on the podium. Tianming got hurt just by the aftershock of the attack. He believes that the current him is impossible to fight against an opponent who is 5 realms superior. He squeezes his fist and swore to pay back twice the humiliation he received from Yang. Yang will be leaving Flamehaven City, and Tianming challenged him to have a battle on that day, and that he should give Tianming the Flamulo order once he loses. If Tianming will be the one to lose, he's willing to bet his life on this battle. Yang accepts his offer, and in this way, he can also help Lai Yanfeng clear the shame that Tianming brought upon his name in the whole Flamehaven. The crowd underestimated Tianming once again. He then leaves the place with the words that he can defeat Yang in front of everyone soon. When the night comes, Liu King is talking about his brother who will rely on Lai Yanfeng to get mana at Red Twill. The mana is a rare resource that can increase the number of stars a companion beast has. Red Twill Mountain is Lai Yanfeng's territory, and all of the mana that can be found there has his name written on it. Red Twill Mountain is too large and has a lot of fierce beasts lurking around, but Yanfeng is willing to accompany her and her brother to officially enter the mountain. The next day, Tianming informed his mother that he was defeated by a participant from the Lightning Manor. His mother was disappointed that she needs to wait another month to leave Flamehaven City. Tianming also told her that he cannot guarantee that he can beat Yang, but his mother cheers him up and she has a lot of trust in the little chicken's ability. The little chicken hugged Wei Jing and addressed her as his mother. That's why Sai Wing gave him a name, as she also believes that this chicken doesn't want to be called Little Chick all the time. The chicken said that his name is too long, which is Eternal Inferno Phoenix, but Wei Jing suggested that from now on, he will be called Yu Ying Huo. The chicken was teary-eyed upon hearing it, as he also loved the name that is given to him. Sai Wing coughs suddenly. Blood comes out from her mouth. The medicine she always drinks, which is the clear spirit grass, can only relieve the symptoms and cannot cure her, so she was thinking that she might die sooner, since it is only the medicine that can relieve her. Tianming still decided to go to Red Twill Mountain and pick the clear spirit grass to prolong his mother's life. 2 days passed. Tianming was still at Red Twill Mountain, but he only managed to find a single clear spirit glass after search so hard for 2 days. Ying Huo motivates him as he believes that they can find more of it deeper in the mountains. Tianming was hesitant to go further since it was more dangerous it gets due to the fierce beast. Ying Huo suddenly flew away as he found something good up ahead. He saw a fire lingjai and bravely pick it up. They then run as there is a fierce beast guarding it, and they hide inside the hole in the tree. According to Tianming, this high-grade spiritual essence is worth a lot of money, but Ying Huo told him that it was rare to come by, so they should absorb and refine it as soon as possible. Come on, let's split it up and swallow. Ying Huo stated that Tianming was hesitant, as what he knew is that this herb is a powerful one and that they can possibly die a violent death. Ying Huo told him that he should have confidence in his Eternal Inferno constitution. Tianfeng has confidence now upon hearing it, and he then follows what his companion beast said. Upon swallowing it, there is a flame surrounding them, and the beast vein realm successfully leveled up to 5th level. Meanwhile, while they are walking in the forest, they heard a powerful roar near them. Tianming concludes that it might be a fierce beast, but when it suddenly comes out, it was a spirit of a lady asking for help. Ying Huo and Tianming were surprised upon seeing it, and Ying Huo thought that it was a female ghost. But when it looks to them, it's a beautiful lady, and Tianming believes that it is a fairy. His face becomes red and he cannot help but keep looking at the lady. A gorilla from behind suddenly roared, and Tianming promised the lady that he will help. Ying Huo is rushing to the gorilla and lets Tianming and the lady run, but Tianming told him that they should run together. The lady offered her strength to Tianming. She cast her magic and holds Tianming's head. Tianming feels different and he's glowing all over. The lady has a special body that can fuse with others to enhance their power and realm. Ying Huo was amazed seeing the power surrounding Tianming, and due to his carelessness, the gorilla has a chance to punch him. Tianming was too excited and tried the power right away to see how much power he can increase with this possession. He attacked the gorilla, and the gorilla also fight back as well. But in the end, the gorilla was defeated and knocked out. Tianming was delighted that his power have enhanced, and even the strength of the dark arm has been increased. The lady comes out and she becomes clearly visible, wearing a purple dress and has purple hair. "Brother, thank you for saving my life just now," the lady stated while smiling at Tianming. Ying Huo introduced himself, and the lady held him and were glad to see a talking pet. She introduced herself. Her name is Zhang Feeling, and Ying Huo is the one who introduced Tianfeng to her. Zhang was born without any companion beast, but she has special abilities. She also feels a strange feeling that Tianming and her have known each other for years. She raised her hand and let Tianming look at her fingernails. According to her, she has 10 special abilities, and they've been sealed since birth. She already unlocked 2 of them. One is a spiritual attachment that grants her the ability of temporal field and lets her create a region of space where she can control the flow of time. Ying Huo interrupts her and told her and Tianming to marry together to become overpowered. Tianming was embarrassed upon hearing it, and he then forced his companion beast to be inserted into the companion space. Zhang came here with someone, but they were separated as they were being chased by the beast. Tianming was curious about their colleague of Zhang and was disappointed that Zhang might be married to someone. "You rascal, how dare you molest my linger? How dare you?" A voice from behind shouted and slashed him using a sword. It was a spirit source beastmaster realm powerhouse. To achieve this realm at such a young age, she by no means has an ordinary talent. Zhang stopped her and explained that Tianming is the one who helped her with the beast. She also said that they have complete synchronization with Tianming, which the other lady doesn't believe. Tianming and Zhang tried it again to prove that they have the perfect combination. Even so, the lady still underestimates Tianming as he is only 5th level of the beast vein. And according to her, with this qualification, Tianming won't be able to achieve anything in the future. She then grabs Zhang's hands to go back to Ignispolis. Tianming tried to ask her exact location in Ignispolis, but her colleague covers her mouth and told Tianming not to bother to come to them and that he should be at home, farming and producing food to contribute to the Vermilion Bird Kingdom. Zhang said goodbye to him, which made him thrilled because of how cute and polite she is. While looking at them leaving the place, he believes that he will have an opportunity soon to meet Zhang again in the future. Ying Huo comes out and was hysterical that Tianming hid him from the girls. "I curse your future babies to knot of butts. I curse you to break your 20 into 7 or 8 pieces." Ying Huo stated out of annoyance. They already stayed 3 days here in the Red Twill Mountain and continued to search for the clear spirit grass. They have found a dozen of the said grass, and Tianming is glad that 3 days of searching have finally paid off. Also, he was very excited, thinking that his mother will be very happy to see him return with so much clear spirit grass. When he was about to pick the grass, there is a sudden scorpion coming out from the ground. The chicken thought that it was a fierce beast, but Tianming told him that it was a companion beast. It's a blue-tailed scorpion 5-star companion beast. It's a highly poison type arachnid beast, and Tianming concludes that there's a beast master around the area. You're not from the Lightning Manor, and you dare to enter the depths of the Red Twill Mountain. Aren't you afraid of dying? A man stated, which made Tianming confused as to why there are geniuses suddenly appeared. The man warned him to leave Red Twill Mountain if he doesn't want to end up being buried. Ying Huo was annoyed by his words, but Tianming told him that people of the Lightning Manor are all like this. They only came here to collect medicine, and there's no need for them to fight. He also explained to the man that he will leave, but he needs to pick a few clear spirit types of grass for his mother's cure for illness. Instead of giving him some time, the man stepped on the grass that Tianming needed. Tianming was dumbfounded upon seeing it. You called me brother. Who are you to call me brother? Are you worthy? The man stated, which made Ying Huo furious. The flame comes out from Tianming's body. He was full of hatred and wanted to execute the man in front of him. The man smirked and ordered his companion beast to attach Tianming. Tianming and Ying Huo rushed together toward the opponent's beast. With both of their strength, they managed to defeat the scorpion using martial arts. The man was shocked and cast a top-grade bestial weapon, a heart-piercing needle coated with poison, and strike an attack on both Tianming and Ying Huo. He thought that Tianming will die because of this, but he was surprised when Tianming managed to block the needles and punched him, causing him to vomit blood. Tianming stepped on his opponent's head as it has still the guts to threaten him. The man suddenly shouted, calling his mother and father. Tianming feels an intimidating aura because of it, and he is sure that these are the high-ranking member of the Lightning Manor. He then runs away while the man is shouting, ordering him to mention his name, which is Zhang Zixuan, once he will see the king. This is Tianming's hometown and grew up around here, so he was familiar with all of the areas on this mountain. Zhang Zixuan's parents appeared, and Zixuan's told his father that he was beaten by a man about his age with a bandage on his left arm. His father was furious and willing to shred Tianming's body into 1,000 pieces, while Tianming is running away. He senses that someone faster is catching him up. He saw 2 people ahead and realized that it was King and Zhang. He was about to hold Zhang to possess her strength, but King punched him directly, causing him to fall. Zixuan's father is coming, but he was alarmed when he saw a familiar lady with Tianming. Zhang Chong from the Lightning Manor greets Princess King. Zixuan's father stated, named Zhang Chong. At this point, Tianming was surprised that Lady King is the princess. The princess asked Chong what the Lightning Manor people is doing on this mountain, but Chong was hesitant to answer her question. Answer my question. Speak up if you don't want to be beheaded, the princess ordered. Chong apologized to her and explained that 7 disciples of the Lightning Manor are here for a competition to find the mana that they discovered, which can be found in this mountain. According to him, it's an inferior mana that can't even be called a yellow-ranked one and can only allow the companion beast to evolve to the 6th star. After hearing the information, Princess King let him leave, and he suddenly pulls Tianming's hand to bring with him, but Princess King stopped him and told him to leave by himself. When Chong finally left, Zhang told Tianming that King is the one who wanted to follow him after they parted ways. She wanted to study why Tianming could get perfect synchronization with Zhang. In fact, these girls are following him for days, and Zhang invited him to visit her soon in Ignispolis. Princess King handed him a jade pendant so he can easily find Zhang soon if he will visit. Zhang suddenly held his hand and whispered to him where he can find the mana that Chong mentioned. After that, they finally parted ways, and Tianming felt sad about it, but he doesn't have a choice. They then decided to find the mana, and since Ying Huo have been transformed from an ancient beast to a companion beast, and many of his abilities have been restricted, he believes that mana can help him free himself from those restrictions and help him grow stronger indefinitely until he becomes an ancient beast of chaos again. 10 days later, Tianming and his companion beast are still in the Red Twill Mountain. Although they haven't found the mana yet, they have found a lot of spirit essence and clear spirit grass, which help him increase the speed of his cultivation by leaps and break through the 6th level of the Beast Vein realm. They arrived at the end of the direction that Zhang told him to follow. Jin Huo concludes that the mana is probably in the lake, so he invited Tianming to dive together and take a look. As they go deeper into the lake, it's getting darker and darker, so Tianming used his metal arm. He then saw something at the bottom of the water. There's like a key slot in the center of it, and when he tried to check in his surrounding, he found something light near them, and he thought that it was the key, but his companion beast was certain that it is the mana that they are looking for. He can smell its fragrance, that's why he's very sure that it was the mana. Tianming gets it immediately, and he plans to try it to unlock the well, but Ying Huo sensed something big coming toward them. He ordered Tianming to take the mana away as he will be the one to distract the beast. It's already near them, a 3-star razorback colossal crocodile. Tianming ran away while his companion beast tried to lure the crocodile away from the area. When he gets up from the water, a lady's standing in front of him and she's together with 2 other high-rank people from Lightning Manor. The lady ordered him to hand over the mana, but Tianming just smirked and turned around. The lady was annoyed by his action and immediately summoned her 5-star water-type 6-eyed flying fish. While Tianming is walking away above the water, the flying fish is heading toward him and was about to attack, but he managed to dodge and jump at the head of the fish. When the fish fly, Tianming jumped again away from the fish. The owner of the flying fish named Yilin is chasing him and swore that Tianming's whole family will suffer if he will not stop running away. She's also boasting that she's already at the 8th level of the Beast Vein realm, but Tianming still ignored him and keeps on running. Tianming gets away from the river, but his opponent is already behind him. Yilin cast a superior battle skill and ordered his companion beast to attack him. When the flying fish attacked him, he cast a skill and punched the flying fish using his metal arm. The blood of the fish splattered and Yilin was shocked that her companion was defeated by just a punch from Tianming, who she underestimated. Yilin's father and uncle are rushing to her and they don't want that Tianming will escape together with the mana. When Tianming saw them, he then grabs Yilin by the neck and warned the elder men not to act rashly if they don't want that Yilin's neck will be cut. You're just a kid. Don't be so presumptuous. I can execute you the instant you try to make a move. At your age, even a top genius can't be farther than me, Yilin's father stated. Tianming shows them the jade pendant that Princess King gave him. Upon seeing it, the oldies were shocked and full of confusion as to why Tianming had it. I'm Princess King's subordinate. Is there an issue with me taking this mana? Tianming stated. Because of the jade pendant. The oldies don't want to fight him back and just asked about who is his father. Tianming released Yilin and told the oldies that his father is a big man and that they should guess it themselves. Hen then runs away, which made Yilin disappointed, but her father cannot do anything and accept the fact that Tianming is really the one who snatched the mana from the razorback colossal crocodile. Yang suddenly came and asked if they got the mana, and they explained that the mana was taken by an outsider and left just now. Yang immediately rushed toward the direction where Tianming runs away. Meanwhile, Tianming and his companion beast met near the river and decided to go back deep down the water to open the well. Tianming is confident that no one can see them if they will hide here under the lake. When they were about to open the well, they heard a weird noise again and they expected that it was the crocodile who came back to check the treasure. When they can clearly see it, they confirmed that it was the crocodile fighting against Yang. They ignored Yang and continue to open the well with the expectation that they can find some godly treasures. They go inside the well and found a room, and when they opened it, they saw a shiny orb that has a white jade sphere inside. Tianming was certain that the value of this orb is several times the mana. He let his companion beast refine the mana while he studied the orb with the thought that there was a secret hidden in it. Above the river, Yang is still fighting against the crocodile and his sister wanted to help him, but Yanfeng disagrees since they should not interfere unless it's for the last resort. Yang is struggling that even his strongest moves are unable to hurt the crocodile. The crocodile becomes berserk, and at this point, Yang was frightened and asks for some help from his sister. 3 hours later, the crocodile is already dead and Yanfeng received the news that his son is the one who stole the mana. Upon hearing it, Yang yelled and regret that he did not execute Tianming at the beginning. His sister was also certain that Tianming's companion beast can't refine the mana and that Yanfeng will take back the mana for him. Going back to Tianming, he's still in the process of studying the orb and he was surprised to see an eye inside the orb. A sudden flash happened which made his vision and consciousness are getting blurred. He feels like he entered another world and the secret of the orb is entering his brain directly. He discovered a console cannon and it said that when he will cultivate it to the level of sky polarity, the spirit core shall truly open. The path to the Wondersky realm shall be established, and he may seek its legacy afterward. The first stage of the God Soul Canon is the Bewildering Eye. When this eye is mastered, the God Soul Canon's second stage can be learned. His companion beast suddenly disrupts him and is confused why he suddenly recites some scriptures. He then explained that he got a good fortune called the God Soul Canon. The mana got absorbed into Ying Huo's body quite fast, but it needs to be refined slowly in his body. Tianming tried to practice the God Soul Canon, and it says that the Bewildering Eye needs him to establish illusion-type spirit veins in an eye. There are a total of 81 of them. Tianming opened his eyes and there was blood dripping from his eyes. He was afraid that this method is only suitable for those with special eyes. His companion beast reminded him that he has special eyes which are located on his hand. Jing Huo demanded to try practicing the technique again as he also wanted to see its power. Tianming continued practicing and he becomes more focused this time. 5 days later, Ying Huo finished refining the mana, but Tianming was disappointed that his companion beast remains a little chicken instead of becoming domineering and handsome. Ying Hua was annoyed and challenged him to try his bewildering against each other. Tianming saw it as an exciting challenge. He then cast it to his companion beast. Ying Hua was hypnotized and he saw Tianming as a female chicken wearing two-piece. "Hey sexy, wanna produce some chicks with me?" Ying Hua stated while rushing to Tianming. Tianming woke him up and asked about what he saw. Tianming then realized that this bewildering eye can produce seductive illusions. Although it cannot inflict damage directly, it can at least distract the opponent at a critical moment. Tianming was excited, thinking that this could work as a secret weapon at critical times. After their errand, they decided to go home since Tianming realized that his mother might be anxiously waiting for him. At this point, he was very determined to fight against Kai Yang and settle the score. At the Flame Haven, Li Yanfeng with the people from the Lightning Manor is talking about Tianming. It's already the 7th day, but they did not see Tianfeng in the city. Whoever of them can grab the mana to Tianming will be the one who owns it. At this moment, they worry that Tianming might go to Princess King together with the mana, but his father Yanfeng explained to them that Tianming is a dutiful son and will return to pick up his loving mother, and aside from that, Yanfeng knows that Tianming wanted to get the Flamulo order. While they are discussing, a subordinate of Lord Yanfeng appeared and informed them that Tianming was spotted in the city. Tianming was spotted all around the most prominent place in the city and seems to be waiting for someone. "I've been waiting for you for half a day, and now you show up," Tianming stated with a wide smile on his face. He was talking to Kai Yang together with other disciples. His father was also looking at him from behind and doesn't care what will happen to him now. He only cared about having a high position and power once they will go to the Lightning Manor. At this point, Tianming was too confident and challenged all 7 disciples to come and fight with him together. The disciples laughed, and what they expect is that Tianming is still too weak to fight against all of them. Before the battle started, Tianming confirmed first to Kai Yang if he will get the Flamulo order once he won. Of course, a man's word is his bond. "When you lose to me, you better hand over the mana," Kai Yang answered. Upon hearing it, he jumped and all of them thought that he will escape again. Tianming knew that he can't fight in this area as it was too close to the inn and will disturb his mother's rest. Secondly, it'll be good for him to let more people know who's the real winner of the Flamulo selection. Lastly, he will let Li Yanfeng feel what it's like to have the geniuses of the Lightning Manor whom he thinks so highly of. While the 7 disciples are chasing him, the people started to notice them and was interested to see the battle. Tianming knows that his opponent can't act as one, so he decided to attack Zixuan first. He then jumped towards Zixuan and Zixuan was clueless. Tianming punched him and Zixuan's parents were worried, and even the people were shocked upon seeing how Tianming destroyed one disciple in just a single punch. One disciple asked him to hand over the mana nicely, but Tianming teases him. The disciple chases him together with his companion beast. He attacked Tianming using his sword, but Tianming managed to dodge and punched him. His companion beast was also defeated by Ying Hua. There are 5 disciples left, and a lady disciple realized that they underestimate Tianming, so he decided not to fight. The crowd was surprised that the Lightning Manor was almost defeated by the person whom they underestimate. "So now, there are 4 of you left. Do I have to wait until you sort things out between yourselves?" Tianming uttered. They were all challenged by Tianming's words, so they attacked together, but Tianming was too calm and defeated the 3 disciples together. The only one left is Kainan, who was furious and underrated Tianming once more. He cast his skill while blabbering words to Tianming. For the first time, he activates his Thunder Fire Chain, but still, Tianming was calm and just smirked. He strikes an attack using the Thunder Fire Chain while Tianming is avoiding it and jumping around. Kai Yang thought that Tianming can't fight back. He doesn't know that Tianming is just waiting for the perfect time to attack. Tianming used his bewildering eye and Kai Yang was hypnotized and thought that the lady in front of him is his sister. Tianming feels disgusted that Kai Yang has a desire for his own sister. He then seized the opportunity and punched Kai Yang directly in the face using a Dragon Mammoth Heavy Strike. Kai Yang was helplessly defeated, which made the crowd to be shocked, and even his sister and Li Yanfeng cannot believe what just happened. Tianming stepped on his arm, but what is unbelievable is that Kai Yang is asking for mercy. "I can't do that. I don't want to let you off like that," Tianming answered, as his intention is to execute Kai Yang. He then jabs Kai Yang's face to the roof while Kai Yang cried and continued asking for some mercy. "What a disgrace. I say, City Lord, is it just me, or are these so-called geniuses from Lightning Manor nothing but a bunch of crap who can't even handle a single hit from the worthless cripple of Flamehaven? What do you say, father?" Tianming uttered. Li Yanfeng shouted and ordered him to release Kai Yang. Tianming agreed, but with a few conditions. The one who accepts the condition is Kai Yang's sister. First is that Tianming is now the owner of the Flamulo Order. Second, he should be treated with respect and honored as the rightful winner of this year's selection. And lastly, they should prepare a good horse cart, and Li Yanfeng should send Tianming's mother and him off tomorrow with the courtesy of a guest. From then on, they will have no relationship with each other. The people are cheering for Tianming and told the city lord that Tianming deserves those conditions. You have my word, his father answered, and after that, Tianming was congratulated as the winner of the Flamelow Order. The next day, Tianming is riding a horse and ready to leave Flamehaven City. Ying Huo suggested to him that he should change his name to Tianming the Badass so he can truly cut all ties with his father. His mother was confused about where they are going, so Tianming explained that they were heading to the Ignispolis. Don't worry about anything and don't ask many questions, just trust your son, Tianming stated. 3 days later, Tianming is still traveling. He was enjoying the thunder fire chain of Kaiyang and he'd take it to Kaiyang without any permission. Meanwhile, they arrived at the Ignispolis and Tianming promised his mother that he will take good care of her. Wei Jing has some friends in this city, so she told Tianming that she will be the one to settle a place to stay. She leads the way to Sage Chen's residence, and according to her, she has a friend here who marries Sage Chen whom she hasn't met for 20 years. Tianming was shocked that his mother had connections with the Zheng and Chen merchantry. It is Vermilion Bird's largest business union that controls the nation's economy. The two presidents of the Zheng and Chen merchantry, Sage Zheng and Sage Chen, are still legendary icons in Vermilion Birth today. There are geniuses from the lower class who started from nothing. 20 years ago, they were known as the Stray Twins, and now they're known as the Starry Sages. Not only do they possess wealth that rivals that of a small country, but they're also extremely powerful. It is said that their strength is comparable to that of old-school powerhouses such as the Lightning Manor. Wei Jing told the guard from the gate to tell their Madame Lan that her old friend Wei Jing visits. After a while, the guard let them in. Tianming is observing the place inside and saw youngsters who practice their strength together with Chen Yao, Zhu Lan's child, and his with a 6-star beast hex-starred Clinquant lion. Tianming was amazed upon seeing it and believes that there might be a lot of talents hidden in Ignispolis. According to the guard, Chen Yao will be taking the entrance exam 3 days later, and he's hoping to come in first so he can be directly accepted to Heaven's Sanctum. First place is also Tianming's goal. He was thinking that if he can be directly accepted, then he will finally be able to make progress on his mother's illness. Meanwhile, Wei Jing and Zhu Lan finally meet. Zhu Lan is a sexy lady despite that they have the same age as Wei Jing. Wei Jing introduced Tianming to the lady, and Tianming can't believe that his mother's friend still looks so young. Zhu Lan mentioned a curse that may be taken effect, which is also the reason that Wei Jing now looks so old. Wei Jing explained what happened to her in the Flamehaven, and Zhu Lan told her that it may not happen if she's not so stubborn in the past. Tianming was alarmed upon hearing it, and he concludes that there might be a lot of things that his mother hasn't told him about. Zhu Lan asked if she was hoping the Sanctum Potentate will help her resolve the curse, that's why she came back, but according to Zai Ying, she did not return here to lift the curse. She explained that she returned because she wants to reside peacefully in Ignispolis and spend his last days with his son. She also asked a favor from Zhu Lan, which is to have a residence near Flamulo Science Institute. Zhu Lan answered that they should stay at the Chen Shadow, which is close to the institute, and in this place, she would be able to take better care of Zai Ying. She glances at Tianming and believes that Tianming wanted to take an entrance exam. She asked Tianming about his current cultivation, and Tianming answered that is at the 7th level best vein stage. Chen Yao suddenly came and overheard them. He makes fun of Tianming and underestimates Tianming's ability. He also asked about the visitor, and his mother answered that Zai Ying is her sister from the past. Sister, how interesting. With your youthful looks, your sister's with a grandma. At that age, she can literally pass off your grandma. Chen Yao answered, which made Tianming annoyed. Not just that, Chen Yao also told his mother to send away their visitors as it was affecting his mood for the exam. Chen Yao explained that she needs to make herbal soup for his son, which is both difficult and expensive to make. She was worried that she's gotten so much older from making it. Don't you see a lot of wrinkles on me? She stated. But Tianming was irritated with her and sensed that she's been acting so fake from the beginning to now. Zai Ying decided that they should leave as they need to figure out many things from the Ignispolis. When they are not around, Zhu Lan's expression was so happy while thinking that life really is full of twists and turns. Chen Yao asked about the names of their visitor, and when his mother told him, he then remembered that Tianming is the one who was kicked out of the Flamulo Scion for assaulting someone. When he heard that his father is coming, he then decided to leave immediately. Zhu Lan's husband named Sage Chen came and asked Zhu Lan about the 2 people who just left the palace. She was the person you couldn't have that year. 40 years old and she's ugly now. Would you still love her? Zhu Lan answered. Sage Chen was shocked upon hearing it and immediately run and planned to chase Lady Zai Ying. When the night comes, Zai Ying and Tianming found a place to stay. Tianming immediately asked his mother about Heaven's Sanctum and the curse that Zhu Lan mentioned, but his mother doesn't want to give an answer about it. Tianming promised his mother that they will enter Heaven's Sanctum and cure his mother's disease no matter how difficult it will be. He then told his mother to rest as he will going to cultivate. When they are outside with his companion beast, Ying Huo asked for some jades to eat, but Tianming cannot give him as they don't have enough money left. They both argued while there is someone by the tree spying on them. Tianming noticed it. He then stands and the man showed up while saying them to stay quiet. The person was wearing a mask and stated that he knows Tianming because it was he who obtained Saint Beast War Soul first. According to him, Tianming's story has ended 3 years ago. Tragically, Tianming had no background and support in Ignispolis. But it doesn't contradict the fact that the first person to obtain the Saint Beast War Soul first was you. The person the Saint Beast War Soul acknowledged is also you, the man stated. Upon hearing it, Tianming asked for advice from him. This person is afraid of disturbing Tianming's mother and has also been secretly watching him, so Tianming concludes that this person is his mother's friend. He was sure that there was an 80% chance that this person is Sage Chen. He handed a crimson and instructed Tianming that he should crush it if something emergency happens so he will know where to find them, but Tianming should also remember that he cannot help openly. He was about to leave, but Tianming asked him for a favor, and that is to borrow some money and promise that he will return the amount 10 times. If he cannot return the money, he's willing to give Ying Huo as payment. The man agreed and give Tianming a bundle of crimson and then leave the place. Tianming was surprised that the man let them borrow high-quality crimson gems with yellow heavenly patterns. Ying Huo was worried that Tianming might not be able to pay it back. If I can't, then I'll just give you to him, Tianming answered. The next day, Tianming go to the Xing and Chen repository, an Ignispolis shopping center that has various ranked battle art that can be purchased here. Tianming needs this. Source ranked battle arts cost 50 yellow marked jades, while intermediate ranked battle arts cost 200. The advanced ones can go up to thousands. At this rate, Tianming can only buy a few intermediate ranked. His companion beast was unhappy that Tianming is willing to spend all their money, so Tianming said that they needs to spend for his rank and strength. Tianming has chosen several movement arts for a total of 470 yellow marked jade. With these battle arts, here begins his path of revenge. When he was about to pay, several people noticed him. It was Chen Yao and his 2 other colleagues named Chen Ying and Chen Ding. As Tianming recalled, Chen Yao doesn't know him the last day they met, but now they called him by his name. They laughed so hard while remembering that Tianming is the one who was kicked out. Chen Yao walked toward him and told him not to bring his mother again to their place. Chen Yao, remember that there are some things that should never be said. You never know when you will be regretting them, Tianming stated. He also warned Chen Yao that the day will come when he can make Chen Yao suffer the consequences. Are you challenging me? Chen Yao asked, and Tianming answered, so what if I am? Chen Ying interrupts and states that Tianming might be here to steal. For the sake of Sage Chen's face, Tianming won't fight with his son today. He decided to leave, but Chen Yao screams that there is a thief, so their sales lady blocked him. Tianming shows them a lot of crimsons, so they confirmed that Tianming is not a thief. Because of it, they let Tianming leave the store together with the battle arts. With the crimson that Tianming has, he managed to buy a house for his mother, and they can now settle down here in Ignispolis for real. 2 days later, the registration for the entrance examination of the Flamulo Scion is begin. As expected, several students wanted to get a slot. When Lai Tianming is already at the registrar, he confidently gave his name and his original city. His past classmates are the ones who listed names and were shocked that he came back. Tianming was expecting good treatment from them, but this young man ordered him to leave. He was mad at Tianming because their whole class was bullied at the time that he was kicked out at the Flamulo Scion. Tianming confidently said that he had the order, so he was qualified to register. The girl agreed with him and stated that they should do their duty fairly since a lot of people are watching them. She then registered Tianming's name, and Tianming thanked her and said goodbye to them and entered the examination ground. A lady declared the first stage of assessment to begin. The rules are to drop the blood of the companion beast on the star stone to assess the tier and realm of them. Any beast below the 5th tier, regardless of their realm, will be eliminated. She then called out the first stage Invigilator Master Mu Wan, a very strict sexy lady. Chen Ying and Chen Ding saw Tianming again in this area. They underestimate Tianming, and Tianming told them to shut up, which made Chen Ding mad and grips Tianming's cloth. Chen Ding threatened Tianming that he will crush Tianming to death once he step out of the campus. You want to fight? Easy. See you in the arena later, Tianming confidently answered and leave them. Chen Ding smirked, and he believed that Tianming cannot defeat him. When Tianming lined up, Zulan saw him and underestimated his ability, as his cultivation is only a 7th level beast vein. Tianming is already in front of Master Mu Wan, and she thought that the chicken that Tianming carry is a gift, so Tianming said that this chicken is his new life-bound beast called Blazingly Fiery Birdie. While they are talking, Ying Huo is looking at the chief mentor's legs, and he was amazed at how smooth it is. Tianming dropped Ying Huo's blood at the start stone, which creates several colors that made the crowd confused. Master Mu Wan smiled and was amazed that Tianming found a 6-star wild beast and formed a blood pact with it. According to her, blood pacts with wild beasts have quite a low success rate. Shen declared in front of everyone that Tianming's lifebound beast is the blazingly fiery birdie, a high-tier 6-star lifebound beast at the 9th level of the beast vein stage. As expected, Zhu Lan contradicted and suggested testing it again with a new star stone. The crowd agreed to it, so Mu Wan gave what they were asking. Tianming put blood again on the new star stone, and the same thing happened, which made Zhu Lan annoyed. Tianming overheard that there is a participant from the Lightning Manor. It was the younger sister of Lin Xiaoding named Lin Xiao. When she put the blood of her companion beast at the star stone, she has 2 companion beasts, which are a high-tier 6-star tricolored dark thunderbird and a high-tier 6-star Vajra Berserk ape at the 3rd level spirit source stage. Everyone was impressed that she was already a twin beastmaster at the age of 15. Tianming was interested in her upon seeing it. Meanwhile, the lady announced the rules for the second test. Every person must participate in a battle and they could choose their opponents. At this rate, other than Chief Mentor Mu Wan, there are 9 other chief mentors who will be grading the performance. People who have earned their recognition may get the disciple's order from one of the chief mentors. If they get multiple, then they can choose from multiple mentors. Even though there are several mentors, Tianming only wants to choose the chief mentor Mu Wan. Now, the battle begins with Lai Tianming at the 9th level of the Beast Vein stage against Chen Ding, who's at the 1st level of the Spirit Source stage. Chen Ding summoned his Magic Star Rock high-tier 5-star beast, and Tianming do the same thing. Before Ying Huo attacked, he asked first the gender of his opponent. He then rushed to the opponent's beast, the same as the Magic Star Rock of Chen Ding. The Magic Star Rock attacked Ying Huo, but he managed to block the attack. Chen Ding cast a source-ranked battle art and punched Tianming right in the head, and he thought that Tianming will be dead by it. He didn't know that it was just a shadow of Tianming. He used intermediate-ranked battle art, which made Chen Ding surprised, as he is only capable to cultivate source-ranked battle art. Ying Huo also copied the skill that Tianming did. Chen Ding belittled Tianming so much that he didn't believe that Tianming can learn all of intermediate rank battle art in just a short amount of time. At this rate, Tianming used the Thunder Fire Chain and hit the enemy's companion beast. Chen Ding was furious that Tianming is beating his opponent beast. Tianming composed his strength while holding the Thunder Fire Chain. He then attacks Chen Ding's face. Chen Ding wanted to fight back, but he cannot resist. Chief Mentor Mu Wan blow a pipe as a sign that the battle should end. As to her, the result of their match is obvious. Mentor Mu Wan congratulates Tianming and welcomed him as her student again. Tianming is waiting for this moment. "Thank you, Chief Mentor. I won't disappoint you," Tianming answered. The other chief mentor still wanted Chen Ding to be their disciple order, which made Tianming confused since he was the one who won. Xiao is staring to Tianming at the arena. She then goes to Heaven's Sanctum to visit her sister-in-law. When she entered, she found King inside playing an instrument. King asked how was the exam, and she then answered that she passed. Without any words, she informed King that she saw the guy from 3 years ago who tried to assault King. King was shocked upon hearing it, and she believes that Tianming doesn't have any lifebound beast. Xiao explained that Tianming got a new one through a blood pact. She offered to King that she can teach Tianming a lesson for assaulting her sister-in-law, but King disagreed and told her to let go of the past. When the night comes, King is writing a wanted assassination in which Tianming is the target. Whoever can execute him will be granted 1,000 yellow patterned spirit gems. "Why, Tianming, how dare you come back? This time, you must die," King whispered.
The next day, Tianming bids goodbye to his mother as he needs to stay at the academy. When he arrived, he was so excited that he finally came back after 3 years. He directly goes to the chief mentor Mu Wan's area to ask for some instruction. When he entered, he found the lady sitting, showing her sexy legs. She told Tianming about the pressure she had taken to accept Tianming. Tianming apologizes to her and promises that he will do anything for the lady. "Don't do it later, serve me now," Chief Mentor Mu Wan said while extending his foot to ask for a massage from Tianming. Tianming feels thrilled, but then he realized that this might be a test from the mentor, since Mentor Mu Wan regularly tests her disciples' determination with beauty. Once the student will not pass the test, he will be beaten and ravaged by her in the most inhumane way. "Come and help me massage my shoulders," Chief Mentor Mu Wan added. Tianming immediately followed her, and he senses that this doesn't seem to be a test. Mu Wan also ordered him to take out the little chicken for her to play with. Ying Huo is sleeping comfortably and he was not aware of the happenings. Tianming handed it to Mu Wan and Mu Wan squeezed his cheek, so he woke up as he was startled. His eyes sparkled when he saw that the one who played with him was the sexy chief mentor of Tianming. Mu Wan spun Ying Huo, but Ying Huo didn't even complain. She also talks about the past and shared the thought that a gentleman can wait 10 years for their revenge. Tianming becomes serious while stating that he waited 3 years for revenge. The revenge for the murder of his life-bound beast is unforgivable for him, that's why he cannot wait for 10 years. Mu Wan was observing him and she noticed that Tianming is completely different from before. Tianming squeezed his fist and told his mentor that he came back this time to execute those people who betrayed him. Chief Mentor, you don't have to persuade me anymore. I must avenge Midas, he stated. Mu Wan suddenly hugged him, which made him shocked. He then asked his chief mentor if he can get more hugs in the future once he will act like this more often. Meanwhile, Tianming goes to the place that was assigned to him by Chief Mentor Mu Wan. The lady in charge concludes that Tianming has offended the chief mentor, and that's why he was assigned to this small place. How can that be? Am I that kind of person? Just by looking at me, you can see I'm an upright person, Tianming said. After what he said to the chief mentor, he got bruises and lumps all over his face. He accepted this quarter and realized that this place is perfect for him to cultivate. Before he entered, the lady warned Tianming that the man in the registrar named Fang Zhao may come after him since he offended this man. Tianming turned back and asked about Fang Zhao's level of cultivation. The lady answered that he is now in 2nd level spirit source. After a while, Tianming cultivates immediately while Ying Huo is busy eating some gems. Tianming breaks through to the 9th level beast's vein. He lies down on his bed as he feels tired cultivating. He has done the first big stage of cultivation, and next will be the spirit source stage, which is the whole stage that he's looking forward to. He was about to take a rest, but someone suddenly kicked the door of his quarter. It was Fang Zhao together with his classmates. Tianming knows them all. He was just calm and greeted them. They blamed Tianming for their class that couldn't lift their heads whenever they went. Are you conceding now? It's too late, Fang Zhao said. No, I'm just saddened to have to beat up people whom I thought were friends, Tianming answered. Fang Zhao was annoyed and summoned his whirlwind zestful crane. Upon seeing it, Tianming whispered to Ying Huo that their opponent's life-bound beast is a female. But then Ying Huo said that it was ugly, so he was not interested. After he experienced the gentleness of the chief mentor Mu Wan, his standard is now high. Fang Zhao rushed to them and tried to slash Tianming, but Tianming managed to dodge. By his first attack, Tianming confirmed that Fang Zhao is now grown up. Fang Zhao rushed to him again. He jumped and was ready to stab Tianming. Tianming is just waiting for him. He then used his metal fist and punched Fang Zhao. His movement is too fast, which made the other students shocked and witnessed that it is a simply one-sided fight. Even Fang Zhao's companion beast is crushed by Ying Huo. Fang Zhao is already beaten up, and he wondered how it is possible that Tianming punched him so violently if he's only in the 9th level of the beast's vein. Tianming keeps punching him, which he cannot resist, and suddenly pee on his pants. I'll return Fang Zhao to you. Remind him to change his pants, Tianming said while throwing Fang Zhao to the other students. All of them move aside as they feel disgusted by Fang Zhao. Fang Zhao and his life-bound beast lie on the ground and feel weak. Hey, aren't you guys going to make your move? Tianming said, and all of them were still boasting about their capability. Tianming told them that if they dare to bully the newcomers in the Mu Wan class, it means they don't put the Chief Master Mu Wan in their eyes at all. They smirked and answered that he should not include Chief Master Mu Wan since she was not around. They are not aware that Mentor Mu Wan is already behind them. What? After you graduated, you didn't put me in your eyes. I think you are itchy, Mu Wan shouted. They looked at her and all of them were shocked. Master, don't get me wrong, we just want to stand up for Fang Zhao, the student said. But Mu Wan is already mad at him that he just climbed up to the intermediate class and dares to domineering in her place. You are not strong enough and you dare complain when you are defeated, she added. She's very furious with all of them and she punished them all, which makes them frightened. They all lie down on the ground and Mu Wan warns them that they will feel how tender she is once they will come back again. After the students left, Tianming thanked Master Mu Wan, and Mu Wan told him to keep a low profile and prepare well for the battle. Master of the Phoenix Palace Y Zikan came to Mu Wan and Tianming immediately greeted him. Zikan told him that there will be a qualifying battle 3 days later, and that he should strive harder for a good ranking and grace the Phoenix Palace. He then invites Mu Wan to go and watch a lantern festival. They excuse themselves and Ying Huo concludes that Zikan is courting Mentor Mu Wan. But then Tianming said that Mu Wan keeps rejecting Zikan since before. Ying Huo then invites Tianming to go to the Lantern Festival, and Tianming agrees and tells Young Huo that they should look to their mother first. When they came home, they noticed that the door of their house was open even though it was already evening. Upon entering, they saw that their mother covered her whole body in the blanket and was shivering. When Tianming removed the blanket, they saw that their mother was attacked by several blood bugs. Tianming was shocked and mad upon seeing it. Ying Huo immediately removes the blood bugs to Wei Jing's body. Wei Tianming, disciple of Yanhuang Academy, you are finally here. I've been waiting a long time for you, a man from behind said. He also added that someone is paying to buy Tianming's life. When Tianming looked around, he saw a logo and he knew that this man is a killer of the Blood Flower Palace. Any last words? Let's make your death a painful one. The assassin said. Don't get me wrong, I'm just confirming your identity before I assassinate you. Tianming answered. He was furious and vowed that he would rip this enemy to shreds. The assassin smiled and boasted that he's a higher level than Tianming. That's why it was impossible for him that Tianming can defeat him. He then summoned his life-bound beast, a giant worm. This is the most formidable opponent that Tianming has ever faced. Ying Huo is busy removing the bloody hell worms of Wei Jing's body, that's why he cannot help Tianming at the moment. But he's willing to put his life on the line to execute this opponent. The opponent rushed and attacked him, but then Tianming activated his Shadow Intermediate ranked battle art. His opponent was still able to catch him and teased him that he is still lacking enough skills to face a real assassin. He also advised Tianming to stop doing useless struggles and stay on the ground. This assassin is too fast, which made Tianming annoyed as he didn't have a chance to make a move since the difference of power is too great. The beast of the opponent suddenly screamed at Tianming. Tianming flew away and the babies of the giant worms rushed to Tianming, sipping his blood. Tianming is not moving, so Ying Huo told him to stop pretending to be dead and quickly attack the enemy. If you don't do anything, our mother will die. You still have to avenge the unjust death of your brother. Get up, Lai Tianming, get up. Tianming's eyes are flaming and he gets up surrounded by the flame. He breakthroughs to a new realm in a state of near death. The assassin teased him that even if Tianming entered the spirit source realm, the result will not change. Tianming smiled and asked the assassin if he wanted to taste Tianming's blood. According to him, the blood of a primordial chaos beast is not something that can be drunk so easily. You might get burned from the inside out. Tianming added. The assassin is shocked when he realizes that Tianming's blood is made up of lava. Tianming used his beholder eye on the opponent, and the opponent is hallucinating sexy ladies without wearing anything. With Tianming's metal hand, he attacked the assassin and wished that this man would die. Ying Huo also does not let the enemy's beast stay alive. After the fight, they immediately check their mother's condition. Wei Jing's body is already weak because of the blood course. Sage Chen suddenly came and apologized that he came late. He received Tianming's signal, that's why he came. He acknowledged Tianming for taking good care of the enemy by himself. He didn't expect Tianming would be targeted by the blood flower chamber. Tianming cut him off and told him that his mother had been poisoned by the bloody hell poison. Don't worry, I can remove the poison from your mother, Sage Chen stated. He also added that Wei Jing will be fine after some rest. It's just that the main problem is her cursed lifespan. Tianming doesn't know what lifespan is and Sage Chen doesn't want to talk about it either if Wei Jing decided not to tell to Tianming. However, if Tianming can get into heaven's sanctum, Sage Chen said that Wei Jing might have a chance to get rid of her curse, so the ranking battle is the only chance for Tianming. If you want to cure her curse, the only thing you can do is win the ranking battle, he stated. Tianming thanked him and told Ying Huo that they should go training. But then Ying Huo told him that his body might collapse since he just broke through. According to Sage Chen, Tianming will go crazy if he breaks through so often. He summoned his power to help stabilize Tianming's spirit source realm. The day of the ranking battle came, and Chief Master Mu Wan was waiting for Tianming. She was a little bit annoyed because the ranking battle has already started and yet Tianming still had not arrived. At the battle arena, Wei Zikan started the program by welcoming everyone. He then declared that the ranking battle officially began. The students of Mu Wan's class are now mad that Tianming is not present at the arena. Good thing that Tianming came. He then apologized to the chief master for being late. Mu Wan kicked him and ordered to go to the stage quickly. But before that, she explained that the ranking battle uses a rating system to rank the students according to the points they learn by defeating their opponents until eliminated. She already chose Tianming's opponent, and Tianming should go straight to the ring of the class and begin. Yes, Chief Mentor, I hope to have a strong opponent to get higher points for me, Tianming answered. When he was in the ring, he did not expect that his opponent was someone he knew. Tianming smiled while thinking that they met here because of fate. His opponent is none other than Liu Qianyang. Qianyang was mad upon seeing him. He refused to battle with Tianming. He complained and accused Tianming of an obscene man who drugged and assaulted women. The crowd was dumbfounded when they heard that it was Lai Tianming. Tianming knows that Qianyang is only scared, and that's why he keeps refusing. Chief Master Mu Wan also rejected what Qian Tang wanted. According to her, his reason for refusing to battle Tianming is invalid. Are you questioning my decision to grant him a disciple's order, boy? Yuan added. Unless one admits defeat, the competition goes ahead as it is supposed to. In case one refuses to battle with their chosen opponent, it will be counted as a defeat of a candidate refusing. Qian Yang's sister and Tianming's father are also present. Louis King shouted to Qian Yang to never back down to avoid disgracing the Lightning Manor. Because of it, Qian Yang changed his mind. As a disciple of Lightning Manor, I must defeat you and put you in your place, Qian Yang stated while rushing to Tianming together with his life-bound beast. As expected, the crowd was cheering only for Qian Yang, and all of them belittled Tianming. Looks like you're carrying everyone's hope with you, Tianming said and faced Qian Yang. He then slapped Qian Yang on the cheek, which made him fall to the ground and got a bruise on the face. Too bad though, you still couldn't handle one hit from me, Tianming added. Everyone was dumbfounded upon witnessing Qian Yang down with just a single slap from the person they underestimate. Tianming's father was puzzled while Louis King was worried for her brother. At the moment, Lai Tianming got 480 points and is currently ranked 576. Chief Mentor Mu Wan said that Tianming finished the battle too fast and that the other chief mentors can't give him high points if they don't see how skilled he is. Now, Mu Wan needs to give another opponent to Tianming, and according to her, there are several students wanted to beat Tianming up. The current number 1 in the ranking is Chen Yao. But then, the announcer suddenly announced that Lin Xiaoxiao with 950 points is now the new rank 1st overall. Damn, I haven't even warmed up on the top spot yet and already fell to the 2nd in a flash, Chen Yao uttered out of annoyance. After just a second, another announcement said that Lai Shufan ranked 2nd with total points of 920. Chen Yao is now more annoyed that he also lost the 2nd spot. After how many battles, Tianming was ranked 109 with 700 points, then got the rank 95. He realized that it takes too long to get the 1st place if he keeps fighting people from low rank, so he told his chief mentor Mu Wan that he wanted to directly challenge the rank 1st, which is Lin Xiaoxiao. But then, Chief Mentor Mu Wan said that what he wants doesn't fit the rules since the difference in points is too big to directly challenge Xiaoxiao. Besides, Xiaoxiao doesn't have time for him right now because someone with almost as high points as her had already challenged her. The 2nd-ranked Lai Shufan is the one who dared to challenge her. As expected, the audience looking forward to their battle since both of them are natural genius. Chief Mentor Mu Wan said that Tianming can possibly challenge the 1st rank by ignoring the points differences. But few people do it because once they lose, their points will also lose. And high rankers often disdain the challenges of the ones with low points. If that's the case, then I'm going to challenge Chen Yao, who is in 3rd place. I'm sure that guy will take it on. He hates me so much, Tianming answered. When Chen Yao received Tianming's challenge, he then smiled as he also wanted to revenge for his cousin Chen Ding, and also wanted to get some attention from the crowd. The audience is rooting for Chen Yao and they all expect that Chen Yao will teach Tianming a lesson. They are now in the same ring to fight each other. Chen Yao concludes that he will gain popularity once he will defeat Tianming. He thought that Tianming would fight alone, but then Ying Huo came out. Together with Chen Yao's mother, there is a man who called Tianming an arrogant person. He's Chen Hao, Heaven Sanctum's disciple, and Chen Yao's older brother. He expects that his brother will defeat Tianming with 2 to 3 moves. According to him, there isn't much suspense in this year's ranking battles. The Heaven Sanctum's disciples already know the ranking and that Chen Yao's rank is practically unchangeable. But a battle with someone like Tianming has made the battle fascinating. His mother also predicted that his son Chen Yao will make a name for himself after this battle. She was thinking that when Tianming will lose, they will go back to their place. Before the battle starts, Ying Huo teases Chen Yao's beast and even this lion also belittles him. They then rush to each other. Ying Huo confidently faced the golden lion. Chen Yao was about to attack Tianming, but then Tianming cast his clone, which made Chen Yao shocked and confused. He was not aware that the real Tianming was already behind him. He was kicked by Tianming on the cheek and he flew away and slammed to the ground. He gets up and was furious at this time, so he told himself that he will not hold back anymore. To his surprise, Tianming used the thunder fire chain he stole from Qian Yang. A chain for a mad dog. Isn't it just perfect? Tianming uttered to tease Chen Yao. He pulled the chain and hit Chen Yao several times. Even his beast was also defeated by Ying Huo. The crowd was surprised by Tianming's movement once more, especially when Chen Yao declared that he would surrender. His mother was worried for him and she suddenly fainted, which made Chen Huo rattled. He stared at Lai Tianming with the intention to exact revenge soon. Tianming heads to his chief master and Mu Wan was proud that Tianming managed to win the battle against Chen Yao. She also said that Tianming can now rightfully challenge the first place, which is Lin Xiaoxiao. Xiaoxiao has just got done with her battle against Lai Shufan. Shufan was annoyed that he had been defeated. Zikan announced that the 5 hall overseers have come to a united decision that the position of the prime disciple this year shall be decided between Lin Xiaoxiao from the Hall of Manibasts and Lai Tianming from the Hall of Phoenix. A victory will determine who shall be directly admitted to Heaven's sanctum. The battle will be held tomorrow, and everyone from the Vermilion Bird royal clan will present to spectate. He advises the two to take a rest and prepare for the battle. Xiaoxiao can't believe that Tianming would be qualified to fight against her, while Tianming is only thinking about how to win for his mother. Chief Master Mu Wan shows all her support to Tianming. Tianming was too confident that he could win the battle, so Mu Wan told him to stop bragging as it is hard to fight against a twin beastmaster. Tianming also asked if he can bring his mother to watch the battle tomorrow, and Mu Wan casually said yes and is willing to guide Wei Jing so Tianming can focus on the battle. The next day, Tianming brings his mother to the battle arena. Someone announced that the battle will begin shortly. While Tianming was heading to the ring, he saw a familiar lady. Tianming stared at the lady. He was enraged when he saw with his own eyes that it was Mai Qingqing, his past girlfriend who betrayed him. "I'm happy for you. You can be a good person, so don't make any more mistakes," Qingqing said to him. "Thank you for the reminder. I definitely won't make any more mistakes," Tianming answered and walked away. Someone suddenly called his name, which made him startled. He knows that it was Jiang Feiling, the lady he met at Red Twill Mountain. When he looked around, he saw Jiang in a lovely posture. His eyes become big as he feels thrilled looking at the lady. Princess King is also with Jiang and she keeps bad-mouthing Tianming, so Jiang told her to be good to Tianming as she sees Tianming's heart is pure and is not the person people think he is. The crowd was cheering when they saw the princess and the #1 beauty of the Vermilion Bird, which is Jiang Feiling. Xiaoxiao and Qingqing are still behind at Tianming, and they wondered why Tianming is very close to the princess. Qingqing was also thinking about the rumor she heard that Tianming is Princess King's man. At the time that they met again, Princess King told Tianming to give back her jade pendant. "Well, that's too bad. I'm not going to return it," Tianming answered, which made Princess King annoyed and pulled Jiang to leave. She was afraid that Jiang will be affected if she was together with Tianming, since Tianming has a trashy reputation. Jiang grabbed her hand and she casually answered no, as she also wants Tianming to see her newly awakened ability and also wants to support Tianming's battle. According to her, another of the abilities in her nails was unsealed. The ability is somewhat like a spiritual attachment and requires her to attach it to someone's body, and now she will show it with the help of Tianming's body. "Not a problem. I'm looking forward to it," Tianming answered. Everyone in the crowd witnessed how close Tianming was to Jiang. That's why they became mad and envious. Jiang prepared to attach to Tianming's body. The blue flame coming from her has been inserted into Tianming to create wings. She ordered Tianming to fly for them to see the level of synchronization. Tianming followed her and everyone saw how he fly away and came back. He landed perfectly and Jiang came out of his body. She was glad that the celestial wings had complete synchronization with the help of Tianming. Jiang and Princess King are disciples of Heaven's Sanctum, and Jiang told Tianming that they will meet more often once Tianming will win his battle against Xiaoxiao. "Okay, for you, I will definitely become the prime disciple," Tianming answered. Everyone gets more envious while Princess King feels embarrassed. Xiaoxiao suddenly interrupts them. She told Tianming that if he wanted to be a prime disciple, he needed to see whether Xiaoxiao will agree. She believes that Tianming is rude to Qingqing, and that's why she doesn't want Tianming to enter Heaven's Sanctum. Tianming told Jiang to go back first since the battle will about to begin. After the lady left, he then answered Xiaoxiao. He told Xiaoxiao that she doesn't know how to differentiate who the real shameless people are. If you ever get it back, you'll realize that there are plenty of shameless people in this world and that they're right next to you, he added, which made Xiaoxiao mad since she only believed in her brother and Mu Qingqing. "Enough, you can continue the fight on the stage. A real warrior speaks with their strength," Zikan stated. He then declared the last battle had begun. "The victor of this battle will be Heaven's Sanctum disciple. Today, I will properly teach you a lesson," Xiaoxiao uttered and summoned her twin lifebound beast. Ying Huo also comes out and was shocked when he saw that his enemy will be a twin beastmaster. But then he said he is not scared as he was born to fight 1-on-2. The final match begins. Xiaoxiao and Tianming faced each other in the ring. They both rushed to each other. The ape jumped going towards Tianming, and Tianming was just waiting for this beast to land and even called it a useless ape. But then, Mu Wan said that it's a mistake to belittle the ape since the Vajra Berserk ape is a melee berserk live-bound beast. With speed and strength, it even possesses excessive combat experience. Because of its speed, it suddenly disappeared and instantly arrived behind Tianming. He punched Tianming using his super heavy fist. The crowd thought that Tianming would die or be crippled by the ape. But when both Tianming and the ape are visible, they witness that Tianming managed the blow using his left hand. Ying Huo was also fighting the Thunderbird. He didn't expect that this bird would be so good. At this time, while Princess King observed Tianming's movement, she admitted that Tianming is really a strong kid. Mu Wan also added that the most tricky thing about Vajra Berserk Ape is that the more they fight, the stronger it gets, so Tianming should not fight with it for a long time. Also, the most troublesome at the moment is not the life-bound beast but Lin Xiaoxiao, who is looking for an opportunity to move. When Xiaoxiao sees an opening, she then gets her roaring thunder bow and the luminous lightning arrow of the lightning manner. She shot Lai Tianming and Tianming was alarmed by it. Everyone can see how powerful the attack is. Even Chief Mentor Mu Wan is afraid that Tianming is unfortunate this time. The chain came out from the smoke and the ape was tied by it. Tianming smiled and acknowledged Xiaoxiao's talent at an early age. However, he doesn't want this young girl to win. The crowd and Xiaoxiao were shocked that Tianming managed to catch the arrow. Xiaoxiao shouted asking to give her arrow back, but then Tianming cut it off. Xiaoxiao begged not to do it as this is her brother's birthday present for her. "Don't cry, I'll give you another one next time." Tianming answered, "It's not the same. I totally despise you." Xiaoxiao answered while summoning a new weapon. She rushed to Tianming with the weapon and attacked Tianming. Tianming this time is only dodging. Mu Wan didn't expect Xiaoxiao's melee combat ability is stronger than her long-ranged ability. The crowd thought that Tianming would be defeated this time as they saw that Tianming cannot fight back. Xiaoxiao jumped towards Tianming while Tianming was holding the chain that was tied to the ape. Tianming smiled as he realized that Xiaoxiaos are incredibly powerful, but she can't control them. He pulled the ape and Xiaoxiao struck her life-bound beast instead of Tianming. She was shocked and suddenly vomited blood. According to Tianming, the life-bound beast is connected to its owner. Xiaoxiao is not seriously injured and has no way of continuing, so he asked Xiaoxiao to give up. Xiaoxiao doesn't want to admit her defeat. Even her Thunderbird was defeated by Ying Huo. When she saw it, she was furious and rushed to Tianming once again. Tianming cast his clone intermediate battle art, but Xiaoxiao suddenly kneeled and conceded defeat. The crowd can't believe that Tianming is the victor. Jiang was glad that Tianming made it, while Mu Qingqing was very mad and told herself that Tianming should die. The winner has been announced. Lai Tianming is the victor and will be the prime disciple that will enter heaven's sanctum. When he got down at the ring, he saw Mu Qingqing, so he asked why Qingqing was angry that he won. "There's nothing to brag about beating a kid 5 years younger than you. And please, don't call me Qingqing." Mu Qingqing stated in an angry tone. "What should I call you then? Should I call you Bloodflower?" Tianming answered, which made Mu Qingqing shocked. Tianming is very sure that Mu Qingqing is the one who sent an assassin from the Bloodflower chamber. Mu Qingqing decided to leave, but she whispered to Tianming first that he should be careful to himself. Tianming told her the same and added that she should wash her neck. "It's convenient for bleeding," he stated. Mu Qingqing only smiled while thinking that Tianming will be dead soon. When she left, Jiang called Tianming. Tianming smiled widely as he saw the lady again. Jiang congratulated him on becoming the prime disciple, and she also handed a paper to Tianming which had information about her and Princess King's address in heaven's sanctum. Aside from that, she also asked for a hug from Tianming. Tianming feels thrilled, but he also wondered why the lady asked for a hug all of a sudden. He was thinking that maybe because he performed well. But then, Jiang said that when she attached Tianming, she could listen to Tianming's heartbeat and hear the voice inside his heart. He could even see the secret that Tianming hid with himself for the past 3 years. He could see that Tianming had been bullied. She cried as she told this to Tianming, so Tianming realized that Jiang only wanted to comfort him. He held Jiang's cheeks and told her not to cry as he felt distressed by the way this lady cried in front of him. He then hugged Jiang and thanked her for her kindness. "Brother, even if the whole world is against you, I will stand for you," Jiang stated. Everyone feels jealous of Tianming, and even Princess King was angry that Jiang is hugging a man in a public place. Wei Jing also saw the sweetness of her son with a beautiful lady. She was emotional while thinking that it was already time that Tianming should find a person for him. When the night comes, Tianming and his mother are celebrating his victory. They also talked about when Tianming will go to heaven's sanctum. According to him, he needs to go by tomorrow night. But he needs to go first to Chief Mentor Mu Wan, since Mu Wan will introduce him to a supernal mentor. "Mother, tell me, When I enter heaven's sanctum, what do I have to do to help you get rid of your lifespan? Tianming suddenly asked. At this time, Wei Jing shared the information of her curse to Tianming. She said that only the Sanctum Potentate can help her release her lifespan, which is the master of the Flame Yellow Cyan Institute. She was once the daughter of the Potentate's daughter, but she offended the Potentate, so Wei Jing concludes that it's impossible that the Potentate will help her. Upon hearing it, Tianming was shocked as he discovered that the Heaven of Heaven's Sanctum is his grandfather. According to Wei Jing, she was pregnant back then, but her father doesn't like Lai Yanfeng. How could that be? If so, how wouldn't be alive now? Tianming shouted. He promised his mother that he will do everything for his mother's life no matter how difficult it is. Wei Jing was emotional upon hearing it. After they talked, Wei Jing told Tianming that he should get Mu Yang once he will choose a supernal mentor. Yes, mother, I'll remember the name. Tianming answered. After a while, Tianming goes to Chief Mentor Mu Wan's place. Mu Wan did not open the door, so Tianming informed her that he visited to know about his supernal mentor. Mu Wan doesn't give him any response, and the only thing Tianming hears is the sound of someone bathing. Stop knocking, come inside, Mu Wan abruptly said. She then gets up from the bathtub and raped her body with her robe. You came at a really bad time. I was comfortably bathing but ended up interrupted by you, Mu Wan angrily stated. Tianming was hesitant to continue with what he needed to do, but then Ying Huo seemed like doesn't want to leave the room. Chief Mentor Mu Wan gets Ying Huo while saying that this chicken is very cute. She then handed Tianming a paper consisting of a list of supernal mentors she compiled for Tianming. Tianming gets it immediately and shows appreciation to Mu Wan. You're welcome. I'm interested in your young, handsome, and bloodthirsty flesh, Mu Wan answered. Tianming continues to read the paper as he knows that Chief Mentor Mu Wan only wants to tease him. Ying Huo shouted that she wanted to do it, so Mu Wan got her and squeezed his cheeks again. While Tianming was checking the list, he noticed that there was someone he was looking for that was not on the list. And that was Mu Yang, the one that his mother mentioned. Chief Mentor Mu Wan told her that a person named Mu Yang is his brother and is now the vice potentate in Heaven's Sanctum. In the next 3 years, Mu Yang will become the Sanctum Potentate. Mu Wan also added that her brother stopped accepting new disciples a year ago after the current potentate announced him as the next leader of the Sanctum. Upon hearing it, Tianming realized that this might be the reason why no one dares to mess with Chief Mentor Mu Yang. Mu Yang told him that the whole Flame Yellow Cyan Institute only has 2 people with the surname Mu. Tianming asked her to beg Mu Yang to give him a chance to accept him as his disciple. Mu Wan rejected her favor and stated that he should forget about her brother because the requirements to become Mu Yang's disciple is incredibly hard, and he even rejected the Chancellor's son. But then 3 years ago, he had taken in a disciple, and Mu Wan thinks Tianming knew that person. Someone I know. Who is it? Tianming confusedly asked. To his surprise, Mu Wan told her that the person is no other than Lin Xiaoding, the person who executed his first ever lifebound beast. Tianming was shocked to believe that the future Sanctum Potentate is nurturing Lin Xiaoding for making him his only disciple. According to Mu Wan, Xiaoding is the top genius in the entire Vermilion Bird Kingdom with the help of the sacred beast War Soul, and there's no reason not to cultivate him. Although she knows that Tianming is a sincere young man who would never do such an indecent thing, no one thinks Tianming could be trusted. Not to mention the fact that Tianming is Xiaoding's enemy who has such a strong background. She also concludes that it is likely there will be very few or no supernal mentors who would want to accept Tianming tomorrow. Even so, she advises Tianming to behave well and get the favor of some supernal mentor. Otherwise, he needs to return to Mu Wan's class and train under her. She is only a chief mentor and can only give limited cultivation resources. Understood. Thank you, chief mentor, Tianming answered. The next morning, it's time for Tianming to have a supernal mentor. Wei Zikan told him that there is a high possibility that no one will accept him as a disciple. Tianming told him that he already understood it. By looking at Zikan, Tianming realized that Zikan looks a bit like his mom, and he started to think that they might be related since Zikan and his mother have the same surname, which is Wei. Zikan takes Tianming to the Hall of the Ancestry, and he informs all the supernal mentors and the Guardian of the Ancestry that he bought the Prime Disciple from the Hall of Phoenix, Lai Tianming. Prime Disciple Lai Tianming, raise your head. Let the mentors and I take a look at you, the Guardian of Ancestry stated. Tianming followed him, and the Guardian of Ancestry told all the supernal mentors that whoever is interested in Lai Tianming can now take him as a disciple. All the supernal mentors immediately discussed Tianming. At this moment, Tianming accepted the fact that no one will choose him. And if it really happens, he planned to just go to Wei family to save his mother. The Guardian of the Ancestry ordered him to show his ability, otherwise, He knows fully well that his age is almost past the optimal age to train, and it'll be difficult for the supernal mentors to help him. Yes, but I don't have anyone to spar with. How will I show it? Tianming asked. The guardian of ancestry said that there are some disciples in the area. A man named Wei Guohao stepped up and said that he would do it. This man is now in the peak stage of the spirit source realm. Before he proceeded, he asked for his uncle's permission and Zikan allowed him to do so. Since this man calls Zikan his second uncle, and Wei Zikan's brother Wei Tiangsong and the Flame Yellow Science Institute Chancellor, he was thinking that this guy who dared to fight him might be the son of the Chancellor. Guohao faced him and Tianming asked him how they would do it. Guohao told him that he can do whatever he wants. He can use all of his strength to show it to the mentors, and that he will not fight back. In his mind, since he senses that no one wants to choose Tianming, he planned to play Tianming a little bit, then get rid of him. Good brother Wei, I will take this opportunity well. Tianming answered and was planning to humiliate Guohao. He calls out Ying Huo and informs him not to be careless since Guohao is really a stronger disciple than him. They then rush to Guohao while holding the Thunder Fire chain. The Supernal Master and the Guardian of the Ancestry accept that Tianming also has the skill, and that he defeated Xiao Xiao purely by his talent. Ying Huo said that he would try to attack first, but then he flew away in just one slap of Guohao. Even with how fast Tianming was, he was still able to see Tianming's movement. Tianming tied Guohao using the Thunder Fire chain, but Guohao is very calm in this situation. He cast his power and the chain broke into pieces, which made Tianming shocked. Sorry, I broke your chain. I didn't expect it to be so fragile, Guohao uttered. Ying Huo blew a fire to Guohao and Guohao managed to smile as he thought that it would not work on him. Tianming smiled as he already knew what would happen. Guohao rattled since he couldn't put out the fire. The Guardian of the Ancestry ordered him to take off his clothes and Guohao followed him. At this rate, Tianming had succeeded, and Guohao really felt that he was humiliated. Ying Huo laughed at this situation and even teased him to also take off his trousers too. Guohao is now enraged as he feels embarrassed. He then challenges Tianming to continue the battle. There's no need. You broke my weapon and I already showed my strongest ability. I'm out of tricks, Tianming answered. Zikan also told Guohao to stand down. He then asked the disciple what Tianming's show is already enough for them. The Guardian of the Ancestry give a comment to Tianming stating that Tianming's Lifebound Beast's spirit source ability is good, but he also added that everything else Tianming shows is not worth mentioning. He asked the disciple again who does want Tianming, but they are still discussing. As expected, all of the supernal mentors don't want to accept Tianming. Tianming accepts it as he already expects it to happen. Seriously, you all are chasing away the prime disciple, who made his way here by winning the ranking battle. Breaking our words like this, what's this supposed to imply about heaven's sanctum? Someone suddenly stated. Zikan and all of the supernal mentors greeted this man and they called him a vice potentate. Upon hearing it, Tianming concludes that this person is Mu Yang. Mu Yang told everyone that heaven's sanctum always upheld fairness, and prime disciple has always had the right to join heaven's sanctum. This is the heaven's sanctum must uphold, so he doesn't quite approve of the supernal mentors sending away the prime disciple today. The supernal mentors agreed with him. However, they still complain that they all have their own difficulties. Tianming is just listening to them and observing Mu Yang. Since no one wants to accept, then we'll let the prime disciple choose, Mu Yang declared. He then interviews Tianming and lets him choose the supernal master who can guide him during his days in heaven's sanctum. Tianming declined his offer as he doesn't want to force anyone from these supernal masters. Mu Yang told Tianming that he will lose the chance to join heaven's sanctum. But then Tianming told everyone that he doesn't want to be a disciple of a supernal mentor. Instead, he wanted to be a disciple of the vice potentate. Mu Yang was surprised upon hearing it. And as expected, the supernal mentor laughed at him and called him whimsical. Since Tianming had no interest in any supernal mentors, and Mu Yang declared that he won't be going back to the institute, then when he finds Tianming qualified, he will accept this bond of master-disciple with Tianming, and that he will easily crush Guohao. Until then, Tianming will be in heaven's sanctum to cultivate for his own. Tianming shows appreciation to him. He also agreed that cell cultivation is the best option for him. He knows that he can crush Guohao after he cultivates for some more days. Mu Yang dismissed them all, but Tianming asked him to talk privately. When they arrived in an area where no one can hear them, Tianming asked Mu Yang if he remembered an old friend. Mu Yang doesn't have an idea, so Tianming mentioned his mother's name. Mu Yang was surprised upon hearing it. He suddenly choked Tianming as he concluded that Tianming will use Wei Jing to threaten him. Tianming told him that Wai Jing is his mother, which made Mu Yang more shocked and realized that Tianming looks familiar when he first saw him. Don't get excited, Vice Potentate. My shoulders are going to be crushed. Please let go, Tianming uttered as Mu Yang squeezed him. Sorry, I lost my composure. Normally I'm very calm, Mu Yang answered and let go of Tianming. Tianming shared with Mu Yang that his mother told him that the only one who can save her is inside heaven's sanctum. Mu Yang was clueless, so Tianming told him that his mother has a lifespan. He also informed Mu Yang that Wai Jing got it when Tianming was born, which means it was already 20 years ago. Mu Yang was disappointed that Wai Jing didn't lower her head for 20 years. He also asked if Lai Yongfeng is still together with Wai Jing. Tianming said that Lai Yongfeng abandoned him and his mother and is now a proud member of the Lightning Manor. Mu Yang was mad upon hearing it, and he wanted Lai Yongfeng to be dead. At this point, Tianming asked Mu Yang to bring him to the Sanctum Potentate since Wai Jing told him that the Sanctum Potentate is the one who can help her get rid of her lifespan. Mu Yang warned him that the Potentate will not help and might drive Tianming and Wai Jing out of the city. Tianming doesn't care even if it costs his life. What's important for him is to help his mother. Alright, I'll take you there. I won't let them kill you, Mu Yang answered. At the area of the Sanctum Potentate, there is a celebration. It was the birthday of Wai Tianxing's daughter named Wai Lingxuan. She wished for her birthday that the time would pass slower so that his grandfather would stay young forever and accompany her. Her grandfather is no other than Wai Tianqing, Heaven's Sanctum Potentate, Wai Jing's father, and Mu Yang's master. He promised his granddaughter that he will give her a gift later. That's why other kids also wanted to receive gifts from him. Because of this, his sons noticed that he smiled because of the children. While they are celebrating, Tianming and Mu Yang arrived. Since there is a celebration happening, Mu Yang was hesitant to proceed. Wai Tianqing noticed Tianming. Tianming greeted him and told him that he was there to ask the potentate to save his mother. Wai Tianqing asked for the name of his mother. Tianming answered honestly and told him that his mother got a lifespan 20 years ago, and that she doesn't have much time left. 20 years, which means she would rather endure 20 years than turn back. Wai Tianqing stated. Zikan was surprised that Lai Tianming is the son of his sister. Wai Tianqing was mad and ordered to evict Tianming and Wai Jing. Mu Yang tried to calm Wai Tianqing, but Tianming interrupts by saying to Wai Tianqing that he doesn't deserve to be a father. Everyone was mad to what he said. Wai Tianqing asked him to repeat the words he stated, but then Mu Yang covered Tianming's mouth to stop him from saying such words. He grabbed Tianming to leave, but Wai Tianqing said that he changed his mind. Tianming's eyes were surprised as he thought that it will be good news. We can't let Wai Jing embarrass us. I will not let you run around claiming yourself as a member of the Wai clan. I want them imprisoned. If she dies, she must die in this manner, Wai Tianqing stated. He also told Tianming that Tianming should also die in the Wai manner. And why should I claim to be part of the clan? Is it supposed to be an honor? Tianming answered. Mu Yang was disappointed that Tianming keeps answering to the Sanctum Potentate. Now, Wai Tianqing is very furious and ordered Tianxong to clean the rainforest pavilion and make it out of bounds to throw Wai Jing and Tianming there. Understood, father, Tianxong answered. Wai Tianqing also told him that he should do it together with Mu Yang. He then left, which made his granddaughter and son annoyed with Lai Tianming. They feel embarrassed that Tianming is their relative. Tianxong and Zikan told Mu Yang that he should say it first to them. But then, Mu Yang told them not to worry. As for him, the Sanctum Potentate doesn't drive them away, but rather, he concludes that this is the way to bring Tianming and Wai Jing back to Wai Manor. Zikan did not answer about it. He decided to leave and look for Mu Wan to have a drink with. Mu Wan told Tianxong that he will bring Wai Jing back and lock her up in the rainforest pavilion, and he will be the one to explain it to Wai Tianqing. So be it. There is nothing else we can do, Tianxong answered. Mu Yang and Tianming leave. Mu Yang is not sure that the Sanctum Potentate will help Wai Jing, but there is a possibility for him if given the opportunity. He knows his master very well. That's why he can say this. Given the opportunity. What opportunity? Tianming asked, but Mu Yang didn't give an answer. That old codger is pretty stubborn. Someday I'll pluck that beard, hair by hair, and then I'll strip off his underpants and set them on fire. Ying Huo commented. Mu Yang grabbed Ying Huo, and since Ying Huo can take it, he guessed that Ying Huo is part of the parrot bloodline. Tianming asked him again about what the opportunity is, and Mu Yang answered that Wai Jing and Tianqing's relationships depend on Lai Tianming. Tianming was confused about what he should do, and Mu Yang told him that he should become stronger. As per Mu Yang, he needs to get stronger in a short period of time, strong enough to get everyone's attention. If he can make the Sanctum Potentate be impressed by him, Wai Jing will be saved. He also added that the Wai brothers are not interested in being the master of the manor. The Y family's young generation has mediocre qualifications, which is why Tian King's condition. Master likes hard-working and motivated people, he stated. In other words, Tianming needs to get the old man to approve of him. Not just that, but also to make Wei Tian King like him. Then you will be my mentor, master, Tianming asked. Nominally, not yet, but I will help you, Mu Yang answered and handed a grade 5 weapon blazing dragon chain blade to Tianming since he saw that Tianming's weapon had been destroyed. Tianming tried the weapon and he was amazed since this weapon is so expensive. Before they parted ways, Mu Yang told him that we'll go to the Sanctum Potentate to convince him to let Tianming go to Pagoda and cultivate. From now on, he's sincere about taking good care of Wei Jing. The flame yellow pagoda is a bit familiar to Tianming. He then realized that it was time for him to go to Zhang Feiling. Meanwhile, Tianming arrived at the place that Zhang told him. He was checking the paper that Zhang gave him. When he knocked on the door, Zhang opened it immediately. I knew you'd be here, Zhang said with a wide smile on her face. Tianming instantly asked her to help him cultivate. Princess King suddenly appeared and was annoyed that Tianming arrived at their place. Ying Huo comes out and informs Princess King that they will take Zhang to the flame yellow pagoda. Princess King was annoyed and squeezed Ying Huo. Oh, harder. Squeeze me more, Ying Huo uttered. Princess King disagreed that Tianming will bring Zhang as she knows that Tianming will certainly be bullied. Tianming said that with the jade pendant that Princess King gave him, nobody will dare to bully them. Instead of letting Tianming, Princess King asked him to give back the pendant. Tianming doesn't want to give it back, but Ying Huo told Princess King that he will tell her where the pendant is as long as the princess will squeeze him. Princess King followed what Ying Huo said. Inside the inner pocket of his pants, so you just need to use your hands to pull it out, Ying Huo answered, which made Princess King annoyed and squeezed him more. Tianming and Zhang decided to leave. Tianming concludes that Zhang can help him with his cultivation and Zhang agrees to him since they can complete spiritual attachment every time. According to Zhang, a complete spiritual attachment will make Tianming stronger, and she can only attach to Tianming when he is at the complete level. Tianming suggested using the wings once more and Zhang did it right away. Tianming flies and they both feel each heartbeat this time. It resonates, so Zhang concludes that the so-called heart and soul is like this. While Tianming is with Zhang, Mu Yang directly goes to the Sanctum Potentate. He informed his master that he already brought Wei Jing back to their manor, and no one dares to disturb her recuperation. He also informed that he sent Lai Tianming to the Flame Yellow Pagoda to cultivate. Wei Tianking heard about Tianming's previous issue, so Mu Yang told him that this matter is related to his disciple Lin Xiaoding. He's also afraid that there's something else going on. The boy's eyes were firm and defiant. He is not a thief. You must investigate and find it out, Wei Tianking stated. Yes, master, the truth will come out, Mu Yang answered. Meanwhile, Tianming and Zhang arrived at the Flame Yellow Pagoda. It is a huge tower and it's the first time that Tianming saw this place. Tianming told Zhang that they should go there more often, but then Zhang said that Princess King will get jealous. Jealous? Does she like me that much? She's even getting jealous now, Tianming answered, which made Zhang annoyed because of how he assumed. Ying Huo also interrupts them by saying that Zhang and Princess King are in a relationship. Zhang slapped him out of annoyance. When they entered the pagoda, several people saw Zhang together with Lai Tianming. Guo Hao and Lingxuan were also there and were annoyed that their grandfather let Tianming go in this place. Both of them wanted to prove that Tianming is a despicable guy. Lingxuan headed her way to Tianming and Zhang. Tianming already knows her and Zhang asked Lingxuan about what she needs. Lingxuan suddenly shouted, asking Zhang not to trust Tianming. And because of what she said, everyone agreed with her and wanted Tianming to leave. I can judge for myself who's good and who's bad, Zhang answered. She then held Tianming's shoulder and called everyone ugly because of how they see Tianming. She also told them that she likes being with Tianming. Everyone was dumbfounded upon hearing it. I may not have morals or talent, but failing will still like me. Can't deal with it. Bite me, Tianming uttered. They then stare at each other and form a heart using their hands while Zhang said that their hearts are connected. All of the people inside the Perola can't believe that Zhang still wanted to be with Tianming despite the issue he had. They were about to leave them all in anger and Lingxuan concludes that Tianming used some underhanded means to make Zhang ignore her reputation for him. She stopped Tianming as he wanted to uncover Tianming's despicable nature. How stubborn. Being considerate of the fact that you're from the Y family, I'm helping you save face here. If you don't stop, then don't blame me for being rude later, Tianming answered. At this point, Lingxuan is full of hatred toward him. She summoned her cultivation and was ready to fight Lai Tianming. Since Lingxuan doesn't want to stop, Zhang attaches to Tianming and doesn't want to step back. Everyone belittled Tianming for having guts fighting against Lingxuan despite having lower cultivation than Lingxuan. Someone suddenly stopped them. It was an old woman, and according to her, fighting is prohibited in the Flame Yellow Pagoda, otherwise, both of them will be expelled. She's Kenxie, Princess King and Wei Lingxuan's supernal mentor. Lingxuan was rattled upon seeing her, and she lied that she was not fighting with Tianming. The old lady informed her that she should not waste her energy and just focus on ascending to the 7th level. Before she left, she told everyone to continue cultivating. And Tianming also invites Jiang to cultivate together. Kenxie takes a glance at Tianming while thinking that Tianming really causes trouble wherever he goes. After the scene, Tianming and Jiang continued roaming the place. Inside has a huge flame yellow rock. This is where everyone cultivates. Tianming heard of this place when he was just a low-ranked disciple. The flame yellow rock was said to be placed here by their ancestors on the day the institute was first established. The flame yellow rock took in an endless amount of the spiritual energy of heaven and earth. This spiritual energy can help them with their cultivation. The rock has divided everyone here into 5 different synchronization level rings based on the distance. Those at level 1 are the furthest away from the rock, and will therefore receive the least benefits from the rock. As for those at level 5, which is the highest possible synchronization level, they are said to have perfect synchronization with the rock, meaning that they can cultivate right beside the rock. It will depend on their endurance to enter level 5. As per Jiang, the spiritual energy of heaven and earth is way too fierce. Not everyone can handle it. The closer they are, the more dangerous it is for them. They might even lose their life to the spiritual energy storm. So basically, however large their bowl is, that's how much rice they should get. They should not get too much, otherwise they cannot handle it. Jiang also added that there are essentially no people who have perfect synchronization with the rock. Throughout the sanctum's history, there has never been one. The highest level to have been reached is 3. And the person that reached this level is the person that Lai Tianming hated the most. Tianming was mad that Lai Xiaoding had reached level 3, so he asked Jiang to help him attempt to level 3. I think it'll be better for us to take it step by step, Jiang answered. Lingxuan overheard them and made fun of Tianming for planning to challenge level 3. She can barely cultivate in the 3rd ring, so she concludes that Tianming can't possibly achieve what he wanted. If you can cultivate at level 3, I'll kneel and lick your shoes. She added, You again. There's no way to get rid of you, ha, Tianming uttered. Lingxuan smiled and told Tianming that his mother deserved to have lifespan. She was planning in her mind to use the flame yellow rock. She will provoke Tianming to enter the 3rd ring, as she knows that even if Tianming will not die, he will be crippled. Jiang feels sad that Lingxuan publicly humiliated Tianming's mother. But then, Tianming still wanted to continue his plan to reach level 3. You said that if I have reached level 3 synchronization, you'll lick my boots clean. Do you dare to do that in front of everyone? Tianming asked. Lingxuan confirmed it to everyone, and as expected, people underestimate Tianming again. Just prepare yourself to lick my shoes, Tianming uttered. Lingxuan told him that he must endure it himself for half an hour, and that Jiang failing should not help him. Of course, just wait to lick my shoes clean, Tianming answered. Jiang was worried for him, so he told Jiang not to worry, since if he loses, they both will be punished together. But then, Jiang disagreed and said that she will not bet anything. The crowd gossips about him and underestimates him again for challenging Lingxuan. They even talk about the past issue of Tianming. Tianming heads to the flame yellow rock while everyone is watching him. He trusted Yinghuo to win the challenge. He believes in Yinghuo's eternal infernal body and codex. Yinghuo was also calm and wanted to enter and get this over with. Tianming reminded him not to cause a scene right away. Reaching the 4th ring is enough for him. Half an hour for Yinghuo is too little. He wanted to show everyone how a real man can last in flame yellow rock. Everyone already noticed that Tianming is heading to the 4th ring instead of the 3rd ring. Lingxuan smiled, as she expected that Tianming would lose, especially since he chose the 4th ring. He stands at the 4th ring and starts cultivating. At this point, Lingxuan concludes that Tianming is pretending to endure longer on the 4th right. Tianming and Yinghuo were so focused, and Jiang sensed that Tianming synchronized with the flame yellow rock. Tianming stayed minutes on the 4th ring, and Lingxuan believes that something might happen once Tianming will still continue. She didn't know that Tianming expected no less from the flame yellow rock, which is known for being an extraordinary cultivating place. In just a short period of time, he already feels the benefits. He was very sure that half an hour is just a short time. After 30 minutes, he was done cultivating at the 4th ring. He then raises his foot to inform Lingxuan about the deal. Lingxuan was embarrassed at this point, and every man said that they will acknowledge that Tianming won today. But they asked not to trouble Lingxuan. Tianming laughed that the so-called Flame Yellow Cyan Institute Chancellor's daughter publicly broke her promise in front of so many people. Fine, whatever, some people don't deserve to be part of the Y family, he said, which made the girl annoyed and was about to cry. Tianming told her that she should keep her end of the bet. Lingxuan didn't want to do it, but Yinghuo suddenly rushed to her foot and dragged her to make her fall. Her face was exactly facing Tianming's foot. Tianming teases her because she got a nosebleed and there's blood on Tianming's boots. Everyone was dumbfounded by what they witnessed. Lingxuan cried so loud and ran away while saying that Tianming should wait for her revenge soon. Since the kid is not around, Tianming and Zhang decided to start cultivating. They both got the idea that Zhang will attach to Tianming to challenge perfect synchronization with the Flame Yellow Rock. Everyone witnessed that they were heading to challenge the 5th level of the Flame Yellow Rock. Zhang immediately attached Tianming. Tianming is standing exactly in front of the rock. He then touched the rock with his metal arm and he feels that the spiritual flames here are extremely fierce. He believes that if Zhang did not help him, he might have been torn apart. Zhang noticed that Tianming's left arm had become a beast claw. Tianming told her that it was a long story, so he will tell it to Zhang another day. For now, they need to focus. He already felt the pain. Even Zhang couldn't take the pressure any longer. But then, Tianming told her to endure the pain. What are you doing? 1 second you're flirting and the next you're moaning. You're sweating all over too. Those who don't know what you're doing would think you guys are doing something else, Yinghuo stated. Tianming doesn't have time to joke around. He asked Yinghuo to help them endure it. Yinghuo followed him, but to his surprise, he saw the spiritual energy storm. Yinghuo tried to stop Tianming, but Tianming still wanted to endure the pain and take for another half an hour. Zhang also started to feel weak, but Tianming doesn't want to surrender and even told her to concentrate her energy behind Tianming and allow him to face it. He's very confident that he can endure it. The spiritual energy storm is coming out. People panicked and run away when they saw it. They believe that Tianming is already dead because of it. Mu Yang was outside his chamber when he noticed that there was something bright at the flame yellow pagoda. He then thinks that someone has the courage to challenge perfect synchronization. After how many minutes, Tianming managed to come out alive, which made all the people surprised. Mu Yang and all the master have also come to check about what happened with the flame yellow rock. All I did was choosing a fitting place to cultivate. Why do all of the supernal mentors and chief mentors look shocked? Tianming stated. Mu Yang asked him how he successfully challenged the perfect synchronization, and Tianming casually answered that he only relies on his innate talent, which none of the supernal mentors acknowledge. All of the masters have regret not choosing Tianming as their disciple, and now they believe that it's not impossible for Tianming to become a disciple of Mu Yang. Not bad. Perfect synchronization is enough to have your name go down in Flame Yellow Cyan Institute history, Mu Yang said. Tianming only thanked him and bid goodbye to them as he needed to send back Zhang. Mu Yang reminded him to visit him once he will return, since he has some words to say to Tianming. When they arrived, Princess King was mad at Tianming for taking Zhang. They fight again in front of Zhang, so Zhang told them to stop. Although you're a farmer, if you're willing to serve the Vermilion Bird clan, I'll make sure to not treat you unfairly, Princess King said, and Tianming agreed instantly, which Princess King did not expect. Yinghuo told her that Tianming obviously wanted to become a prince. Princess King was thrilled upon hearing it, and she said that she needs to talk about it to her father first. Child, you're overthinking. He's not marrying you, but Princess Zhang failing, Yinghuo stated. To make them quiet, Tianming told them that Zhang and King are his two friends. He promised that no matter what happens, he's willing to put his life on the line for them. Yinghuo interrupts him to ask if it's really the only thing he wanted. Tianming punched him for ruining his pledge of loyalty to both of the ladies. Princess King informed Tianming that she will leave for some time and that he should protect Zhang failing. If she comes back and discovers that Tianming did something bad, she's willing to get someone to capture Tianming and make him a eunuch. Tianming promised her that he will take good care of Zhang. But deep inside, he's very excited that he and Zhang can go on unlimited dates. He then asked where Princess King will go, and Zhang told him that King is going to the abyssal battlefield. Since it's not right to discuss this matter in their place, she told Tianming that he can ask the vice potentate about this matter. Meanwhile, Tianming goes to the vice potentate and he instantly asks about the abyssal battlefield as Zhang told him. According to Mu Yang, this generation's most talented disciples from different institutes compete in the abyssal battlefield. The winner will receive a plethora of prizes. The abyssal battlefield also contains plenty of resources. However, there's a cultivation level requirement and spots are limited. I see. So there aren't any more spots, right? Tianming answered. Aside from that, Mu Yang told him that he can look for Mu Yang if he will face any other in cultivating. Tianming thanked him and told him that he was looking for some advanced source-ranked battle arts. Mu Yang is willing to bring him to the Hall of Combat so he can pick for himself. The Hall of Combat was where the Sanctum stored its battle arts. The Hall of Combat was home to some of the most unique and powerful arts of all levels. Only the most outstanding geniuses were qualified to choose a battle art from here. When they arrived, the attendant named Yuanji was ordered by Mu Yang to find 3 advanced source-ranked battle arts. Tianming smiled since others can choose once while he was allowed to choose 3. 5 hours later, Tianming finally chose 3 battle arts, so Mu Yang asked him which 3 he chose. After Tianming's careful selection, he was most satisfied with the 3 battle arts he chose. The first art was a movement art named Flaming Shadow Flash. Once mastered, he would be like a flaming shadow that could appear anywhere in the blink of an eye. The second art was a boxing art named 3 Spring Heavy Strikes. This art was made up of 3 different stances. Each blow is more powerful than the last one. The third art was a whip art named Soulless 7 Howls. Its user could vibrate the whip to produce a howling sound that could mentally affect the opponent. The boxing art can increase his beast arm's strength. The whip art combined with a bewildering eye will create an attack that encompasses both sight and hearing. Tianming senses that he will become invincible. He can't wait to start cultivating. All of the battle arts Tianming mentioned are advanced battle arts, especially the last one. According to Mu Yang, if he can master 50%, it'll be enough to keep his head up at Heaven's Sanctum. I will work hard, Tianming replied, but deep inside, he believed that he can master the battle arts completely. Mu Yang leaves and tells him that if he needs something, he can find Mu Yang at the manor. Tianming then rushed to Jiang, failing to ask for some help cultivating. But then, he realized that it was already dark and it was not appropriate to look for the lady in the middle of the night, so he decided to continue it by tomorrow. When he came home, he was cultivating by himself and he senses an egg moving in his life-bound space. He then grabs the egg and wonders if it will hatch sooner. Don't ask. He's super lazy. It has long passed his expected hatching time. He's just keeping himself in there, Ying Huo stated. He also added that someone inside the egg is just sleeping the entire time, so he warned Tianming not to expect too much. He then gives something to Tianming as a present. It's Princess King's undergarment that he stole when the lady wasn't looking. He believes that Tianming wants it. Upon seeing it, Tianming was annoyed at him, but then Ying Huo still had the guts to order Tianming to smell it, as it smelled something nice for him. I don't believe you. Let me see. Tianming answered and smelled the undergarment of Princess King. After it, he then ordered Ying Huo to burn it, as he was afraid that Princess King would find out and would make him a eunuch. The next day, he goes to Jiang and knocks on the door. The one who opens is Princess King, and she's annoyed that Tianming came to their place once again. Tianming asked her about Jiang. He then went inside without asking for permission, and he was trying to be careful to hide that they stole Prince King's undergarment. Bro, there was a phoenix stitched into the red cloth you wiped to your nose yesterday. Is it Princess King's? Ying suddenly uttered, which made Princess King furious and beat Tianming. He was full of bruises on his face, and he told Princess King that she was here to ask Jing to cultivate with him. Princess King warned Jiang not to come with Tianming, but Jiang trusted Tianming so much. They then both run together while Princess King tries to chase them. Meanwhile, Jiang and Tianming arrived at the Flame Yellow Pagoda. Tianming asked the lady about the slot of the abyssal battlefield, but then Jiang said that it was a known fact. She asked Tianming if he heard about heavenly septuplets. But then, Tianming was clueless, so Jiang explained that it's the 7 highest ranked disciples in Heaven's Sanctum. First is the person Tianming hated the most, Lai Zioting from the Lightning Manor. Mo Lin from the Occult Athenaeum. Tianming knows Mo Lin because he already met him when he visited the Hall of Combat. This person helped him out. The next one is Princess Jiang Qingluan from the Vermilion Bird Clan. Tianming did not expect that she was too strong and ranked 3rd. The fourth one is Xing Que from Xing and Chen's Merchantry. Fifth is Wai Guohao from the Wai Manor. Ranked 6th is Chen Hao from Xing and Chen's Merchantry. And lastly, Mu Qingqing from the Lightning Manor. Upon hearing it, Tianming was surprised that Mu Qingqing is part of the 7 highest ranked disciples. According to Jiang, Qingqing recently became the 7th. Before, she has always ranked after. This woman pursues her ambitions and has reached so high already. Tianming is still mad at her for using him as a stepping stone. There were a total of 6 positions available for the Abyssal Beast trials as per Jiang, so other than Lin Zioting, who already had a place confirmed for him, the rest of the heavenly septuplets would fill in those positions. Ultimately, Heaven's Elysium will only accept 1 person. To small nations like them, Heaven's Elysium is an existence comparable to God. Vermilion is just one of the many nations of the Flame Yellow continent. There are many other nations like them. Heaven's Elysium is heaven's sanctum of the entire flame yellow continent. Every single flame yellow science institute on the continent and heaven's sanctums were built by Heaven's Elysium. Even their sanctum is just one of its many outposts. That means that the disciples from other nations will also participate in Abyssal Battlefield. According to Jiang, the competition is fierce since it's a one-in-a-lifetime opportunity to reach the sky. Although it has nothing to do with Tianming, knowing it makes him even more motivated to cultivate. They then rush to the highest level to cultivate. Looking at him makes Chen Hao mad because Tianming is the one who beat his brother. There are also a lot of people irritated by Tianming, and even Lingxuan and Guo Hao hated him the most. Tianming started cultivating with the help of Jiang. The lady hopes that Tianming can participate in the Abyssal Battlefield too. That way, she can attach herself to Tianming the entire time. And she is able to help Princess King since she's worried about the lady. Tianming feels down since he cannot participate in his current cultivation. The only thing he can do now is to use the flame yellow rock to become strong. Don't blame yourself, big brother. Out of everyone I know, you improve at the quickest speed. Jiang replied. But then, Tianming wanted to be quicker. He felt something the first time he touched the flame yellow rock. According to him, the flame yellow rock is alive. He has been alone here for centuries. He doesn't want to be worshipped by hundreds and thousands of people. The rock wanted to connect with the people and talk with them. But no one understands, and no one dared. It was Tianming all guessed, but he wanted to try it. He removes the bandage that was covered into his metal arm. You guys can see him as a god, but I can see him as a cultivating partner, Tianming uttered. His eyes and hands are flaming. He wanted to practice with the flame yellow rock. He punched the rock and it was like a great strength happened. All the people inside noticed that the rock produced a light that they had never seen before. Tianming smiled because his plan successfully worked. Just like what Tianming expected, the flame yellow stone is interacting with it. It changes. He then did it again and tried multiple times as he was enjoying it. Everyone is rushing to the supernal mentors and reports Tianming for attacking the flame yellow stone. They are expecting Tianming will die there. 1 hour later, Tianming was so tired that he decided to take a break. When he came out, he saw the people and was shocked that he still managed to stay alive. The masters were also surprised that he had gained 2 levels at once. Since the people were gossiping about him, Jiang suggested that they should leave. Tianming agreed as he also wanted to check on his mother. Ying Huo suddenly interrupted by saying that Tianming wanted to introduce Jiang failing to his mother. Big brother, what should I bring to visit Aunt Jing? Jiang asked. But then, Tianming tapped her head and told her not to bother. You will be the best gift she can ever receive. Tianming answered, which made Jiang thrilled. Ying Huo interrupts them once again because everyone is looking at them with anger at Lai Tianming. They both rush to go out. At the manor, Sage Chen and Mu Yang are playing something. A subordinate of Mu Yang came to inform him that Tianming coincidentally gained 2 levels at once while punching the flame yellow stone, causing a commotion. Mu Yang laughed and was able to always surprise them, and even Sage Chen feels that Tianming is an interesting man. Because of it, he's willing to let Tianming lend some more money to certainly reap a profit. Mu Yang was confused upon hearing it, so Sage Chen told him the story of why Tianming borrowed some money from him. Going back to Tianming and Jiang, they were almost at the place where Wei Jing stayed. But then, they noticed that there were people blocking the way to the bridge. Tianming smiled when he saw the faces of the people. You're finally back, Lai Tianming. If we don't teach you a lesson, we're not qualified to be part of the Wei family, Lingxuan stated. She's together with Guo Hao and 2 other men. They wanted to take revenge on Tianming for humiliating Lingxuan. There's no way I'll apologize. Who's going first? Bring it. I'll teach you what respect is, Tianming uttered. The men laughed and belittled him. Lingxuan wanted him to kneel before her and lick her shoes every day. She then summoned her 6-winged gold rug while she grips into her sword. Tianming told Jiang that they will not fight. Instead, Ying Huo himself will be enough to defeat their enemy. Lingxuan's beast blows out a fire and it has a fierce fire coming out. Tianming grabbed Ying Huo and he found out that Ying Huo is still sleeping. I was dreaming about a chick, Ying Huo answered. Tianming threw him away, going to the opponent. Upon seeing it, the three men were jaw-dropping that Tianming literally threw his life-bound beast to the flame. When Ying Huo and Lingxuan's beast collided, there was a huge explosion. You disturbed my sleep, and you're using low-grade fire to burn me. Do you not know that I'm the ancestor of all fire affinity beasts? So it was you who disturbed me. You're tired of living, huh? Ying Huo uttered and attacked the opponent by himself. Lingxuan and Guo Hao witnessed how Lingxuan's life-bound beast was humiliated by Ying Huo, and immediately defeated in a short period of time. After defeating the six-winged Goldrug, Ying Huo then rushed to Lingxuan. Lingxuan prepared herself and boasted that she didn't use all of her powers yet. Ying Huo was not afraid to attack Lingxuan. Lingxuan struggled, so Guo Hao helped her and blocked Ying Huo's attack. Ying Huo goes back to Tianming as he remembered that Guo Hao is the man who went nude because of Ying Huo's flame that was burned when he dared to challenge Tianming. At this point, Guo Hao wanted to fight against Tianming. He also remembered what Mu Yang said, that if Tianming will defeat him, Tianming will be Mu Yang's disciple. Lingxuan warned his brother that Tianming's cultivation has increased a lot. But then, Guo Hao doesn't want to back off. "Alright, I'm very grateful. I'll use this chance to try my new moves." Tianming answered. "Why Tianming? If you like to argue so much, then I'll cut off your tongue first." Guo Hao answered and summoned his 8-winged Goldrock lifebound beast. Ying Huo and Tianming were too calm and ready to fight. They then rushed to each other and Guo Hao tried to punch Tianming using his Vajra fist, but Tianming blocked his attack using his metal arm. Their fight was so intense and everyone only watched them fighting and waited for who's gonna win. "You dared to block it with your arm. Your arm is broken now," Guo Hao said. While Tianming froze, Jiang was worried for him. She also believes that Tianming's arm was broken by the force. "I'm fine, no worries. It's just ticklish," Tianming answered while waving his metal arm. Guo Hao was shocked when he saw that Tianming's arm was still fine. He noticed before that there was something odd about Tianming's arm. He thought that Tianming was just pretending to be strong, but he really felt something now. Tianming was worried that Guo Hao is indeed one of the heavenly septuplets. The impact that was left on his arm is painful. He believes that it'll be difficult for the current him to beat Guo Hao. He concludes that he has a chance once Jiang will help him, so he asks Jiang and Jiang is immediately attached to him. Since Guo Hao saw that Tianming is asking for Jiang's help, he realized that Tianming is now scared with his fist. "I'm not scared, just giving you face by fighting with my strongest state," Tianming answered. He grabbed his grade 5 weapon, Blazing Dragon Chain Blade. "That reminds me, I have to actually thank you. I got this new chain from the Vice Potentate because you broke my Thunder Fire chain," Tianming added. Guo Hao was irritated that Mu Yang gave such a weapon to Tianming. He then summons his cryptic gold feather and vows that he will break Tianming's weapon for the second time. Tianming challenged him to do it. Ying Huo asked Tianming if he needed some help, but then Tianming told him to just deal with the big bird first. Tianming and Guo Hao rushed to each other for the second time. Everyone in the area witnessed the battle and Lingxuan was shocked that Tianming is actually on par with her brother. Guo Hao's beast is attacking Tianming, so Tianming told Ying Huo to get rid of the bird. Ying Huo rushed to the bird with the intention of showing his real skills. A new technique, which is the 3-spring heavy claw. He blinded one of the eyes of his opponent beast and also planned to launch a surprise attack. He blew a flame to Guo Hao and Guo Hao was annoyed that Ying Huo did it again. The flame clearly looks stronger than before. He wanted to avoid the flame, but Tianming saw an opening. He squeezed his fist and punched Guo Hao using the 3-spring heavy strike. Guo Hao was on fire and his sister was worried for him. "Cousin of mine, do you admit defeat? If so, I can get rid of the fire," Tianming stated. "I admit defeat. It's my loss. Quick, get rid of it," Guo Hao answered. Tianming is satisfied with how he begged, so Ying Huo took a burp to remove the flame. "No one expected you to be this strong. But if you think that's enough for you to humiliate us, big mistake," Guo Hao added. He then spoke using the Devil's Blue incantation and vowed that Lai Tianming will die today. Tianming was shocked upon seeing it. "This is a taboo technique. You're going to make me die with you," Tianming answered. Guo Hao is furious and covered with a blue flame. His sister Lingxuan already cried and begged Tianming to stop her brother. She's afraid that her brother will die because of this taboo technique. Tianming wasn't able to stop this kind of technique. He wondered about what great grudge Guo Hao had against him that he must use this technique to execute him. Guo Hao rushed to him at a fast speed. He's already above Tianming and Tianming is rattled because his body is not listening to his mind. He wanted to run, but he can't because of how powerful the incantation is. Guo Hao punched Tianming with killing intent. Because of his powerful punch, it creates a big explosion. After the explosion is smoke that only the shadow of Tianming is visible. When he's completely visible, he's confused as to why still completely fine. Ying Huo believes that someone stopped Guo Hao. Someone suddenly asked about when Guo Hao learned the Devil Blue incantation. It was the Sanctum Potentate and their grandfather Wai Tian King. He has forbidden anyone in the clan from practicing taboo techniques, and because of this, he needs to be punished accordingly. "You've all disappointed me," Wai Tian King shouted in an angry tone. Lingxuan kneeled and asked for forgiveness from her grandfather. She also asked to save her brother Guo Hao. According to her, Guo Hao got the Devil Blue incantation from the Abyssal Battlefield. Guo Hao didn't let anyone tell her that he remained silent. She admits her mistake in front of the sanctum potentate, and she didn't expect that her grandma would forgive her. But she pleaded to save her brother's life. The vice potentate and the supernal mentors came to check who used the devil arts. Wei Tianxong was also present, as he was also curious. He shockingly asked about what happened to his son Guo Hao. Wei Tianqing told him to ask his daughter Lingxuan. At this point, Tianming was annoyed that he was like air because his grandfather didn't even take a glance at him. Tianxong was surprised when he heard from Lingxuan that Guo Hao was defeated by Tianming, making him resort to devil arts. Tianxong was mad, and he didn't want to believe that his son was easily defeated by Lai Tianming. He asked Tianming about what he did. For him, no one can change so much in a short period of time. Tianming told him that it was because of Zhang Feiling and his life-bound beast, Ying Huo. Don't listen to his nonsense. The flame yellow rock gave him an opportunity today, and he improved by 2 levels. Mu Yang stated. The supernal mentors suddenly discussed Tianming's overpowering. Tianxong sighed and accepted that it was his son's fault for being too impulsive and lacking experience. He also accepts that Lai Tianming is indeed from the Y bloodline. Not bad at all, huh? I'm third in the village, Tianming answered. Tian Kang is checking on Guo Hao, and he said that Guo Hao's condition is fine, but he's afraid that Guo Hao needs to stay in bed for 3 months to completely recover. The sanctum potentate ordered all the supernal masters to go back and keep silent about what happened. They all follow the potentate and go back to their areas. Tian King also ordered Tianxong to bring back and discipline his daughter and son strictly. Since Guo Hao needed to rest for 3 months, Mu Yang wondered what they should do about the slot for the abyssal trial. What about it? The Y clan gave up the spot. Wei Tianqing answered. But then, Tianming interrupts and tells them that he wanted to take part in the abyssal trial. Potentate, I want to fight for the Y clan's glory, he confidently said. He doesn't want to let this opportunity slip into his finger. Wei Tianqing was mad and told him that their Y clan doesn't need an outsider like Tianming to fight for their glory. Tianming insists that the Y clan needs it, and also him. Wei Tianqing concludes that the only reason Tianming wanted this connection is to save his mother, and Tianqing doesn't want to let it happen. If there's no chance, Tianming still wanted to create one. Otherwise, what? Let all the vermilion bird laugh at how the Y clan of Heaven's Sanctum couldn't even dispatch one youth to the battlefield. How would that be? Tianming uttered. Mu Yang wanted to stop Tianming from uttering words since it was no respect for him. Tian Kong gives Tianming a chance that is more of a gambling. He will only permit Tianming to take part in the abyssal trials, and should he emerge victoriously, if that happens, he will let Wei Jing live. Once Tianming will not win, his mother will remain the way she is now for the rest of her life. Tianming smiled after he knew that he only needed to win. Then I'll gamble with you, not just participating in the abyssal trials. I'll even die if it means my mother can be saved, Tianming stated. Wei Tiankong told him to be prepared. 8 days later, Mu Yang will bring him into the abyssal battlefield. When the sanctum potentate left, Tianming asked Mu Yang about the abyssal battlefield. Mu Yang allowed Tianming to call him Uncle Yang. According to him, the abyssal battlefield is bluntly put, the reflection on their flame-yellow continent, filled with darkness and slaughter. There are no rules or laws, only endless slaughter. But there are also priceless treasures like mana, spirit ores, spirit herbs, and spirit hazards. Jiang was too excited that Tianming could now attend the abyssal battlefield. As she wanted, she would like to come for Princess King. Tianming also wanted to go with her, but then Mu Yang advised him not to bring Zhang Feiling with him. She would die in there. Mu Yang said, Uncle Yang, is the abyssal battlefield really that dangerous? To the point that Feiling shouldn't go? Tianming asked. Mu Yang explained that it's never the place that is dangerous, but the people. The talented youths of the flame-yellow continent are also the most problematic. They will go on a rampage in such a lawless place and kill ruthlessly. After hearing Mu Yang's explanations, Tianming becomes more interested in attending the battle. Mu Yang told him to come back alive, and that he will prepare some life-saving items for Tianming. Tianming feels like Mu Yang nags like a parent for him compared to Lai Yanfeng. Because of it, Mu Yang was thrilled and tried to defend himself. After they talk, Tianming and Zhang Feiling go directly to Wei Jing. Tianming introduced Zhang to his mother, and Wei Jing was surprised that Princess Feiling came to visit her. She then ordered Tianming to prepare food for them to eat. Zhang was amazed upon hearing that Tianming knew how to cook. When the night comes, Tianming has finished preparing their dinner. Zhang's eyes sparkled as she saw the food, but also confused that all of it was made of chicken. Tianming noticed that Ying Huo was shivering, so he scared Ying Huo that they didn't have mushrooms. That's why he couldn't cook this little chicken. Ying Huo shouted exactly to Tianming's ear to inform him that he was not scared since he was a phoenix. While they are eating, Tianming lets his mother know that he will be gone for a month. Wei Jing asked him if Jiang Feiling would also come with him, and Jiang was about to answer, but Tianming suddenly interrupted her and told Wei Jing that Jiang will stay. Jiang felt down when she heard it from Tianming. After they ate, they headed back to their respective places. Jiang thanked Tianming for the dinner, but then Tianming noticed that Jiang suddenly became formal to him. Jiang Feiling told him that she badly wanted to go to the abyssal trials with Tianming. But Tianming told her that he can protect himself, and that he is afraid since the place is dangerous. Jiang explained that she was worried about Princess King, and also, she has decided that in this life, she will share life and death with Tianming. Tianming's eyes rounded upon hearing it. He stared at the lady while thinking about his virtues and abilities to make a girl willing to share life and death with him. Jiang Feiling's existence has made his life worthwhile. From now on, he promised to protect Jiang Feiling well. She holds Jiang's hand and let the lady come with him to the abyssal training. From now on, we'll be together forever, okay? Tianming stated, and Jiang casually answered yes. Ying Huo interrupts them, so Tianming punches him away. 8 days later, Mu Qingqing was busy with her instrument, and Xia Xiao suddenly came as she was worried about Qingqing after hearing that Tianming defeated Wei Guohao. She concludes that Tianming will seek revenge, especially since Tianming will attend the abyssal battle and is higher ranked than Mu Qingqing. Qingqing told her that upon entering the sanctum, they will learn that rankings mean little in battles of life and death, and also she has her own trump card. No one will ever look down on me ever again, Mu Qingqing stated. She then decided to go to Flame Yellow Pagoda to cultivate. This day has finally arrived. The past 8 days felt like years to Tianming. When he arrived at the Flame Yellow Pagoda, Jiang Feiling together with Princess King was waiting for him. Princess King was mad because Jiang Feiling wanted to come so badly that even their father couldn't convince her out of it. Tianming promised both ladies that he will protect them by all means. Mu Yang also arrived to meet him. What awaits you remains unknown. All that I can do is to pray for the best and hope that you'll treasure your life more than the victory, Mu Yang stated. Tianming feels that Mu Yang has become so serious. Then someone called Tianming from behind. Upon hearing the voice, Tianming knows that it was Lin Xiaoding. I didn't expect to see you again after 3 years. You sure are lucky, Xiaoding said while walking toward Tianming. Tianming was full of hatred while pronouncing Xiaoding's name. Mu Qingqing and Lin Xiaoxiao were also here and were surprised to see Xiaoding, who successfully came out of seclusion and ascended to the Unity Realm. Qingqing rushed to his boyfriend Xiaoding as he misses this man so much. Xiaoding informed his master Mu Yang that he reached the Unity Realm and soon will become a disciple of Heaven's Elysium. Yes, your future is bright. But before that, you're still Heaven's Sanctum disciple, so don't cause trouble. Mu Yang answered and ordered them all to prepare for the abyssal trials. Everyone was busy, and Mu Qingqing whispered to Xiaoding to execute Tianming in this place. Xiaoding smiled at the idea as he believes that no one will oppose him. He then rushed to Tianming without any hesitation. Tianming was alarmed and used his bewildering eye, but Xiaoding is aware of it. It did not work on Xiaoding, and he continued to rush to Tianming. When their fists collided, a big explosion happened. Xiaoding guffaws while stating that no one can survive from their generation after receiving his full strike. Mu Yang, Jiang Feiling, and Princess King are worried for Tianming as they expected that Tianming did not survive. To their surprise, Tianming comes out from the smoke. Hey Lin Xiaoding, you got so much worse. Did you get lunch or something? Tianming stated while holding his arm. He was acting like he was unscathed, but the truth is, Xiaoding's punches are indeed strong that he believes he might die once Xiaoding will do it again. Xiaoding's eyes rounded upon seeing that Tianming managed to survive. He guffawed once again while saying that Tianming will surely die in his hands. He then rushed to Tianming for the second time, and Tianming became puzzled about what to do. Good thing that Mu Yang blocked Xiaoding and ordered him to stop. Xiaoding asked Mu Yang to move away as he's too giggled to execute Tianming. But then Mu Yang scolded him. Tianming is behind Mu Yang, raising his middle finger. I get it, master is opposing me for the sake of an old flame. Do you not understand that no one should dare to oppose me once I enter Heaven's Elysium? Xiaoding answered. Mu Yang suddenly punched him, causing him to vomit blood. Mu Yang then reminded him that he's still a member of Heaven's Sanctum, which means Mu Yang's word is law. Is that how you address your mentor who has guided you for 4 years? With a personality like yours, what can you achieve if you enter Heaven's Elysium? Mu Yang stated. Xiaoding smiled and said that Mu Yang will either bow on his feet once he returns from Heaven's Elysium. Everyone was shocked after hearing how Xiaoding disrespected the vice potentate. Mu Yang grabbed Xiaoding's face and slammed him to the ground. Someone like you dares to threaten me. Get the hell away from me. From this day, I never had a disciple by the name of Lin Xiaoding, Mu Yang declared. He also let Xiaoding threaten him as much as he wants, but Mu Yang will also slap him for every word he says. Tianming felt excited upon seeing that Mu Yang humiliated Xiaoding in front of everyone. Mu Yang then ordered them to leave together with other disciples. Qingqing and Xiaoxiao help Xiaoding gets up. Xiaoding suddenly choked Qingqing to remind her to do her best to be the first and come with Xiaoding together. Tianming came back to warn Xiaoding that he will wring every last drop of Xiaoding's blood over Mita's grave after he comes back from the abyssal battlefield. Xiaoding laughed so hard and told Tianming that he was willing to wait. Tianming then went back to Mu Yang. Since Mu Yang stood up for Tianming today, Xiaoding decided to let him live for a few days. And also, he believes that a day will come when Mu Yang will bow before him. If that time comes, he's willing to rip or chop Mu Yang's head. Mu Yang with the disciples has arrived at the entrance of the Abyss battlefield, also known as the Bottomless Pit. After the 6 disciples will enter, they won't be able to leave until the abyssal trials have ended. As per Mu Yang, after they enter, they'll be sent to different places, so it's impossible for them to team up. But since they are all from the same sanctum, Mu Yang told them to look out for each other. Tianming took a glance at Qingqing, and he doesn't want to look out for each other if the person is Qingqing. Mo Lin from Occult Athenaeum volunteered to enter first, and the others followed until Tianming and Princess King with Mu Yang left at the entrance. Before Princess King left, she reminded Tianming once again to protect Zhang Feiling. She then jumped, leaving Tianming and Mayang. Mu Yang knew that Zhang Feiling was already attached to Tianming, and he reminded Tianming not to let Zhang come out to his body. Tianming promised him and then jumped into the entrance. When he landed on the ground, he instantly saw a pitch-black sun. From this moment onwards, Tianming will have no rules, hints, or directions. Ying Huo comes out as he smells danger waiting for them. He then leads the way for them to explore the place. While Tianming runs, Zhang calls him. She informed Tianming that he found a place of mana. Tianming asked her if it was the ability of her other nails, but then the lady said that she only unsealed 3 out of 10 abilities so far. She doesn't know the reason, but she's just oddly sensitive to mana. Tianming flies with the help of Zhang, and he asks the lady how he can unseal more of her fingernail abilities. Zhang doesn't have any idea, but she thinks that when she's around with Tianming, she feels them throbbing. Tianming was thrilled upon hearing what the lady said. When they arrived on the cliff, Zhang said that she senses the mana is right below. They all can hear the howling below, and Zhang knows that there are a lot of wild beasts in the area. But then, Tianming is not scared as for him. He can just send Ying Huo to distract the wild beasts while they'll escape. Ying Huo was annoyed at Tianming for being too shameless. Tianming then went down, and Zhang said that the mana is in the cave. When they were about to enter, they smelled an unbridled savage aura, so Tianming ordered Ying Huo to check for it. Before Ying Huo left, he assured first that Tianming would not run away. He then went directly inside the cave to check, and he found out that there was an enormous beast which he doesn't even know its kind. Tianming decided to follow him, and he knew that this beast is a 4-star wild beast, the jade-scaled flaming eagle with a jade fire armor innate ability. Combined with those scales, it has a tough, 2-layered defense that is practically impossible to pierce. The mana is almost perfectly whole. The eagle is not even 1% into the process. Since the beast had the mana, Tianming planned to steal it. As per their usual plan, Ying Huo will be the bait while Tianming snatches the mana. Ying Huo then went in front of the beast and called it a stupid eagle. Watch a looking at. I'll descale you if you keep staring. Ying Huo stated, which made the beast alarmed and keep the mana into his body. Tianming also saw that the beast didn't leave the mana, and this is not what they expected. The beast then runs, chasing Ying Huo. Tianming came out, holding his chain blade, and rushed to the beast. He then beat the beast using his blazing dragon chain blade, and Tianming thought that he successfully defeated it. But then, it used armor which helped it to remain unscratched. Tianming concludes that the jade armor helps the beast, so the physical attack he receives will not be effective. Ying Huo then decided to use his internal blaze and blow it to the beast. But still, the beast is completely fine, which made Ying Huo and Tianming dumbfounded. The beast is so fierce that even Tianming believes that they cannot beat it. It started to blow a flame, so Tianming and Ying Huo ran as fast as they could to get rid of its ability. Ying Huo told Tianming that the mana is exactly on the beast's chest. Tianming then summons his dragon chain blade once again and surrounds it to the beast's neck and wings. Ying Huo rushed to the chest and attacked it with a nether fire ghost claw from the beast's chest coming out to the beast's head. And he successfully defeated the beast and got the mana. Tianming smiled while hoping that the beast's ability could be transferred to him. He ordered Ying Huo to hide the mana, and he started to refine the beast's soul. Fortunately, Tianming was successful and handed it to Ying Huo to let Ying Huo refine it together with the mana. Ying Huo then hides in the tree hole and asks for Tianming's protection. Tianming patrolled the area with the help of Zhang Feiling since he knew that it would take time for Ying Huo to refine the royal mana. From above, Zhang Feiling senses someone approaching. This man senses a life-bound beast refining mana in the area. He even knew that this life-bound beast is a small one. For him, refining mana in the abyssal battlefield is like seeking death. This disciple ordered Tianming to speak up about his name and clan. But then, Tianming told him that he should be the one to introduce first. This man stated that he was Jai Chang'an, the 7th prince of the Torch Dragon. Upon hearing it, Tianming believes that Torch Dragon is the nation that committed ruthless crimes in the Vermilion Bird. I'm your father, the Torch Dragon King. Son, do you not recognize me? Tianming answered, which made Jai Chang'an puzzled. By what Tianming answered, it gives him a reason to execute Tianming. He then calls out his life-bound beast named Tianzhu. It's a huge red-colored snake. And Jai Chang'an holds a long sharp weapon. Zhang Feiling warned Tianming, but then Tianming was willing to fight against Chang'an and ordered Zhang to activate the temporal field. Upon seeing the huge temporal field, Chang'an only smiled as he only saw this field as useless and then rushed to Tianming with his life-bound beast and weapon. Tianming also flies towards his opponents, holding his chain blade. He used a soul-piercing dragon lance to attack, but Chang'an managed to dodge. But then, he noticed how fast Tianming is. Because of Tianming's speed, Chang'an didn't notice that Tianming was already behind him. Tianming attacked him helplessly without any idea how it possibly happened. Jai Chang'an, I do not know what the rules of this game are, nor do I want to know. I just know that whoever wants to kill me, I'll return the favor twice over, Tianming stated. When it's almost night, Zhang Feiling becomes emotional while thinking if Heaven's Elysium will only allow one person to leave in these abyssal trials. Tianming told her not to overthink too much and that he promised he will not let Zhang be in danger. But then, Zhang is worried about her sister King. Tianming also doesn't want Princess King to be in danger. He's afraid that others will be like Jai Chang'an, who will execute whoever they encounter. To make Zhang feel better, he told the lady that they will look for Princess King after Ying Huo refined the royal mana. A day later, a yellow-red colored lightning appeared from Ying Huo's refining area. His arrival is blinding, so it makes Tianming think that Ying Huo has improved a lot. When Ying Huo is already visible, Zhang Feiling said that Ying Huo looks different than before. But then, the only difference he gained is a pitiful little horn. Tianming underestimated him, which made Ying Huo annoyed. Then Tianming said to forget about it first and process symbiotic cultivation so Ying Huo's benefits gained will be transferred. Beg me, Ying Huo answered. Tianming raised his metal fist, which made Ying Huo frightened because of the bewildering eye. Zhang Feiling feels glad about Ying Huo and Tianming's relationship with each other and even hopes that the abyssal participants should be like them. Meanwhile, despite absorbing all of the cultivation, Tianming still didn't level up to the 5th stage. Ying Huo then motivates him by saying that he looks tougher than before. After they were done, Tianming then decided to look for Princess King. They then fly and encountered a heavenly pattern formation. The formation is closing in on them. According to Tianming, if the heavenly pattern formation continues to shrink, everyone will eventually be gathered together, which means that they'll eventually meet one another. Even how far apart they are, it doesn't matter. Once the semicircle shrinks to its smallest size, that's most likely the last day of the abyssal trials. Tianming is not very sure about the rules, but he started to understand things. He concludes that the most dangerous place is definitely outside of the heavenly pattern formation. He then landed on the water and decided to conserve his stamina and strength. He smiled as he thought that no one would be able to find him. But then, in just one step, disciples in the area discovered him right away. What a coincidence to meet you guys here, Tianming answered. It's Chen Hao and Xing Que who have killing intent on Tianming. Chen Hao confidently said that he can handle Tianming alone. Tianming only sighs and has no intention to execute Chen Hao because of how Chen Hao's father helped him. Chen Hao called out his life-bound beast, which he called a solar horned tiger. He then ordered his life-bound beast to attack. Ying Huo is also ready to fight back. The solar horned tiger jumped and Ying Huo rushed with unbelievable speed. Chen Hao also rushed to Tianming while holding his long sword. He swung his sword to hit Tianming, but then Tianming flew off. Chen Hao smiled and called out his life-bound beast to chase Tianming. But when he looked at his beast, it was almost defeated by Ying Huo, causing him to be distracted. Tianming seized the opportunity and punched him in the cheeks. He then flew away and Xing Que then rushed to Tianming to help Chen Hao. He was holding a red sun war god halberd. Tianming is looking at him from above. Xing Que also summoned his life-bound beast. He was mad at Tianming for what he had done to Chen Hao. He then strikes an attack on Tianming using his weapon, which creates an enormous white blow. Tianming and Ying Huo managed to dodge. Xing Kui was suddenly transported behind Tianming. He was about to attack, but Tianming was aware of his presence and immediately used his bewildering eye, causing Xing Kui to hallucinate. He then summoned his chain blade and attacked Xing Kui. Xing Kui vomits blood and Tianming seizes the opportunity to hit him once more. He falls to the ground beside Chen Hao and even his life-bound beast is defeated. Tianming used his chain blade once more and tied these both disciples. Tianming went near them and asked about what they felt. Tianming, don't go overboard. You dared to humiliate us today. One day you'll end up worse, Chen Hao shouted. Tianming hit him several times and ordered him to tell his mother how humiliated he was that day. Chen Hao ended up becoming weak and full of bruises. Xing Kui also shouted as he was worried for Chen Hao. Tianming then goes to him and slaps him multiple times. Tianming wanted them both to regret their actions. He then kicked Xing Kui's face and told them to remember the day that they were humiliated by him. Tianming also vows that he will execute those who dare to humiliate him to the end of the world. He then left, leaving these men in agony. On day 14 of the Abyssal Trial, Tianming with Zhang Feiling and Ying Huo continued to find Princess King, and they saw several damages in the area that was made by life-bound beasts. They conclude that there are water and fire-type life-bound beasts in this place. Tianming and Ying Huo fist-bumped while thinking that there was also a couple having fun in there. Suddenly, Tianming noticed something. He then bent down to get it. Upon seeing it, Zhang Feiling said that it was Princess King's father's Bluefire vermilion bird. Because of it, they were confused about King's opponent. Tianming then told Zhang to fly high so they could see any other traces. They then fly, and since they didn't see blood, Tianming believes that Princess King is completely fine. When they were already in a higher part, Tianming's eyes rounded as he saw a pond that was shaped like a whale lord. He then believed that Mu Qingqing was in this area. The time for revenge has arrived. Ying Huo uttered Zhang Feiling, sensing Tianming's hatred. Tianming then told them to go together and find the opponent. At the Abyssal Trials Lake of 10,000 Islands, Mu Qingqing is standing on the water together with her life-bound beast. Unexpectedly, she's trying to cast a taboo technique and summons several beasts. At this time, she has 4 life-bound beasts with her. The purple blood imprint is consuming too much of her blood. She already tamed 2 wild beasts, and if she continue, danger might happen to her. But then, she's willing to bet her life on this taboo technique. No one will be able to stop her, not even Lin Xiaoding. She was still dreaming that everyone would look up to her someday. There is a wild beast she called Hecatonchere's Black Devil who helped her tame a beast. She continues as she needs 2 more beasts. She told herself that she will be reborn through this taboo technique and hope to ascend higher and prepare a big surprise for Tianming. 2 people are on the lake and notice the purple blood imprint. They conclude that Mu Qingqing is crazy for using a taboo technique. They both asked Mu Qingqing's identity, and Mu Qingqing refused and let them introduce themselves first before her. These 2 people came named Lai Qingcheng, a son of an aquamarine admiral, and the lady is the 7th princess of aquamarine named Gu Suyu. Who are you to use the taboo technique? I shall report you to Heaven's Elysium, Lai Qingcheng stated. By looking at them, Qingqing knew that the people in front of her were a couple. She then suddenly laughed and told them that she specialized in killing princesses and people with the surname Lai. Gu Suyu and Lai Qingcheng summoned their swords and were ready to get rid of Mu Qingqing. Very good. I'll have both of your lives. As for your life-bound beast, I'll have them too. Mu Qingqing uttered and readied herself and her beast to battle. On the 17th day of the Abyssal Trial, Tianming still continued to search the area. But then, they didn't see anyone, so Zhang Feiling is worried again for Princess King. The area where they stopped looks familiar to Tianming. This is the place where he found the Saint Beast War Soul. That year, he accidentally found his way here. The lake's temperature is a lot higher than before. Zhang Feiling senses something from the lake. They then decided to dive to check what's the thing below. He used his bewildering eye to clearly see it. He then saw a blue spirit herb. Tianming then picks it and Ying Huo is excited to taste it. Tianming handed it to him as he doesn't want to taste it, but Ying Huo forced him and called him not a real man. Tianming was annoyed that he keeps on mocking, so he decided to taste it. He divided it into halves and he forced himself to eat it. Ying Huo is enjoying it while Tianming coughs and suffers severe pain. His body feels hot and he asked for Zhang Feiling's help so he can refine the herb. Zhang Feiling hugged him and the lady promised him that she won't let anything happen to Tianming. Because of Jiang's help, Tianming came back to his normal state and completely refined the blue spirit herb and breakthrough to 5th level spirit source. His power has greatly increased, which made him feel confident in fighting against those at the 8th level spirit source. He also feels that his eyes can now see further and clearer than before. They continued to look for Princess King, but something caught their attention. They saw a battle from above. They took a glance at it and saw that it was a lady riding a dragon and was fighting against Mo Lin. This lady is Yu Lingji and is willing to execute anyone on the battlefield. She then rushed to Mo Lin with killing intent. Tianming rushed to block the lady and helped Mo Lin. Tianming interfered as he wanted to save Mo Lin. Instead of being frightened, the lady was glad that another disciple came to be executed by her. If it happens, Mo Lin and Tianming will be the 7th person she will kill in total. She was hoping to be the winner of the abyssal trial. Tianming was shocked that the lady in front of him had murdered 5 people in a row. He believes it'll be dangerous for Mo Lin to be in this area once he starts fighting, so he told Mo Lin to leave first. Mo Lin tried to resist as he didn't want to abandon Tianming just for him to escape. Since Mo Lin doesn't want to agree, Jiang Feiling suggested that they will take Mo Lin away first. Their opponent overheard them and she doesn't want Tianming and Mo Lin to leave without dying in her hands. She then attacks using her sword with great pressure. Mo Lin was about to be hit, but then Tianming grabbed him away. The lady ordered his lifebound beast to chase Tianming and Mo Lin. Tianming noticed that the lady was following them, so he told Jiang Feiling to activate the time field. Upon activating the time field, the lady feels that her movement got slower, but still, she attacked Tianming and Mo Lin with her power. Tianming informed Mo Lin that they were heading to the information boundary, and that he should hide and focus on recovering. He then entered the lifebound space and he was dropped on the ground. Since Mo Lin is not with him, he believes that Mo Lin was transported elsewhere. Jiang Feiling came out of his body as she was worried about Tianming. But then, Tianming said that he was fine. Because of their opponent just now, Jiang Feiling feels worried for Princess King again. Tianming tapped her head and calmed her. Ying Huo then suddenly comes out to tease Tianming, so Tianming squeezes him out of annoyance. All of a sudden, Tianming noticed a familiar circle. He then concludes that a semicircle formation might be everyone's final destination. He held Jiang Feiling's hand and they will head to the formation of a semicircle, hoping that they can see Princess King there. It's the 19th day of the abyssal trial and Tianming came at the center of the heavenly pattern formation, the lake of 10,000 islands. He wondered if others had arrived and someone suddenly called him. It was Mo Lin, and behind him was Chen Hao and Xing Kui. Chen Hao and Xing Kui's moods change upon seeing Tianming. Mo Lin was confused about what happened to them since he saw these 2 disciples happily chatting a few seconds ago. Tianming then asked Mo Lin if he had seen Princess King, but Mo Lin casually answered no. Tianming also tried to ask Chen Hao and Xing Kui, but both of these men ignored him. Tianming walked away and instructed them all to stay in the cave since they were injured. He fled as he was planning to continue searching for Princess King. Because of how dangerous it is outside, he was thinking that Princess King probably hid in one of the caves in the area. While he was above, he saw the lady again. This lady is named Yu Lingji, a disciple who's willing to take someone's life as she was obsessed to win the abyssal trial. Tianming hid at the huge rock to observe Yu Lingji. Yu Lingji is screaming, looking for any disciples to be killed. At this time, she already murdered 6 disciples, so she concludes that there are only a few people left. Since nobody comes out, she smiles and believes that all of the people in the area are scared to fight against her. If you guys aren't going to come out, then I'll wait here, she said and sat on her lifebound beast. She's also at the center of the heavenly pattern formation, and according to her, once the heavenly pattern formation finishes shrinking, disciples might face their impending death. Chen Hao, Mo Lin, and Xing Kui don't have any idea if the rule of the abyssal trials is to execute everyone else. Mo Lin just suggested to them that they just continue staying hidden until the abyssal trials are over. Mu Qingqing is also hiding in one of the caves and she heard what Yu Lingji wanted. But then, she's planning to execute Lai Tianming first before Yu Lingji. A sudden light emerges from the lake and together with it are several dragons. According to Jiang Feiling, this is the soaring of 9 dragons, a type of mana phenomenon. As per the legends, out of the 4 different types of royal mana, profound, terrestrial, and celestial mana, profound ranked and above will give rise to strange phenomena when they appear. Jiang Feiling heard 9 water dragons soaring into the sky marks the appearance of the dragonic water obelisk. Profound mana. She read from a book that a profound mana is about to appear, and Tianming got excited thinking that the profound mana is a power that could easily dominate vermilion birds. If royal mana is worth about 30 times the net worth of Flamehaven, then the profound mana was worth at least an order of magnitude greater, and perhaps even more. It could be said that the value of a piece of profound mana was close to that of the Saint Beast War Soul, and it was even easier to use. For profound mana to appear at such a time, it means that the real objective of the Abyssal Trials is to obtain the profound mana. Since Yuling Jai is nearest to the profound mana, she grabbed it and declared to everyone that if no one will appear, she will own this profound mana. Tianming realized the real rules of the Abyssal Trial. Executing everyone was just a rumor. The person who obtained the profound mana will be first. After all, even if the winner lacks aptitude, mana can make up for that. The Dragonic Water Obelisk is in my hands. The Abyssal Trials haven't ended yet. Is there anyone else who wants to die? Yuling Jai shouted. She also informed everyone that she already executed 6 people and that she wanted to kill 10 in total. 2 disciples came out and ordered Yuling Jai to hand over the mana. Tianming believes that profound mana is extremely tempting, which makes people willing to risk their lives. Yuling Jai challenges these 2 disciples to fight against her. Both of the men summoned their lifebound beast and Yuling Jai rushed to them without any hesitation. She slashed them both, which lead to death. Tianming decided to come out to fight with her. "It's you again, who are you?" Yuling Jai asked. "My name is Lai Dai," Tianming answered, and Yuling Jai told him that his name will be the name of a dead man. Tianming smiled and told her to remember his dad's name. Lai Dai sounds like Nai Dai, which means your dad, so basically, Tianming just made her call him dad. Yuling Jai then realized that Tianming is just making fun of her. "Good daughter, I'll be taking that profound mana," Tianming added. Yuling Jai was mad that Tianming made fun of her. Her lifebound beast cast a blizzard breath to attack Tianming. This skill creates giant ice. Tianming then moves away, and Yuling Jai said that Tianming is trying to take something that never belonged to him with just a low level of ability. "Something that never belonged to me in the first place. So you're saying that it's already been decided that you'll win?" Tianming answered. Yuling Jai is confident that Tianming cannot beat her. She also believes that her fate is to win the Abyssal Trial. She challenges Tianming this time. Once Tianming will beat her, she's willing to give the profound mana together with the first place. She cast a frost tornado and Tianming fly to avoid it. When he raises, Yuling Jai is already in front of him and slashes him instantly. She thought that Tianming would die, but one thing happened that surprised her. She was surprised when she saw Tianming's metal arm that he also used to block the sword of Yuling Jai. Yinghuo used an infernal blaze and blew the flame on her. She falls to the lake and was shocked when she saw that Tianming and Yinghuo's target is her lifebound beast. Tianming tied Yuling Jai's beast using his chain blade and demanded Yinghuo attack it. Yuling Jai's dragon was defeated and fell into the lake. "What do you say, Yuling Jai?" Tianming asked. This time, Yuling Jai didn't want to surrender and became furious. She rushed to Tianming holding her 2 swords and shouted that she didn't want to admit that she was defeated by Tianming. Tianming then gives her a chance to fight one-on-one. Tianming used his bewildering eye and Yuling Jai couldn't resist and was tied by the chain blade. For his last attack, he cast his soulless 7 howls, and Yuling Jai is finally defeated. Tianming smiled, thinking that he can now get the profound mana. Meanwhile, he sits on the rock while holding the profound mana and is confused if Yuling Jai will be the winner if Tianming stole the mana from her. Yinghuo asked him why he still spears Yuling Jai instead of executing her. Tianming answered that he only wanted to get the profound mana and to be first, so killing was unnecessary for him. He also feels that it appears Yuling Jai might be chosen from the start, and that the lady might have a connection with the Heavens Elysium. He was hoping that he would get the answer to his confusion after the Abyssal Trial ended. He stomps on the water and screams, looking for Princess King. "Come, find me," someone answered. Yinghuo and Tianming really believe that the voice is from Princess King. When they turned around, someone was behind them sitting on the rock. It was Mu Qingqing. She told Tianming that he will never see Princess King again. "She died, I killed her," Qingqing stated. She stood on the rock and repeated what she said. As expected, Zhang Feiling is worried for Princess King. Tianming told her that what Qingqing said might not be true. "Mu Qingqing, I've waited a long time for this day. I want you dead," Tianming stated. Mu Qingqing teases him that the Dragonic Water Obelisk is not fit for him. While looking at her, Zhang Feiling noticed that Qingqing is currently using the forbidden technique of purple blood imprint. Tianming is not shocked, as she already knows that Qingqing can resort to any means possible just to achieve her goal. "Lai Tianming, you're always blocking my path. This time, you must die," Qingqing uttered and summoned her several lifebound beasts. Tianming didn't see Princess King's lifebound beast, so he concludes that Qingqing didn't kill Princess King. Tianming held onto his chest. The egg in his lifebound space had wiggled all of a sudden. He thinks that this egg is about to hatch, and at the same time, He feels that it's also hesitating whether to hatch, so it's restless for him. Ying Huo told him that the beast on this egg is just too lazy to fight, and that's why it doesn't want to hatch. Ignore him, let's just focus on the fight. Ying Huo added. Mu Qinking's beasts are waving into the lake. Qingqing is giving thanks to Tianming as her stepping stone to Heaven's Elysium. She even jokes around that if Tianming will die now, she will still remember him as the most important person in her life, more important than Lin Xiaoding. Jiang Feiling senses a strong desire of killing intent from Mu Qinkqing, and she's willing to help Tianming win against her. The wing's shape changed instantly, and he believes that the spiritual attachment effect has surpassed to its highest level. As per Jiang Feiling, the attachment effect is currently 150%. Tianming and Ying Huo then rushed to Mu Qinkqing's beasts. He executed the first beast, the second one, the third one, and the fourth one, which shocked Qinkqing. Die Mu Qinkqing, Tianming shouted. But then, Mu Qinkqing didn't feel frightened and still managed to laugh so hard. Tianming choked her and asked about the reason for her laugh. You defied heaven's will and changed your fate. You're powerful to the point I tremble in fear and regret. And yet, I'm laughing because, in the end, you'll still die by my hands. What a tragedy, poor thing. Qinkqing answered and continued to guffaw. Tianming was confused about what gave Qinkqing the courage to daydream. Tianming is not aware that there's another beast behind him. When he turned around, he saw Princess King carried by a giant centipede. Jiang Feiling couldn't hold herself and suddenly came out from Tianming's body. She cried, so Ying Huo and Tianming calmed her and promised that they'll save Princess King. Tianming then looked to Qinkqing and asked what she wanted. Qinkqing gave him two options, either he will die or Princess King will. He gave 10 seconds for Tianming to decide. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. Tianming suddenly heard a voice offering some help to him. It's his lifebound beast that's about to hatch. He will give Tianming a plan that can help him get rid of Mu Qinkqing. You're not going to kill yourself. In that case, watch her die, Qinkqing stated. Tianming got his egg, and when he raised it, Qinkqing was attacked by lightning. She was confused about how Tianming managed to control the lightning. The lightning continued to strike, and even the giant centipede was executed by it. Upon seeing the giant centipede fall into the lake, Jiang Feiling shouted as she thought that Princess King would also drown. Ying Huo told her that Princess King is being protected. Princess King is covered by protection from Tianming's egg. Mu Qinkqing coughs, and she cannot believe that Tianming is still able to defeat her. It's been 3 years, but she felt that Tianming became so strong. Tianming walked toward her. Give me a few moments. When I'm done, I'll have all the time in the world to slowly deal with you. I need to figure out how to clear this debt you owe me. Even if you want to die today, you'll have to ask me first, Tianming uttered. Jiang Feiling goes to Princess King, and she's glad that the lady is still alive. The second primordial chaos beast is about to hatch. As the egg told Tianming, he could use his birth to summon lightning, and Tianming didn't expect it would be to this extent. The smoke appeared when the egg hatched. Judging by the scene, Tianming concludes that it's gonna be a fierce beast that has features of a primordial chaos beast. He then asked his third beast's name. It slowly comes out from the smoke. Its mouth is like a tiger with a claw that has sharp nails, and he said that his name is Genesis Chaos Thunderfiend. When it's completely visible, it turned out to be a cat, which made Tianming and Ying Huo disappointed. Tianming shouted out of annoyance. He expected that it's gonna be a fierce tiger, but ended up a fluffy little thing again. He grabbed the cat and tried to search for a possible way that it can become larger. Jiang Feiling saw the cat, and she was thrilled at how adorable it is. Ying Huo ordered Tianming to take the opportunity and practice symbiotic cultivation with the cat while there is still a black thundercloud. As per Ying Huo, this place is the perfect place to cultivate. Since it's full of thunderclouds, there will be an abundant source of lightning source for Tianming to absorb. Tianming then grabbed the cat and started symbiotic cultivation. They were covered with protection while they were absorbing all of the lightning. While they are busy cultivating, Ying Huo asked Jiang Feiling if who's more charismatic between him and the cat. But then, Jiang answered that the cat is 100 more cuter than Ying Huo, so there should no be competition. Because of her answer, Ying Huo fell down on the side. In a short span of time, the fusion of lightning and internal sources has been achieved. He has now both lightning and infernal source. After cultivating, the cat feels tired and doesn't want to cultivate ever again. All he wanted is to sleep, so Ying Huo scolded him for being too lazy. Tianming concludes that his newest beast will be difficult to summon to fight in the future because of how lazy it is. Jiang Feiling interrupts and told Tianming not to let the cat fight, and let Ying Huo be summoned alone. Since it's obvious that Jiang Feiling loves cats, Tianming let her choose a name for this lazy beast. Okay, he's laid back and has dark fur, let's call him Meow Meow. Jiang Feiling suggests, but then Tianming was confused about this name. But still, she let Jiang pick what she wants. After a while, Mo Lin, Chen Hao, and Xing Kui come out from the cave. The first thing they noticed is Princess King, who is still unconscious. Tianming told them that Princess King had been poisoned. Mo Lin goes near to the lady and will try to treat her since he is also a medic. After he checked, he saw that it was black devil poison which he can also treat. Mu Qingqing is kneeling on the side. Tianming go near her and told her that it's time for her to settle her debt. Qingqing said that she belonged to Lightning Manor now, so everyone will be mad at Tianming once Tianming will hurt her. Tianming doesn't care and believes that Xiaoding doesn't have a genuine feelings for her. Qingqing, do you need a mirror to see how ugly you are right now? Tianming asked. Mu Qingqing cried and asked Tianming to spare her life. But then, Tianming doesn't feel even a small pity for her. Chen Hao and Xing Kui overheard them, so they were confused if there's something happened for the last 3 years. Executing Qingqing is like letting her off the hook too easily, which is not what Tianming wanted. What he wants is to let Qingqing live in a state in which death would do her better. She scattered Qingqing's beast veins and spirit source so she will never become a spirit master again. Qingqing wanted to die instead of staying alive without a life-bound beast. But Tianming won't allow her and will let her leave and experience what he went through for the past 3 years. Because of the pain she received, Mu Qingqing passed out. Then the heavenly pattern formation was shattered and Tianming thought that the abyssal trial was coming to an end. He then told Jiang Feiling to attach to him immediately so no one can see her once they will be out on the battlefield. Mo Lin removed most of the poison to Princess King's body, and now she finally woke up. The first thing she saw was Tianming, so she asked about Jiang Feiling. Jiang Feiling then informed her that she almost died and that Tianming is the one who saved her. She tried to recall what happened and then suddenly got enraged as she remembered that Mu Qingqing used a taboo technique to attack her. She wanted revenge, but then Tianming pointed at Qingqing, who was behind him, and told Prince King that he already crippled Mu Qingqing and now fainted from a loss of blood. Princess King becomes thrilled after she confirms that Tianming really saved her. Don't look at me like you've been enchanted. Even if you want to repay me with yourself, I won't agree to it, since I can't accept such a bloody plot like flirting with my girlfriend's best friend, Tianming stated. Princess King was annoyed by what he said, so she punched Tianming in the face. She admits that Tianming is skilled, but it doesn't mean that she will approve of Tianming coaxing Jiang Feiling. Mo Ling stopped their fight as he saw something from above. It was like a passageway and 2 people were going down. It's a man and a lady wearing capes. According to the man, they are the vice inspectors from Heaven Elysium named Jin Yixuan and Yixu. Who's Tianming? Show yourself, Yixu asked. Tianming feels like these people have ill intentions and he was confused as to what the reason why they are looking for him. Disciple Lai Tianming greets the vice inspector. Tianming answered. Yixu asked if he was the one who took the dragonic water obelisk and Tianming told them that he had obtained it. Yixuan ordered him to take it out for them to see. Tianming then followed them, and what he believes is that these people must be confirming the dragonic water obelisk. Yixu used her power to get the dragonic water obelisk from Tianming. Tianming was confused at this time. Yixuan suddenly smiled and accused Tianming that he snatched the prize intended for the winner of the abyssal trials. Tianming explained to them that he defeated Yuling Jai and obtained the dragonic water obelisk, so he should be the first place in the abyssal trials. As per Heaven's Elysium inspectors, obtaining the dragonic water obelisk doesn't mean placing first. When the dragonic water obelisk appeared, it signaled the end of the abyssal trials. It's the winner's prize. While listening to them, Tianming believed that these 2 were making irrational arguments. As per the inspectors, abyssal trials were determined by the person who executed the most. Yuling Jai executed a total of 8 disciples, that's why the obelisk appeared. Yuling Jai suddenly comes out in a fine state. Can you even use it? It's water type, so obviously the obelisk wasn't intended for you, she stated. The inspector then handed the dragonic water obelisk to her, and Tianming confirmed at this point that the winner was already decided from the start. He also realized that they didn't announce the rules so they can change it at any time. If Yuling Jai obtained the obelisk, being the processor would be the winning condition. If she hadn't, killing the most would be the winning condition. A game whose ending is already decided from the start. They invited everyone to participate and made 11 people die just to send Yuling Jai to Heaven's Elysium. Tianming started to wonder about Yuling Jai's real identity. It's a game vice inspectors decided upon. Their words are laws that Tianming can't oppose. Before powerhouses, the weak were just mute chess pieces they could freely use. As chess pieces, they can only be moved around and discarded. Fight with me. Who do you think you are? Yuling Jai whispered after she passed to Tianming. She then continued to walk away while laughing so loud. Princess King, Mo Lin, Chen Hao, and Xing Kui are speechless. Youngsters, I know you all must have certain thoughts now, but this is the test of Heaven's Elysium. I hope there won't be tongues wagging unnecessarily after this. If your future and your clans were to suffer because of this, it'll be a pity, Yixuan said. It's clearly a threat to everyone, and Zhang Feiling keeps whispering to Tianming about what they should do since they cannot offend Heaven's Elysium's inspectors. Yixuan admitted that Tianming really had an excellent performance in these abyssal trials. That's why they decided to give him a consolation prize, which is a royal mana. Yixu asked what he wanted, and he answered that he wanted a lightning-type mana. He was annoyed that he ended up getting the profound mana instead of obelisk, but since he doesn't have a choice, then he needs to accept what is given. Yixu summoned a three-pronged electron spike and gave it to Tianming. They then leave and advise Tianming to work harder for him to make it to the ranks in Heaven's Elysium. Tianming then thanked them, and he was also happy with what he received since this royal mana is suited for his black cat. All of a sudden, another 5 passageways appeared from above. It was Mu Yang with 4 other supernal mentors. Mu Yang then greeted the inspectors upon seeing them. Yixuan told them to take their disciples back since the abyssal trial finally ended. Mo Ling then went directly to Mu Yang, and Mu Yang was glad that everyone made it out alive. They were about to leave, but Yixuan called Mu Yang and told him that they will leave together since they were also heading to the Ignispolis to pick up a disciple. Upon hearing it, Tianming believes that they are referring to Lin Xiaoding. We're going to Ignispolis to pick up Lin Xiaoding. Would you mind if we went together? Yixuan stated. Mu Yang let them come together with them. They started leaving. But then, Zhang Feiling noticed that Princess King was still weak, so she asked Tianming to carry Princess King. Alright, leave it to me, Tianming answered. Tianming then carried her on his back, and Princess King's breast was pressing his back, which he can also feel how soft it is. Zhang Feiling scolded him as she also read what Tianming was thinking. Meanwhile, they finally arrived at Ignispolis and saw people from different clans greet the vice inspectors. Although Tianming knows that the vice inspectors have respectable identities, he didn't expect the scene to be so dramatic. Even the Vermilion Bird King named Zhang Chen personally came to receive them. They all greeted the inspectors and bowed down to show some respect. The king invited them to go inside, and they also prepared a feast for them. But then, Yixuan rejected to attend the feast. Instead, they wanted to go directly to the Lightning Manor and test Xiaoding's talent. The Lightning Manor clan is also here together with Lin Xiaoding. Mu Qingqing called Xiaoding as if she wanted some help from his boyfriend. But then, Xiaoding ignored her and greeted the 2 vice inspectors and Yuling Jai. He congratulates Yuling Jai, and Yuling Jai holds his shoulder while telling him to do his best once they arrive at Heaven's Elysium. Xiaoding also acknowledges the beauty of the lady and even holds her hand in front of everyone. I'll make sure not to disappoint you, Xiaoding stated. Tianming smiled because Mu Qingqing had been abandoned as what he expected. He was glad that everything was progressing just as he had predicted. Mu Qingqing's karma came too early. The vice inspectors have left, so the king ordered everyone to go back to their places. Princess King and Zhang Feiling greeted the king, and Princess King introduced Tianming to him. Father, I want to say something on behalf of Lai Tianming, Mu Qingqing said. He told everything about what happened when the vice inspectors came to the abyssal trials, and the king couldn't believe all of this. All the disciples testified, and the king concludes that the winner of the abyssal trial is already planned. The sanctum potentate asked Lai Tianming to show the mana he received from the vice inspectors. Tianming then raised it and asked the sanctum potentate if he can now cure her mother Wei Jing. The sanctum potentate was shocked by the sudden question of Lai Tianming, and he didn't give an answer. Potentate, it was impossible for Lai Tianming to be first because the winner was already decided from the start. I hope you understand that his performance should have earned him first place, Princess King stated to help Tianming. But then, the king told her and Zhang Feiling not to interfere in the Wei clan's affairs. They then leave, and the potentate invites Tianming to talk inside the manor. Mu Yang also told him to follow what his grandfather would say. Tianming asked him about the possible chances, but even Mu Yang said that no one can completely understand what his master thought. But then, Mu Yang reminded him about the key point, which is the potentate's second sore spot. The better Tianming will perform, the less potentate will ignore him. When you get the chance, make sure to go all out, Mu Yang uttered. Inside the Wei Manor, Lingshuan informed his brother Guohao that their grandfather had already returned. The first thing Guohao asked was about Tianming's performance in the abyssal trial. Lingshuan told him that Tianming didn't get first place, and the winner is a girl from Torch Dragon named Yuling Jai. While they are both talking, the potentate Tiang King has arrived together with Tiang Song, Mu Yang, and Lai Tianming. The potentate was still mad at Lingshuan and Guohao, and even told them that seeing youth like them annoys him. When Lai Tianming passed through Guo Hao, he asked Guo Hao's recovery, but then Guo Hao didn't give him an answer and only threatened him. How ill-mannered. Don't be rude to your cousin. Anyway, I was just wondering when's a good time to beat you up again. Tianming answered and left them both. When they are inside the potentate's room, Tianming is asking once again to cure his mother's lifespan, which is also the potentate's daughter. Tian King denied that Tianming is his grandson and even said that the father-daughter relationship between him and Wei Jing ended many years ago. However, the potentate also said that their deal with Tianming is not over yet, so Tianming believes that he still has a chance to save his mother. The potentate believes what the Sanctum's disciple said about the abyssal trials, but then, he also wanted to see it himself for him to judge if Tianming is worthy. If Tianming can pass his test, he's willing to save his daughter Wei Jing. Once Tianming will fail, he should stop bothering the potentate. As per Tian King, the only reason why he will save Wei Jing is because of his contract with Tianming. And since the contract has issues, he will give Tianming another chance. Tianming thanked him while thinking that this old man cares about his honor to the point that he still doesn't want to admit that Wei Jing is his daughter. Lingxuan disagreed that Tian King is giving Tianming another chance, but then, Tian King doesn't need her and Guo Hao's opinion. The potentate then ordered to summon of Wei King's grandson named Wei Ziyu. Lai Tianming, if you can defeat Wei Ziyu, I'll fulfill my end of the deal. To my knowledge, your combat power is greatly decreased without Princess Ling's help. Tian King stated. According to Mu Yang, Wei Ziyu is older than Tianming and is already in the 9th level spirit source. Tianming only smiled and was very confident in his combat ability. Meanwhile, they are already in the Wei clan's arena and the personal Wei Ziyu also appeared to fight against Tianming. I look forward to learning from you, Tianming said. Lingxuan shouted, asking Ziyu to teach Tianming a lesson. Tiansong cannot believe that Tianming dares to challenge a 9th level spirit source without the help of Jiang failing. And even his brother underestimated Tianming since Ziyu is known for being composed. While both the disciples were in the ring, Tian King opened up to Mu Yang. According to him, the reason why he cannot forgive Wei Jing is because of Mu Yang. When he took in Mu Yang as his disciple, he expected that Mu Yang would be his future son-in-law. In everyone's eyes, Mu Yang and Wei Jing were a perfect match made in heaven. Mu Yang told him that those things are in the past. But still, Tian King was still mad at the fact that his daughter Wei Jing chose Lai Yangfeng and even compared Lai Yanfeng to Mu Yang's competitor before, which is Sage Chen. Master, if you really cared about me, you should let it go, Mu Yang answered. He shared with the potentate that Tianming is just an innocent child and that he likes Tianming a lot. At this time, Ziyu summoned his lifebound beast Electrifying Rock and his sword Hellbreaker Lightning Saber. Tianming told Ziyu that he is no longer afraid of lightning type because he's already an infernal and lightning source twin beastmaster. It's time to show you how strong twin beastmasters are. Come out, Tianming screamed while summoning his lifebound beasts. Lingxuan and Guo Hao cannot believe that Tianming instantly became a twin beastmaster. And even their father said that both lightning and infernal sources are radiation from Tianming's body. Ying Huo then comes out carrying the lazy black cat. Ying Huo keeps scolding the cat and ordering him to defeat the opponent. The cat didn't believe it at first and only thought that they were going to cultivate. But when he saw the opponent, he became furious and blamed the enemy. Upon seeing Tianming's lifebound beasts, Guo Hao laughed and underestimated them. The opponent then rushed to both Ying Huo and Miao Miao. Ziyu at this point senses that Tianming's lifebound beasts were deceiving. Tianming then rushed to him and all of them attacked each other. A lightning storm surrounded Tianming and Ziyu and everyone was waiting to see who would be a victor. Tianming slides and comes out from the smoke, but he still managed to smile. When Ziyu comes out from the smoke, he vomits blood and looks up to check his lifebound beast. Ying Huo at the moment continued attacking the opponent and the cat used his chaotic volt ball that created lightning strikes. The electrifying rock falls, which mean that Ziyu is now defeated. Lingxuan was envious that the small cat is a strong one. Her father was also dumbfounded about how Tianming accomplished becoming a twin beastmaster. Mu Yang is the only one proud of Tianming who manages to surprise him every time. At this time, Ziyu accepts his defeat in front of everyone. Tianming's little cat feels tired after the battle and falls asleep while in free fall. Tianming grabbed him and he smiled that he was now one of the twin beastmasters. Mu Yang approached him to ask about when he became a twin beastmaster. He then answered that his life-blood pact allowed him to get 2 lifebound beasts. He lied that the cat is only his trump card because of its laziness. Tian King was amazed that the blood pacts allowed Tianming to have 2 lifebound beasts of different types. He never heard of it since then. It's already difficult to form a blood pact with 1 beast, that's why he was surprised that Tianming was able to do it with 2. That only shows how special he is. As expected of my disciple, he's amazing, Mu Yang proudly said. Tianming then walked towards his grandfather and he kneeled without any hesitation. He asked one more time to save his mother's life. Tian Keng was speechless while looking at him. He cannot believe that a son of the trash Lai Yanfeng is incredible. Because of it, he instructed Tianming to bring Wei Jing to the high cloud chamber. He will be in seclusion for half a month and no one will be allowed to enter during that time. Tianming cannot hold himself and his tears dropped upon hearing that the potentate is now willing to save his mother's life. He continued to cry because of his happiness and even Ying Huo was emotional. Tianming shouted so loud as he was too excited. Since the cat didn't show some happiness, Ying Huo suddenly slapped him and told him to stop sleeping. A job well done, Tianming, Mu Yang uttered. At the Lightning Manor, the two vice inspectors were welcomed by the higher-ups. Thank you, everyone, Yixuan and Yixu answered. As per Lin Xiaoting's father, they will be in-laws with Yuling in the future. Yuling Jai's father named Yuling Xiao and the patriarch of the Yuling family named Yuling Hong. Yuling Jai's grandfather are also present in the Lightning Manor. Both clans are willing to bond together and look forward to Yuling Jai and Lin Xiaoting cultivating together at the Heavens Elysium. Yixuan laughed while stating that the union of the two clans will bring great power. The only thing missing from them now is assuming the leadership of Vermilion Bird Heaven's Sanctum. Whatever we're about to do to the Y clan will be a huge surprise to Y Tian King. He added, as per Lin Xiaoting's father, the Y clan has hogged this Heaven's Sanctum for too long. He also added that the Yuling has seen so many young geniuses in the past few years. Not only do they have a miraculous Lady Long, but also a disciple like Yuling Jai who has the qualification to enter Heaven's Elysium. According to Yixu, the change of leadership for any Heaven's Sanctum is quite a normal procedure as per Heaven's Elysium. Any clan that controlled a sanctum for a prolonged time can be subjected to a contest by Elysium. It's to make sure that their newer generations aren't falling behind. Yuling Xiao asked the vice inspectors if his daughter Yuling Long would be watching the battle of the day. Yixuan suddenly becomes furious and reminds him to address Yuling Long properly even if it's her daughter. Yes, pardon me, it won't happen again, Yuling Xiao answered. Yixu said that Yuling Long has done everything within her power for her family. She left her family when she was young, but still has her clan in her mind. Lady Long told them to arrange a place for her family to stay while getting Yuling Jai into the Elysium. The mentioned lady named Yuling Long is Yuling Jai's younger sister. She's the daughter of a concubine, so she wasn't treated very well by the family in her childhood. Due to her father's negligence, her mother was murdered by the Duanmu clan during the chaotic clan wars. She disappeared when she was 8. Everyone thought that she had died. Who knew that after a few years, she suddenly appeared and annihilated the entire Duanmu clan. When she returned, she was already an Elysium child. When the night comes, Lai Tianming still can't get over what happened at the Y Manor. What makes him even happier is that his grandfather and his mom have reconciled. At this moment, he suddenly becomes confused as to why his mother Wei Jing gave up good men like Sage Chen and Mu Yang just for a man like Lai Yanfeng. Ying Huo then suddenly guessed that Wei Jing prefers ugly men. Upon hearing his opinion, Tianming squeezed him as he was annoyed with Ying Huo's statement. One thing Tianming is worried about is that his mother has changed after the lady returned from the Azure Domain. Ying Huo then told him that Wei Jing might have encountered something. Tianming forgets about it for now and he wakes up his little cat to refine the 3-pronged electro spike. The cat becomes hysterical because for him, refining is much more troublesome than fighting. And he only wanted to sleep longer. Tianming tried to ask him once more but the cat threw the mana exactly to Tianming's face. I'm going to sleep, the cat said. Tianming flicks his balls causing him to get up and scream so loud. Tianming acted to make the cat feel guilty. The cat then gets the mana and he doesn't have a choice but to refine it within a night. The next day at the Lightning Manor, Mu Qingqing is too busy with her instrument again. She's still in pain and when she coughs, she vomits blood which makes Xia Xiao rattled and feel worried for her. Xia Xiao reminded her to take a long rest. But then, Qingqing doesn't want to look weak in the eyes of everyone. She then remembered Xiaoting and she asked Xia Xiao if Xiaoting will marry Yuling Jai. Xia Xiao was surprised that Qingqing knew about this matter. She cried so loud and kept apologizing to Mu Qingqing as she cannot do anything. Xiaoting suddenly came, ordering Xia Xiao to leave as he wanted to speak privately with Qingqing. Xia Xiao doesn't want to follow Xiaoting but he asked for some guards to ground Xia Xiao for 2 weeks so she cannot do anything. When she left, Qingqing continued playing her instrument. Xiaoting approached her and reminded her about how crippled she is for losing her life-bound beast, and for letting his spirit source be broken. You use Lai Tianming as a stepping stone to get me, and now I'm doing the same. I'll be getting rid of you for a better woman, Xiaoding added. At this point, Qingqing started to cry and her tears were blood. As per Xiaoding, he already told his father that Qingqing will keep the Lotus Blossom Garden, and she should not leave here as he doesn't want anyone to see Qingqing. Once Qingqing will pass away in this manner, she will be buried in the Lin family's grave as Xiaoding's servant. It's my honor to be your servant even after I die, Qingqing answered. Xiaoding cleaned his hands and removed the blood that came from Mu Qingqing's mouth. Qingqing is so mad while looking at the man she loved the most. While leaving, Xiaoding even invited her to attend his coming wedding. He will still torture Lai Tianming to avenge Qingqing as his last promise to the lady. Thank you, I'll make sure to dress nicely and not embarrass you, Qingqing answered while covering her ears and looked like she was going to be crazy. At the Flame Yellow Pagoda, Tianming is cultivating at the Flame Yellow Rock. He, together with his 2 life-bound beasts, was punching the rock. He smiled as he senses his lightning and infernal power steadily improving. 5 days later, Tianming is still at the Flame Yellow Rock and breaks through the 6th level of the Spirit Source. Mu Yang was so impressed by how hardworking he is. He came by as he received news that the Yuling clan and vice inspectors are still at the Lightning Manor. According to him, more people from the Yuling clan arrived from the Torch Dragon and are all currently at the Lightning Manor. He concludes that these people were planning something, that's why they are discussing ways to take precautions. Tianming was confused, so he asked Mu Yang if this will affect Heaven's Sanctum. But then, Mu Yang was not sure about it and they only wanted to be cautious. Aside from it, he informed Tianming that Yuling Jai's life-bound beast has evolved into an 8-star beast using the Dragonic Water Obelisk. Her dragon is now a Blizzard Spirit Dragon, which means that she's now stronger than before and is spending a lot of time in secluded meditation. Tianming believes that Yuling Jai wants to reach the Unity Realm before entering Elysium. As per Mu Yang, Wai Jing will completely recover in 8 days, so Tianming can now return to the Wai Manor when the time comes. Of course, that goes without saying. But before that, I'm going to stay by the Flame Yellow Rock and focus on cultivating, Tianming answered. 8 days later, Ying Huo is very excited as he feels that he has become stronger now. And as usual, the cat was still lazy and wanted to sleep again. As Tianming experienced, it's much more difficult to cultivate both infernal sources and lightning sources at the same time. But he's much stronger now than before and he's confident that he can now challenge people in the Unity Realm. He then grabs his cat as he decides to take a break to visit his mom. He then ran so fast while his life-bound beasts were riding on his shoulder. Ying Huo suddenly mentioned Mu Wan and compared that it's better to ride to Mu Wan since Mu Wan has 2 hills that are softer than marshmallows. The cat then smiled upon hearing it and suggested to Ying Huo that they should change their mount. Unfortunately, we can't. He may be bad, but at least he comes free of charge, Ying Huo answered. After a while, they arrived at the area where Wai Jing took a rest. They wait outside for Wai Jing to come out healthy. Someone then suddenly called Tianming from behind. It was Chief Mentor Mu Wan with Mu Yang. She already heard that Tianming had another life-bound beast, and when she saw it, she immediately carried the cat out of excitement. Ying Huo also approached her, but at this rate, Mu Wan doesn't want to play with him anymore. The members of the Wai clan also came and even Sage Chen is present to wait for Wai Jing. Meanwhile, the door opens and Wai Jing comes out and she now becomes a child. Tianming was now confused about how he should address his mother. Even the people who waited for the lady are dumbfounded upon seeing her. The potentate also comes out and educates everyone that when someone recovers from lifespan, they'll recover their appearance from before it, even if 60 years have passed. Tianming was worried upon seeing that his grandfather looked so exhausted and had a pale face. The old man suddenly pushed Wai Jing and ordered everyone to leave as he needs to rest for 3 months. Despite his attitude, Wai Jing knows that her father is just acting like saving her is humiliating. She then ran and hugged his son Tianming. Tianming called her a sister, which made everyone laugh. When the night comes, Tianming and Wai Jing eat together. Tianming noticed something on his mother's hand and Wai Jing stated that these 3 rings only appeared after her lifespan was removed. There have been many through the years who have had lifespan. However, they all removed it by the 1st year and their arms only had 1 such ring. As per Wai Jing, it's possible for her that she has 3 because she had lifespan for far longer. She heard that these rings will boost one's cultivation speed. Her father has 1 but her brothers don't, so she believes that they are weaker. While Tianming raised his arm, he also saw a ring and he panicked when he realized that he also had a lifespan. From the other's point of view, there are 2 people talking on the roof about Wai Jing's 3 Bane rings, which means she has the bloodline of 3 incarnations. They did not expect that they could find an heir with 3 Bane rings in this far-flung desolate land. Above the roof is a young lady together with an old woman. The old woman mentioned a Lai Saint clan who has only less than 3 youngsters with 3 Bayan rings. According to their ancestry records, this land is one of the further branches of their bloodlines, and yet they could find a descendant with 3 Bayan rings. They are going to bring Wai Jing back to the Grand Orient sect with them. They already have traveled to 89 nations just to find bloodline descendants, and now they finally found the talent they needed. Before they will bring Wai Jing with them, they will observe first the lady to make sure her character is good. And if ever Wai Jing will bring Tianming, they will let her since Tianming has already awakened one incarnation. Going back to Tianming, his mother was shocked upon seeing that his lifespan is different from others. She then rubs Tianming's body for her to confirm that his son is totally fine. When she doesn't see something bad, she concludes that Tianming might be so strong that his lifespan is cured the moment it appeared. While they are talking, Ying Huo suddenly comes out from the life-bound space. He complained to Tianming that a booger suddenly appeared on his wings and to the cat. Wai Jing answered him that it was not a booger but a lifespan since lifespan is shared by both Beastmaster and his life-bound beasts. Ying Huo still said that he might have a booger disease, so Tianming pushed him and repeated what Wai Jing stated. He then looked at his lifespan and smiled as he believed that with this, he could now cultivate at an even faster pace. The next day, Tianming immediately started cultivating at the Flame Yellow Pagoda. Mu Yang and Sage Chen came and Mu Yang will let him train at the 2nd floor of the pagoda. Before they go, Tianming handed Spirit Herb and 10 times the amount of money to pay his debt from Sage Chen. They then went to the 2nd floor and Tianming is in the middle of the 4 flame yellow mirrors. These mirrors have purple heavenly patterns, and it will provide a generous amount of spirit energy to help the disciple cultivate. The primary purpose of the flame yellow mirrors is for the disciple to learn battle arts. By looking at the mirror when they practice their arts, they get to observe and reflect on their moves. The mirrors magnify the mistake they will make, thereby helping to correct these moves. Tianming smiled as he believes that Mu Yang will teach him his battle art, which is sword art. As per Mu Yang, he will teach Tianming an art he created himself, which is the demise of man, earth, heaven. According to him, his sword art is a heavenly ranked battle art for heavenly will stage cultivators, which surpasses unity ranked battle arts. Tianming becomes disappointed when he realizes that he will still be trained at the spirit source stage. Sage Chen threw him a sword. This is the most valuable weapon of the Xing and Chen merchantry in the entire Vermilion Bird. This sword has both fire and lightning power, and it's a grade 6 weapon, the Grand Thunder Flare Sword. Its body is made mainly of the Thunder Wrath Profound Steel, together with 93 different kinds of spirit ores. This sword used the blood of the 7-star wild beast, the Thunder Flare Lizard, and therefore contains its bloodline. This weapon has both the scorching might of flames as well as the destructiveness of lightning. Mu Yang and Sage Chen agreed that Mu Yang will teach Tianming battle arts while Sage Chen gift him a weapon. Tianming feels touched by their kindness. He remembered when he came here to Ignispolis without anyone's support, and his feeling now of being supported feels wonderful for him. As per Mu Yang, this sword art is the only thing he hasn't taught to Lin Xiaoding. He believes that teaching Tianming this sword art is his only way to help Tianming fight against Lin Xiaoding. He then grips the sword and told Tianming that the demise of man, earth, heaven has a total of 7 stances. The demise of man, the first stance, spectral dance. The second stance is soul extinction. The demise of earth, the first stance, earthquaker. The second stance is hell shaker. The demise of the heavens gathers a heavenly sword will. Its first stance is divine fury. Its second is heavenly judgment. And its third stance is apocalyptic will. However, apocalyptic will have the essence of the 3 demises combined. It's the true will of the gods. Tianming and his life-bound beasts were focused on listening to Mu Yang. Mu Yang then handed the sword to Tianming while ordering him to start training the 4 instances first. And he will come back in the next few days to answer all the questions of Tianming. Understood. We'll learn from spectral dance. Tianming answered and started the training. After several days, Tianming looks so tired and even practices the basics in his dreams. When he gets up from the bed, Ying Huo noticed that Tianming's hair becomes gray. He then looks into the mirror and remembered that the color of his hair is the same color as Wai Jing's hair when she had lifespan. He then realized something. He immediately checked his arm and he confirmed that his lifespan didn't end yet. The next day, Tianming informed Mu Yang about his lifespan. Mu Yang concludes that the more rings, the better. As per Tianming, he feels much more clear-headed and these rings helped him absorb spiritual energy. Mu Yang told him that they will look for an answer about it the next day and that Tianming should continue practicing. Tianming then started his training with the 1,000 repetitions of spectral dance. On the 3rd day, Tianming's hair looked exactly like Wai Jing's hair. Also, a 3rd ring appeared on his arm. He believes that getting an extra ring increases his cultivation speed by a fold. Muyang said that the appearance of the rings and the change in hair color are only outward changes. What really changes is Tianming's body's constitution. Not just his cultivation speed, but also his ability to sense the spiritual energy of heaven and earth, as well as his comprehension abilities have improved a lot. What he doesn't know is whether Tianming will suffer from the same symptoms that Wei Jing got rid of for the past 20 years. Tianming continued practicing and was able to do the spectral dance, which made Muyang surprised, so he now believes that the ring really did strengthen Tianming's body's constitution and talent. On the 4th day, Tianming got another ring again, and he told his mother that he feels like this 4th ring isn't the end. He also showed it to Muyang, and Muyang let him practice the soul extinction. On the 5th day, Tianming already has 5 rings and his lifebound beasts feel excited for him. On the 6th day, Tianming didn't get another ring, so he concluded that it might be the end. Don't jump to conclusions so quickly. Both Meow Meow and I got a new mole on our left side. You should check your left arm, Ying Huo stated. Tianming then checks it immediately and he finds out that the ring also appears on his black arm. It blended to his metal arm, which cannot be seen instantly. He was excited while thinking that his metal arm might receive 5 rings too. On the 10th day, his metal arm has 5 rings now and he already has a total of 10 rings. He stands while holding his sword and he cannot believe the unexpected happenings to him. He told both his mother and Muyang about it, and Muyang instructed him to try practicing the demise of heaven. Tianming then applied it and cast divine fury. While Muyang was observing, he was amazed by Tianming's talent. He believes that Tianming is scarier with 10 rings now, and even Xiaoding cannot defeat him. On the 11th day, Tianming didn't get any rings and he concluded that he only had 10 rings. Wei Jing then suddenly appeared, informing him that he received a letter from the Lightning Manor. It's Lin Xiaotan fueling Jai's wedding invitation. His mother told him not to go, but Tianming insisted and believed that it would be an interesting night. He was planning to settle the debt with Lin Xiaoding. At the Lightning Manor, Xiaoding and Yuling Jai's wedding is happening. Tianming really came and noticed that Yuling Jai had reached the unity stage. Mu Qingqing also attended Xiaoding's wedding, and up until this point, she still looked so weak. The newlywed moved to the bridal chamber and Xiaoding removed Yuling Jai's veil, and he promised the lady that he will embrace, protect, and will never abandon her. Let us tread our path together with no regret henceforth, be it in cultivation or battle. Xiaoding added, "Husband, I'm willing to love you for the rest of my life." Yuling Jai answered. They both then go to their guest, and Qingqing approached his ex-lover asking him to have a toast together. Qingqing looks different now. She becomes so thin and looks like an old woman. Xiaoding looked at him while holding a cup. Qingqing fills his cup and she then drinks while giving thanks to Xiaoding for his guidance and care all this time. "I don't need to hear that from you. You should return early to rest," Xiaoding answered. He then turned his back. "Yes, brother Ting. I'll leave right now," Qingqing answered. Ying Huo and Tianming are looking at them, and Ying Huo believes that Qingqing added something to Xiaoding's wine. Tianming only smiled, as he also wanted the idea to let Xiaoding suffer. Aside from that, they notice that the celebration is so large that even the people from the Vermilion Bird are almost there. While he was observing around, Zikan suddenly asked why he dyed his hair such an exaggerated color. "The Y clan isn't a flashy family. Don't embarrass us," Zikan said. Tianming smiled widely while answering that this color is the most popular color of the year. Zikan also noticed Tianming's eccentric cloak. "My mom made this for me. What do you think? It's handsome, right?" Tianming answered while laughing. Meanwhile, the guests were informed that the vice inspectors had something to announce. As per Yixuan, the Y clan's descendants are ordinary and not enough to lead Heaven's sanctum. That's why they decided to host a sanctum replacement challenge. Tianming was shocked upon hearing it. Even Tiangsong and Zikan can't believe their announcement. The king told the vice inspectors that what they said doesn't follow the rules. To host a sanctum replacement challenge, it needs to be verified by Heaven's Elysium, and we need to receive the challenge from them directly. The king said, "Are you teaching me what to do?" Yixuan answered, which made the king dumbfounded, and apologized to them. Yixu then said that as the Vermilion Bird King and the ruler of the land, he has the responsibility of educating the descendants to ensure the future prosperity of the nation. Not only just his responsibility, but also in a position that the citizens of Vermilion Bird can trust. Therefore, she declared that they invited the king to invigilate the challenge together and validate the battle in front of the rest of the nation. The king can't do anything but accept the vice inspector's request. Yixuan also announced that the Yuling clan is the one that requested the replacement decree, and is ready to challenge the Y clan. There are 3 rounds to it: the battle between the older generations, the current generations, and the younger generations respectively. The 2 families will each send out a representative into the arena. Whoever they send out, if defeated, will be swapped out until there's no one else who can replace them. Winning in 1 round gives that clan 1 point. Whichever clan wins 2 points first will be the winner. During the announcement, Xiaoding's father also added that Yin and Yuling's clans have become one. This means members of the Lightning Manor will also fight for the Yuling clan. Zikan and Tiangsong were shocked that the 2 families would be challenging their clan. Tianming was mad while looking at them. Because of it, he confirmed that the program is not just a normal wedding but all are planned. Muyang stepped forward and asked if he was also qualified to take part in the challenge since he is the future potentate of the Y Manor and a disciple of Y Tiankang. Yixuan said that the potentate's disciples are qualified to participate according to the rules. When the night comes, Xiaoding and Yuling Jai celebrate their marriage. Yuling Jai started to remove her robe while Xiaoding was waiting. He then went to his wife and started kissing her neck. He was enjoying the night not until he felt a pain in his stomach. He couldn't hold the pain longer, so he told Yuling Jai to call someone. He screamed so loud and in just a second, his father instantly came. When he looks at his son, he believes that his son was a victim of a gelding blight. Xiaoding suspected Mu Qingqing and she then shouted in anger that he would shred the lady into pieces. The next day at the Y Manor, the Y clan talked about the coming battle challenge. They started losing hope as they believed that they cannot defeat the 2 families. Up to this day, the potentate is still in seclusion and has barely recovered. Muyang promised them that he will do his best to defend the Y clan even if it will cost his life. Unexpectedly, Wei Jing suddenly cried and was blaming herself for her father's absence. Tianming then calmed her and told her not to worry and just watch his son get rid of everyone from the Lightning Manor. I was actually trying to find an opportunity to deal with Lin Xiaoding. I've waited for 3 years. Lin Xiaoding, thank you for giving me this chance. I won't disappoint you, Tianming stated. And his cousins belittled him once more. They also lose their hopes since for them, it's gonna be a battle of numbers and their clan is outnumbered. Tianming stands as he was disappointed listening to his family who lost their hopes. He then walks away and informs them that he will cultivate and will master the stance that Muyang taught him. Muyang is speechless while looking at him leaving the place. He even doesn't know if they have a chance of winning at this rate. When Tianming arrived at the pagoda, all the people were accusing him of killing someone. He was confused by their accusation, but the people believed that he was only pretending. He overheard from the people that this person had taken her life because she was ashamed to live her life. Plus, she was in pain after witnessing the wedding of Xiaoding and Yuling Jai. The people lead him to the dead body of Mu Qingqing who was hanging on the 3. He was sad for Mu Qingqing who never wait for 3 more days to witness how Tianming ends Xiaoding. She may be dead, but Tianming knows that the lady's spirit is still here. Everything is over between us now, Tianming whispered. He didn't execute Qingqing at the abyssal trial because believes that there were punishments worse than death. Mental torment is much more terrifying than physical torture. While she was looking at the lady, everyone noticed words written on the rock. She apologizes to Lai Tianming for all she has done. It's a pity that this apology came too late. Once a mistake was made, there is no turning back. Xia Xiao suddenly came and was emotional. Shen then removed the rope from Qingqing's neck. She looked at Lai Tianming and blamed him for the death of Qingqing. Xia Xiao, you are a good girl, perhaps the only good person across Lightning Manor. Tianming responded. But then, Xia Xiao was still mad at him and even called him a criminal. Tianming is just too calm and asked if Xiaoding has died. Xia Xiao stopped crying as she was confused about how Tianming know about what happened to her brother. Gelding blight was a taboo technique topic that affected the Lightning Manor's reputation. But then, their clan already covered up the news. She shouted once more and accused Tianming of another crime again. Tianming turns and believes that Xiaoding didn't die with the poison and only suffered pain. A few years down the road, you will find out who the true devil is, Tianming said and walked away. Xia Xiao continued crying and she saw the words written on the rock. She cried and accepted Qingqing's death. While Tianming was walking, a lady approached him. She's Qin Xuanyu from the occult Athenaeum. She has a message for the Y clan from the king. According to her, His Majesty said that if the opponents have the intention to kill, then the Y clan should do what they want with those people from the Lightning Manor. But they should not harm anyone from the Yuling clan and just do their best to defeat them. That's the Y clan's only chance of survival, she added and left. Upon hearing it, Tianming realized that the Yuling clan was the vice inspector's target of protection, whereas the Lightning Manor was just a clan that had value due to Lin Xiaoding's existence. He then grips his sword and starts practicing the apocalyptic will. Everything will be determined tomorrow, he whispered. The next day, which is the day of the Sanctum Replacement Challenge, everyone in the crowd was expecting the Y clan's defeat. The deputy inspector is personally attending the battle. The king concludes that there's little to no chance for the Y family to resurge. He was afraid that in the future, the two greatest families will no longer be the Vermilion Bird royal family and the Y family, but instead the Lightning Manor and Yuling family. The Y family has arrived together with the Sanctum Potentate. Tianming is confident knowing that he has progressed a lot in terms of sword Dao comprehension and only needs a little push to break through the bottleneck. His grandfather knew that Tianming had a grudge against Xiaoting, so he told Tianming that this was going to be his chance for revenge. The old lady asked how sure he is to defeat Xiaoting, and he confidently answered that he was 110% sure. Just watch, I'll beat him so badly that he won't be able to take care of himself. Tianming added, stop bragging. It's good to have confidence, but don't overestimate yourself. Guo Hao said, on this day, there are so many people from the Yuling family and Lightning Manor, probably in hundreds, 5 times more than the Y family. The Lightning Manor was ready for the challenge. While looking at them, Tianming noticed that Xiaoting was not present. But still, he was hoping that Xiaoting will appear and is capable of putting up a fight. Mu Yong's spy from the Lightning Manor informed him that Xiaoting got infected with gelding blight. But then, Xiaoting will surely arrive the day after tomorrow. The king then started the opening and welcomed the competitors from each clan to enter the arena. Yixuan suddenly interrupts him and activates a heavenly formation. According to him, this is different from the ones used to keep the monsters out. They can get into this formation, but they cannot get out. This way, both sides can do all out during the battle without worrying about the audience getting hurt. Once the winner is determined, he will open the formation so that the members can enter and exit. He then declared that the battle will finally begin. The potentate's brother named Y King has volunteered to take the lead, so Tiang King told him to be careful since they are the only ones of the Y clan's older generation. He then went to the arena and asked the opponent who was willing to fight against him. Tianming smiled while looking at him because he knows that Y King is known as the fighting devil of the Y family. Back in the day, he almost defeated his elder brother. Lin Sheng stepped up and declared that he was willing to fight against Y King. He's too confident that he can defeat Y King because of their age gap, which is he's 10 years younger than Y King. Just a coward, who can fight only with provocations. Y King answered. Lin Sheng summoned his Sky Thunder Black Panther and Y King also summoned his Heavenly Purple Rock. They both then rushed to each other together with their life-bound beasts. Mu Yang told Tianming to focus and observe the battle between two masters of the Heavenly Dao. Tianming is very interesting to learn, but then he can't see a thing because of how fast the two masters are. For the first battle, the winner has already been decided and Y King is the victor. Want to take me on? You're still too young. Who else? Come forward. Y King said. Lin Hao comes out and this person has lost 18 times against him and wants to fight again now. He then summoned his Kangyun electric mosquito, causing Tianming to be surprised since this type of beast is good at draining the opponent's energy. He now concludes that the Lightning Manor will now focus on draining energy. The battle between Y King and Li Hao started, and in just a short time, the king declared that Lin Hao was defeated. Y King, even if you defeated me for the 19th time, so what? Look at yourself. Do you think you can still beat my third brother in this condition? Lin Hao said. You were subjected to the poisonous mist of the Kangyun electric mosquito. You will only get weaker and weaker with time. Back off. Send in the next competitor. Y King answered. The next competitor from Lightning Manor is Lin Rong. They didn't spend much time and immediately rushed to each other. When their strength collided, Y King felt that Lin Rong was much stronger than his two opponents from before, and that the poison in him has started to kick in. Even Lai Tianming senses that Y King with his companion beast was already poisoned deeply, while the current opponent is no weaker than him, so Tianming believes that their side will lose this time. Y King's rock bird was struck by Lin Rong, causing Y King furious. Lin Rong then rushed to him with killing intent, and Y King stood while holding his long weapon and immediately attacked Lin Rong's lifebound beast to take revenge for his rock bird. Lin Rong was surprised that Y King still managed to assassinate his lifebound beast despite the situation. Y King at this point has declared that he surrendered since he believes that he cannot take it anymore. He requested the vice inspectors to open the barrier, but it seems like no one is listening to him. Lin Rong continued to rush to him and they both fought at a fast speed using their weapons. The king reminded Yixuan that Y King had forfeited already, but Yixuan ignored him. Tianming was annoyed that the vice inspectors were clearly biased. Since Y King became weak because of the poison, Lin Rong saw a chance to attack him and slashed his one arm. His brother Tian King was worried and shouted once again that Wei King had already given up. Yixuan heard him and apologized. He reasoned that the battle was so intense which made him immersed. Wei King immediately comes out to TK the barrier after the vice inspector opened it. Lin Rong wanted to chase and kill him, but Mu Yang blocked his way. "If you dare to take a step forward, I'll make you die without a burial place," Mu Yang said, causing Lin Rong to be frightened as he senses that Mu Yang's intent is so strong. Lin Rong was ordered to retreat, so he cannot do anything but follow the higher-up. At this point, the two brothers were emotional about what happened with Wei King. Tian King then ordered someone to bring back Wei King and cured him as soon as possible. This day is a battle between old Gen, so Tianming can't do anything. But then, he swore that he will defeat the opponent the day after tomorrow. Wei Tianking stepped forward and was ready to battle. Yuling Hong volunteered to fight against the Sanctum Potentate. "Your Excellency doesn't have to fight me to death. I'm here just to assess your strength," Yuling Hong said. Tianking didn't waste more time and immediately summoned his 8th-rank Emperor Beast. Tianming was amazed since this was his first time seeing the Emperor of a companion beast. Yuling Hong and Tianking started fighting together with their beasts, and Yuling Hong regretted fighting against the Sanctum Potentate because of how strong the old man was. His beast was defeated by the Emperor Beast, and he even declared that he surrendered. Yixuan heard it, but then he noticed that Tianking didn't stop attacking Yuling Hong. Since their duty is to protect the Yuling clan, he then opens the barrier to let Yuling Hong come out from the arena. Tianking was mad and stared at Yixuan with annoyance. Lin Tao stepped forward and went inside the barrier to fight. He then summoned his lifebound beast and rode into it. Tianking also rode to his Emperor's beast, and when they both were in the middle, they let their beasts fight him while Tianking and Lin Tao started attacking each other. The crowd witnesses how strong the potentate is, but then Tianming knows that his grandfather's style for this duel is to end it as quickly as possible, which consumes more energy. And if this continues, he believes that Tianking won't be able to hold it for long. As he predicted, Tianking becomes weak and falls to the ground. He vomits blood and seems like he cannot be able to fight anymore. Everyone was worried about the potentate. Tianking still managed to get up, but then Lin Tao slashed him while shouting that this is the fate of the weak. He believes that he will rise to the top once he will defeat the Sanctum Potentate. The potentate shouted, ordering Mu Yang to assassinate all the sons of the Lin clan. Mu Yang was worried for him, and he then told the vice inspectors that Tianking already conceded defeat, so he should be out of the barrier. Did he admit defeat? Why didn't I see it? Yixuan answered, causing Mu Yang to be mad and get the sword to Tianming. He then told everyone to stay away and cast the heavenly ranked battle art, the demise of heaven. Earthquacker that triggered the heavenly thunder. He struck the sword on the ground, which creates a heavenly pattern and makes the boundary vanish. The vice inspectors were shocked upon seeing it, as they didn't have any idea that Mu Yang could possibly make it. Mu Yang immediately went to his master to assist him. At this point, the audience was all silent. Mu Yang suddenly speaks. He vowed in front of everyone that he was willing to exterminate the clan of anyone that will kill his master. He then guided Tianking to leave the arena, which made Lin Hao tremble in anger. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoy. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel for more content like this. Till next time.